Hello and welcome to the watch-along for Manchester United against Wolves in the Premier League. It's a big game for Manchester United today, a chance to go up in the table, really putting the pressure on Liverpool. Obviously, after Leicester drew yesterday, Man United have got a great chance to move up the table. Today in the pre-show, we're going to be looking at your predictions for the game. We're going to be looking at a couple of clips from Stretford Paddock this week, and we are going to be getting Andy Tate's team talk as well, so stay tuned for that. But first of all, let's have a look at some of the things that have been going on Stretford Paddock this week. And first of all, it's the grand finale, the moment you've all been waiting for on the Premier League piss take of Better Than Arteta, the game where I get a chance to play to be manager of Arsenal for one full season. And the finale was yesterday. Check it out.
For your opportunity at being Arsenal manager, the next Arsenal manager, and proving yourself to be better than Arteta. The final question is Frank Lampard better than Arteta?
First of all,
clock is ticking. We have to take your first answer.
First of all, I'd like to say that I am genuinely nervous.
I can tell. Stinks.
And second of all, something I've noticed, I watched a couple of these episodes back, Adam. I've noticed, so far, every single answer has been better than Arteta. Now, it's got to be continued, so I'm going to say Frank Lampard is better than Arteta. Final answer. Give me the contract.
I thought you watched Premier League football, John.
Hmm?
It's the wrong answer. We don't want to give you that, John. He could have been Arsenal manager next week. He could have proven himself to be better than Arteta. But as you can see, this mess is quite clearly not. Frank Lampard isn't better than Arteta. Joe isn't a winner. He does get a dongle, which he can take home.
I'm still fuming about that. I couldn't believe it. I thought I'd worked out the formula. I thought I'd worked it out, but I hadn't. There are some managers, it turns out, in the Premier League who aren't better than Arteta. Frank Lampard ought to hang his head in shame. Now, next up then, we were on the podcast yesterday talking a little bit about that after-match feeling at Manchester United. We saw it with Harry Maguire and John Stones, and we've seen it in the youth team as well, with Hannibal Maidbury talking to one of his mates after getting battered 6-1 by Chelsea, talking to one of the opposition, and Ted Mengi is not happy. Let's get Steve's opinion on exactly what is going on Instagram.
The reaction after Maguire was having a little chit-chat and a laugh with John Stones when we drew, and it didn't go on social media, it was just on the pitch and it was filmed through TV. This is after they got battered by one of the rivals toward the top of the division and then posting about it on social media with a picture of you laughing. It's 2 or 3 steps above.
Right,
and,
no, obviously
slightly inappropriate.
Hannibal Maidbury, good player.
Yeah.
Not been here that long in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, probably knows the lad he was talking to in the photo more than for longer than he's been at United, I assume. But I've got to be right behind Tedden here. Tedden is United's under-18s and occasionally under-23s captain. And that is, I wish, what Maguire would have been like. Now, fuck that. Too many friends, not enough enemies. Imagine Maguire had said that. How fucking pumped would have all been. So, I'm sorry, Hannibal, you have to fucking take a back seat on this one here.
Right then, let's have a look at a few of your predictions. You can send your video predictions to paddockmatchday@gmail.com before every single game to be featured on this show. So make sure you get them sent in 30 seconds. Tell us what you think the game's going to be like. Tell us, you may have spotted something in the week. You may have spotted a weakness in Wolves' defence or in Liverpool's defence or whoever it may be. Tell us why Man United are going to win, or tell us what you think the score is going to be for every single game. Send your clips to paddockmatchday@gmail.com. Here's some we've had this week.
Hello, it's Ronaldo here, back on Stretford Paddock, back with another pre-match prediction for the Wolves game, and I'm going to go for a 3-2 win. I think it's going to be high score, and I think it's going to be very attacking. I can see us getting in behind them a few times. They've obviously got a considerably slow defence, and I think that we've got enough pace up top to cause them problems, but likewise, they've got exceptional players going forward. They've got a lot of flair, they've got a lot of quality, and a lot of ability in their attackers. The likes of Pedro Neto, Podence, Fabio Silva, the young starlet, Adama Traore, can't forget about him. They're going to be very, very, very dangerous, and that's why I can see there being a lot of chances in this game and possibly a lot of goals. And obviously we need to capitalise on the fact that in and around us the teams have dropped points, because it's frustrating that we dropped points against Leicester when they did. But we can only move forward and go into the Wolves game knowing that we need to make the most. And I've been back and forth about this one, but I think we'll win, and I think 3-2 will be the scoreline.
As of recently, United have been showing a lot more willingness going forward a lot earlier in the game, and I think that's going to be really needed against Wolves, who have shown in the past that if they hold us back, they can get that late goal in the game and win and make us lose 3 points. So after great results against Leeds and maybe a disappointing result against Leicester, but there was still some positives to take, I'm going to say that United are going to win against Wolves 2-0.
So these match days coming thick and fast now, aren't they? This one, I'm not too sure about, really. I keep saying this every time in my predictions about we're not great at the back, and that's been proven again. Leicester, I think we were there for the win, and our defence let us down again. Obviously, people are going to say that we should have took our chances as well, which is also true. But Wolves away is a tricky one. I mean, the last 2 times I went there with the first team, we got beat 2-1 and then a 0-0 draw in the cup. I've also actually seen the 23s there get beat. So it's a place where United don't really do well in recent times. So I'm a bit worried about it. But if we can just, keep steady at the back and not concede stupid goals, we're good going forward. I mean, my head's telling me a draw, but my heart wants to say 2-1 win. So that's why I'm going to go 2-1, Rashford and Fernandes.
All right, lads, hope you all had a good Christmas. Great Christmas present would be us beating Wolves tonight. Everyone else has dropped points around us, but it seems every time other teams do it, we do it as well. So I think that now is time to rectify those mistakes and get a big win tonight. I'm actually feeling quite confident. I think we're going to win 2-1. I think we've got a much better squad than Wolves, and I think it will come out on top. Come on, United.
Hey everyone, Angelina here with my prediction for the Wolves game. This is a fixture that I always look forward to. I know sometimes it hasn't been too kind to us, but nevertheless, always look forward to it. And as always, I'm going to be confident. I think we are going to get a win. I would really, really like us to keep a clean sheet. Whether we can or not, I guess we don't know. But I'm going to hope for a 2-0 victory. And on the score sheet, I would like to see Bruno Fernandes, because why not? And also Martial.
I don't think anyone likes playing Wolves. United don't exactly have a great record against them, although they did beat them in the FA Cup last season and the league, but they have been ropey against them before, and hopefully United can push on actually from the games against Leicester and from the games actually against City that we saw. And United have to start getting these wins now, because the sides like Wolves who actually aren't playing as well as they were last season are the type of sides United need to start to get results against. They're going to push on and maybe mount a title challenge. Liverpool dropping points the other day against West Brom shows that maybe not everyone is quite as good as people think they are. So if United can start to get these wins now, as they've got a couple of difficult games coming up like Liverpool, which isn't going to be easy, then they need to start winning these matches, and then they can push on and push for maybe a title challenge. We don't know yet, but I think United could win. I think they've got the players that are capable of winning it, and I think if Rashford is playing better than he did last week against Leicester, then even though he did miss a couple of chances, he did score a really nice goal, so hopefully he can push on and maybe score another today, and I think United could win, and I'm going to say 2-0 to United.
I'm going to say 3-1 to United. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. Our defence is still so shaky and just not that great, but I think we will get the goals. Rashford will score. Hopefully Martial will get going now that he scored. Come on, Tony. And I'll say Bruno, just because he always looks like scoring, always shows up and is unstoppable at the minute. Come on, Reds.
We're on somewhat of a decent run of form, let's say. Well, the form table will say as such in the Premier League anyway. We are joint top in terms of the best performing team in the Premier League, joint with City, that is, our noisy neighbours. I'm well under the belief that with our current form, with our current squad, with the current league as it is made up at the moment, we have more than enough of an opportunity to make a serious run at the title. I'm not getting ahead of myself, I'm just stating facts. Now, our previous form and our previous performances at times will support that. I'm going to go for another strong performance. I know Wolves have been our bogey team in the recent history, but I'm confident in the lads and how we've been playing. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Manchester United win.
Now then, we've got the moment you've all been waiting for. It's Andy Tate's team talk. He's going to be giving the players a little boost before this game, a little G up, a little chance to really send home the message before Manchester United play Wolves. Here is Tate's team talk.
We have a chance now, with results going our way in the last 24 hours, to go second in the Premier League, an incentive, and hopefully a learning curve from the 2 points dropped on Boxing Day. This team needs to be up on the game. These defenders need to be defending right from the back. We need a captain with a backbone who can blow hot and cold, but he's still our captain, and I hope he starts using his authority and this back four starts talking to each other. The midfield, Bruno Fernandes again is getting on. It's not fair on him. Other midfield players have to step up, and it's getting too dependable. But we should get the 3 points tonight. Hopefully we will, against a Wolves side who are resolute and determined, and proved that because of last season's exploits. And we've had 1 win in 7 games against them, so we're up against it tonight. And hopefully Cavani will start, Rashford, Mason. Who knows, but I think Cavani is definitely a start. So let's get the 3 points tonight. I'm not thinking about second. Let's just get the 3 points and see where we go from there. Andy Tate, Stretford, Paddock.
Right then, coming up on the watch along today for Manchester United against Wolves, it's going to be me, it's going to be Jay, it's going to be Adam McKola as well, and we're going to have Stephen Howson and Ronaldo at half-time, bringing you some stats, a little bit of socials as well. But before all that, to get us started, let's hear from Alex and Steve. Over to you.
There we go. I mean, welcome to Stretford Paddock, everyone. It wouldn't be the same without sound problems, would it? Jesus, where?
Sound problems?
Right, Satcam in the comments. I think that's pretty valid.
Problems.
All I'll say is, it's a good job the mics weren't working when we accidentally went live. Fucking hell.
He said sad moments because I think you combining the sat cam together.
Right, everybody.
All right, everyone.
Oh, someone would have been getting sued. Right, let us know how you're feeling ahead of this game in the comments. And it probably would have been him.
Right. It probably would have been him. You can decide who you thought it was.
Anyway. Ed's gone. Right, we've got 45 minutes to fill before we throw over to the other lads that's going to be joining you on the watch along tonight. We've got Jay, we've got Joe, and we've got Adam McKola from True Geordie's channel. How are you feeling?
That's quite funny. But anyway, I'm doing...
Fucking hell. Not even drinking.
No, I'm doing all right. I'm quite good, man. How are you?
I'm all right.
Clearly a little bit giggly today, aren't you? Don't know why.
I'm fine. You all right?
I'm cool.
How are you, though?
I'm in for a great United victory in it.
So you got caught DWB in last night?
I definitely wasn't.
Driving while black?
Oh shit, yeah, I was. Don't drive while black, people. It attracts police.
Ross says, Cam Waters, so now you forget my prediction and now you cock up the audio. Oh, did Ross... Oh, so it's Casey that didn't edit that. Ross, we apologise. Steve, is Tedden training with the first team consistently? I believe so, yeah. I believe he is. He's also a Paddock fan, so if you're watching, hi. How's the to-do list doing? Still on top of the bin at the moment. That's just where I'm keeping it.
So, I mean, some people aren't...
yeah, where's your fucking tinfoil hat?
Some people don't show that much, like, gratitude when you get and stuff.
Where's your tinfoil hat?
I mean, I literally went all over the country
Where's
to
your
find that
tinfoil
to-do
hat?
list. My tinfoil hat? It is perched perfectly next to my bed.
Is it?
On my bedside table. I've still got the tinfoil hat, of course I have.
Jack says, do I think Diallo will come in and when it does well, do we offload James in the summer? I'd be surprised if we did offload James, but also not at the same time.
So,
You're not going to keep
so
loads
basically
of
you've not answered it.
ordinary. Yeah, basically I've just palmed that as an answer.
I think a lot of people are satisfied with him being a squad player, but if he doesn't step it up, he's got a... I don't see a...
How old is he?
He's 23.
Oh yeah, you got to...
Nah, he's got to step it up. He came at the age where he had the ability, I guess, and the potential to progress. But I don't think he has. I think he started fast and then he faded off. Maybe he was kind of performing above expectations at the time.
He was quite productive for a period of time, despite not being... Like, didn't really work on the eye, but he was getting assists and he got a couple of goals.
I think he was always anti-Dan James.
No, I wasn't anti-Dan
No,
James.
even
I just didn't see
even when he was starting week in, week out, and he had a couple of assists, a few goals, and us as United fans were pushing that Dan James better than Pepe narrative, and he was outperforming him. You kept saying, "Oh, his delivery's shit, his final ball shit."
Do you know what?
All the time.
Because it was just shit final ball.
It was at times, but he did have a few games where he was pulling out like one assist, one goal.
Here's the thing, right? I've seen Peter Crouch an overhead kick. Don't mean he's Latin. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with Ashley Young. Ashley Young would put in a random free kick and a couple of decent crosses, and he'd just go.
Dan James to Ashley Young, and Dan James to Peter Crouch.
Yep.
I do feel like Peter Crouch and Ashley Young had better Premier League career. Well, obviously they've not had the same length of time, but I think he's slightly being disrespectful there.
To who?
Peter Crouch and...
Well, yeah, maybe.
Peter Crouch is part of the fucking 100-goal Premier League club.
Peter Crouch, was it QPR he broke through at? Was like weirdly effective, but he's not a good footballer.
I think he just doesn't look... I think Peter Crouch was always a little underrated. He was technically better than he should have been. Bearing in mind he was
But
so
still
tall
technically
and
pretty
lanky.
awful.
And he's good in the air, he was effective.
Right. He was good in the air, and I'll give you that. But do you know when he jumped, all that happened, right? His head stayed in... I'll do it this way so you lot can see. His head stayed here, and his body sort of jackknife up, and then his head didn't get any higher. You watch. He can't jump.
Not surprised he's 6'7" and probably hasn't got the calves to maintain a little bit of a leap.
No, and honestly, his head stayed in the exact same space, and his arse just sort of went back and out a little bit. He could not jump. James Young asking, where is Alex Baggers? He's in the comments as well, Alex Baggers. Apparently, pissing out of his arse is the word. Apparently, food poisoning.
Where's that? Alex Baggers. I was asking the same
no one's
thing.
put it in the comment, but
I was asking the same thing.
That's what's happened.
Oh, he's put evening.
Evening.
Why on earth has Alex got a tool next to his name?
This is a tool.
He's a spanner.
Because he's a spanner, yeah.
Oh, he's a moderator.
Not as good as Ross Murphy.
Yeah, Ross Murphy's top tier moderator. Nick in the comments saying, people hate on James because it's cool. He's not the best player with that constant abuse. He is a United player after all. I don't think people are hating on him because it's cool. And I wasn't hating on him because I thought he was cool. Like, I saw him on pre-season and I was like, I'm not having him. And then I saw him in the first 5-6 weeks of the league and I was like, I'm not having him. He's not a United level player.
So, if you go back to the actual original question, you now think he's going to be gone then? And not sitting on the fence?
No, I'm not necessarily going to sit on the fence with the question. I would get rid of him. I don't know if United will get rid of him.
I think...
Let me throw a couple of words at you. Phil Jones. I think me and you've got about as much chance of starting a Premier League game as he does.
That might be true.
You might have a slight higher chance than I do.
I think people are talking about...
We're pretty stacked on the left wing though, so you might not be on it.
I think talking in accordance with the Dan James, with obviously the arrival of Diallo.
And Palestri, who's
obviously the progression of Palestri. He might be surplus to requirements, you're correct.
Palestri's done all right in the 23s, but I would like people to be reminded that this is the 23s where when Mason Greenwood played in the 23s, he was doing just, quite frankly, outrageous numbers. And Diallo's doing very, very good numbers, but they're not in the outrageous category yet.
23s.
23s is a weird level.
You know, it's a difficult predictor, you know, like performance in the 23s, because there are people that young players that don't seem to perform exceptionally or outstanding or stand out in any sort of way playing for 23s. But when they make the step up to first team, they find themselves being very productive as first team footballers or in a system or with better players.
Scott McTominay didn't look good in the 23s.
Exactly. And then there's some players that are outstanding in 23s football and they don't make the step up. It's always difficult to predict. Obviously, we know football's got too many variables anyway, so...
I'd have argued till I was blue in the face, and I still might, to be fair, just for the banter, that Matty Willock was a better footballer than Scott McTominay in United's under-23s.
Yeah.
Because the evidence, my eyes, was telling me everything that Matty Willock does, he does on a better level than Scott McTominay. What Scott McTominay had was probably a little fitter, maybe a touch quicker, and he was 6'4". Which is why I think Jose gave him the opportunity that Matty Willock never got. Matty Willock was on the bench about 5 or 6 weeks consecutively.
What we point it down to is you just don't know until they play, really. You give them a chance.
23s is no indicator of what's going to happen in the first team at all.
Have a sink or swim. And some people even argue in that level of football that 23s is even easier than 18s football.
I think I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I think it is.
Mar Dragon in the comments says Shaw Tyre looks exciting. You seen much of Shola? Shola's the last of the superstar players that coming through at United. Mason was obviously the one prior to that. Angel probably the one prior to that. Rashford probably the one prior to that.
I've not seen much of him, you know.
Shola, if I describe the characteristics of what he's like as a player, do you know, in the way that original Ronaldo's very explosive, loves a step over, loves to go left, loves to go right, very, very, very direct, very aggressive in the way he plays with the ball at his feet. Clearly not the same level, but so like a bit of a bulldog sort of.
We've got R9 in our academy. Right, continue.
Bit of a bulldog sort of mentality, like quite hard.
Is he kind of height? Is he short?
Well, last time I saw him, he was like 14. So I don't know what indication that is, and he wasn't big, but he's got a low centre of gravity in that. I think he's probably just like a pure average, like 5'8", 5'9" sort of height. No, he's not tall. He's not like Mason. Where you look at Mason, you think there's like a centre forward in the future there. Him like he's going to end up 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's 6'1" now, isn't it?
He's big lad, like, yeah. I did see a comment up here a second ago, actually. There's a couple of super chats, I'll read those. We need a centre-back. Why not Tedden or Timbo have a shot? What did you make of that yesterday that you saw coming out with Mabry and Tedden?
Pardon?
Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
Did you not see the stuff with Tedden and Hannibal Mabry?
I did not see it.
Okay, so I'll fill you in, and I'll fill you lot in case you lot didn't notice it as well. We did just put it in the pre-show, so you might have seen it on there.
But obviously, me and Steve weren't watching the pre-show because he was telling me about his criminal offence. Anyway, continue.
You're trying to make people think it was me that was in trouble.
All right, go on. Explain.
It was not me. Right, he threw me now. So Hannibal Mabry on his Twitter posts a photograph of him at the recent game against Chelsea where we lost 6-1. The under-23s lost 6-1, and he just gives it the caption from Claire Fontaine, so another French player for Chelsea, and they're shaking hands and having a laugh. And Tedden replies into it saying, "This is why we lost. Too many friends, not enough enemies." And then it went off in the comments. Like Alou Traoré getting involved, loads of players getting involved, all the rest of it went off. What's your thoughts on that?
Tedden's made of the right stuff, innit?
It's Clayton. Clayton's in the house.
That's what it looks like. Sorry, he made of the right stuff. It sounds like the ultimate Roy Keane statement.
Right, well, I said this yesterday on the podcast. I said, you've got to think, when you look at Harry Maguire hugging John Stones, you see Hannibal Mabry being all friendly after we just lost 6-1.
Yeah.
And then you see Tedden just losing his shit with people. Which of those do you think Roy Keane would like to have a drink with?
Tedden.
Correct. And maybe it's not for everybody, but I think there's a place for a Roy Keane in every team.
Every team.
Like an absolute just fucking psychopath. And I like Tedden, and I think he's got psychopathic tendencies, and I would love to see them developed into full-blown Roy Keane level tendencies.
Imagine someone just clips that off. The part where he just says, I think he has
psychopathic tendencies.
Without the context.
Ross has got a prediction here with a super chat. He says, I'll put my prediction going 2-1 United. We have the possibility of being title contenders. A team like Wolves are a bogey team, and we need to win. They are a bit of a bogey team for us, aren't they?
Yeah, true. They are a little bit. I'm actually very, I'm not sure which way to kind of swing with this game. Part of me thinks their defence is there to be got at. in terms of the lack of speed and the fact that we've got pace up front. But they are very good going forward, and I'm not sure our defence holds up.
What was that?
West Ham versus Southampton.
Oh my days.
Could have killed him. Who is it that's getting nailed there?
I've just seen Che Adams get karate kicked in the head.
Yeah.
But,
VAR, having a look at that?
We are having a look. Fucking hell.
United will lose today, says Pranjal. Wolves are better. People talking about 21 in the comments.
If Wan-Bissaka starts right back.
Jack saying Stigett really won't get into United's first team. It's Joe Riley all over again. I don't necessarily think it is Joe Riley all over again. You know, when you see players like Tedden's always played like a year up at England. I think you know that the level that requires. When you think of the pool of talent,
England at youth level is always very high quality.
So you get to play a year up, like Mason did.
Yeah.
That's always a good indicator of there's some serious quality there, isn't there?
Is that like Greenwood was like on the 21s, on the 20s, like when he was 17?
Yeah.
I mean, now he skips basically his
He's
first
not even
team.
bothered with the under 21s anymore, is he? No, and it could happen. It could happen where he never makes it. Though the chances of making it, even from this stage for him now, are not good. Let's be real. The same as it is with every player. Palestri, Diallo, these players that we've signed for big money. The chances of them guys making it still on the unlikely side. They're more likely to be a flop than they are another Bruno or another Ronaldo.
Yeah, definitely. And it depends if you look at it half pessimistically or optimistically. I want to look at it in a way where they may not be Bruno or CR7, but if they're anywhere close to that or even 70% of that, is that good enough?
Even a Nicky Butt or a Phil Neville, even Nicky Butt or a Phil Neville, there's a place for that in a team.
Of course there is. From what I've seen in little clips of Diallo, I think there's a real player in there. I don't want to get too excited about it, but I am excited.
He's only played about 4 or 5 games, hasn't he?
Nah, but he looks to have all the qualities, and obviously if he gets a little bit more physical, a little bit stronger, maybe even a little bit quicker, more acclimatised to the Premier League, I think you've got a real player in there.
Yeah, and the likes of Scholler and all that lot being brought into the first team, you'll find out. I actually think, unlike under Mourinho, with Solskjaer, we're going to find out if these lads are good enough. I think he'll give them the opportunities, and we'll find out whether they're good enough or not. And I think that's all you can ask is give them the opportunity and see what they can do. You know, Marcus was a bit of a shock, really. He was a good, decently rated player, but probably not even as highly rated as Callum Gribben by most people. Roshan was very highly rated, obviously. Axel and Angel, all extremely high rated. Timbo, highly rated. You don't know. One injury, one manager not digging you, and things change very, very quickly.
Precisely, but...
United Forever podcast says, evening, fellow fans. Evening. I've never listened to a podcast, and I'm gonna this week, because always writing good comments in there, and I think it should be reciprocated. So, fellow United fans, go check them out. United Forever, UTD Forever podcast on YouTube. Let us know if they're any good.
All right, so what do you want to speak about? If Wan-Bissaka starts tonight, that matchup with him and Pedro Neto.
He's their target man. He's their danger man.
Pedro Neto versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka could be key to the result today. I personally believe. And the reason why I mention that is because Pedro Neto's qualities are 1v1, dribbling, quick. And that's literally what Wan-Bissaka wants to play against. So I kind of think we could see, obviously he's the danger man, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka's all the tools to take him out of the game completely. It's going to be interesting to see if he doesn't. He's very dangerous. And he's only 20. I had no idea he was only 20, Pedro Neto.
I'll flip this on you. If you're Solskjaer and you go, right, they've still got a very, very strong midfield. Neves Moutinho's a top draw midfield. That's a European elite midfield pairing. You look at that rest of that team and you go, the goals are coming from Neto. And that's the problem with Wolves, is if you can keep them to a goal.
Obviously they've lost Jimenez.
Yeah.
They've got the 18-year-old up front in it.
Yeah.
Fabio Silva.
Who's good.
He looks like he's going to be good though.
He's good, but yeah. So if you go, right, Neto's the danger man. I'll clip our own attacking down the right-hand side and play Wan-Bissaka and give Wan-Bissaka a one-to-one job. Yeah. Don't bother attacking, just live on top of this guy. Would you do that?
I'm not sure. I think there's a lot to ask.
We'll have the team news with you guys in a sec. It's just coming through. You answer that and I'll get rid of it.
I wouldn't do that. I think you play... As United, you don't want to go that far in an adjustment because of one player or certain dangers. I think you can make slight adjustments, but...
Here we go. It is Baye, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Telles. That tells me it's probably a back four, so he has gone with Wan-Bissaka. We've got Pogba, Matic, Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford and Cavani. Could be, I'd probably assume that's 4-2-3-1. Greenwood on the right, Rashford on the left, Cavani down the middle. Pogba and Matic, which is what I selected in my predicted lineup. Baye, I went with a back three though, so I didn't have a back four. But I'm happy to see Telles in the team. And I think the idea of Matic and Pogba in this, I do like, actually.
Physicality.
And height. And virtually as expected. Oh, no, it's not. They've gone... I got it wrong. Hands up. I said I thought they were going to go 3-5-2 in this because that's what they've been doing lately. But they've gone with Vitina, Neto and Adama Traore. Now, that does worry me a little bit. Adama Traore running at Telles. He's got about 4 stone on him.
Adama Traore versus Luke Shaw. Interesting to watch.
But what I do like about United lining up with a forward three is a forward three against a back three, depending how it's utilised.
You can isolate 1v1 possibly.
Bingo. And Rashford 1v1, Greenwood 1v1, Cavani only single marked. I like those odds. Interesting lineup.
Looks like a very dangerous team though.
Yeah. And obviously Pogba back into the team. We'll go through the subs. We've got Henderson, Shaw, Tuanzebe, Fredge, Mata, McTominay, Dan James, Van der Beek and Tony Marshall. It's a hell of a bench.
It is a hell of a bench.
It's a hell of a bench. Feeling it. What's your thoughts on the team? Let us know. Now you've heard the starting 11, how confident are you? Ben saying, Tellers hoping to pin back Traore and we keep the possession. Whew, I don't know about that, you know. He's not going to pin him back because Adama don't work back, mate.
I spoke about Neto versus Wan-Bissaka being the matchup to watch. Obviously, that's not happening with Neto playing
he's playing down the centre, yeah.
I think Traore versus Tellers is definitely one to look at. Because whatever you want to say about his goal scoring production, his assist production, whenever I've watched Traore, he's looked extremely dangerous. So
Manchester United now, though. I wish we had a whiteboard here, actually, for now. Because Manchester United, we've said, right, if this was us, if this was Paddock FC, and what we did in the last game against Stretford, you play against the back three, you go narrow with your forward three, and then if you've got a number 10, the quality of Bruno, now you've got at least somewhere a 2v1 situation. You're going to have to hope that you can pin, or if you're the Wolves manager in this situation, you're going to have to hope that you bring your fullbacks back, otherwise you're just going to get isolated and overrun, big time. Pogba's going to find a way into that final third as well, because he's Paul Pogba, let's be real. I think this favours United in quite a lot of areas, to be honest.
I think if I look at both lineups and looking at ours, we look very attacking. We look like to have a lot. Obviously, Martial's on the bench. A lot of people have been calling for that. People wanting Cavani to start. He's got his start. We've got more than enough in that lineup to cause Wolves all sorts of problems. It wouldn't be surprising me if we do start quick, and I think there's goals in this game.
Yeah, I think there's goals. Wolves have had a lot of low-scoring games.
Yeah, usually not when we play Wolves.
They have a lot of low-scoring games. I think United are going to go quite open with this today, and maybe we've conceded a hell of a lot of goals on this run away from home, but we've scored a hell of a lot of goals, and maybe he's realising just getting on the score sheet and fucking see what happens after that. We've got a super chat here from Old Trafford Faithful. It says, can't watch today, lads, but here's to a win and a few pints. Thank you very much, our kid. Donny to come on and bag a goal. I would like to see more of Van der Beek. Any concerns on Matic and Pogba defensively? No. No, they've not got a particularly fast midfield. Which is what you could do.
This love affair for Matic, right?
Once a week.
Sometimes
no more than that. No more than that. Once a week.
His legs have gone a little bit from what I've seen. I've not been overly impressed with what I've been seeing him recently. I think he turns a little bit slower. He doesn't read the game quite as well as he used to. He can be solid. Sometimes he's not great on the ball either. I think the fact that he's playing alongside Pogba might help that a little in terms of progressing the ball up to Fernandes in attacking areas. But
him and Pogba
never convinces me too much.
As a double pivot has worked for us this season, and Pogba's really held his position very disciplined, which needs saying because he hasn't previously, and he's been slaughtered for it. So when he is, I think he needs the credit for it. I like these two together. It ain't the quickest midfield. It's certainly not Fred and McTominay, who really cover some ground between the two of them. But it's got physicality, it's got height, it's got experience.
It's got physicality. That's important because they have a very physical team usually.
Yeah, but Moutinho and Neves aren't. And I think you could physically, Pogba and Matic could and should potentially have the better of them. And you've got McTominay you could bring on.
Yeah, true. And then obviously Wolves, usually Podence. He's what, like 5'2"?
Yeah, I mean, even Adama's not tall, is he? He's just jacked.
Nah, he is. You know what it is? He's decent height, but because he's so jacked, it makes him look smaller. I think he's like 6 foot, but...
I predicted the lineup correctly. I mean, I didn't. I had a back three.
James works harder than Greenwood.
Does Galbraith play in a Matic role, or is he a different midfielder? He's more box to box. He's got a real energy about him. He's probably more like a Moutinho than a Matic. Do I think there's a better player, Prime Pogba or Bruno since Jan? No comment. What are you saying?
Bruno since Jan. I think someone was making a case for Dan James, saying he works harder than Greenwood.
All right. So would Mo Farah?
I think Greenwood more than makes up for it going the other way.
What the fuck? Like, I get hard-working players, and I get that. And
that's something fans will just always gravitate towards. Someone that runs around like a headless chicken.
I think this line has to come in. Alex Ferguson, when he was talking about Dirk Kuyt, that played for Liverpool, he said, fans will always gravitate to the energy that guy expels. But when you look at his goal-scoring record from the chances that he has, is he expending too much energy across the rest of the pitch and then not being composed enough when he gets the ball in the final third? Because as a right winger, ultimately your job is to create or score goals.
100%. As a winger, obviously, I might have played wing before, and it is a position that can demand a lot from you physically in terms of running about. That's why it's one of those positions where it's important to gauge when to do certain things. Sometimes, obviously, you'd want to be able to sprint back 50, 40 times a game and then sprint forward 50, but you can't.
Not realistic.
Sometimes you need to be a little bit clever with your running and then pick your moments. A lot of the best wingers or the best players in the world going forward or inverted forwards, they do cheat a little bit when their team's defending. And they only do that because they have ample energy when they get the ball to hurt the team going the other way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Some people just look at it as they want players to run back 40 times, run forward 40 times.
But you're not going to have the legs to be able to get in behind when a ball's played if you've made 40, 50 runs. It's like, a centre half. A centre half is a very easy job, but the time that you get turned, you better have the legs to be able to get back.
Exactly.
Freddie's decent. Sometimes he's a player next to him. Yeah, you got your number anyway, haven't you? Ronaldo's more asked about his food than what's going on here.
Of course it's important. I'm starving.
Bay on Pedro Neto is going to be fun. Oh yeah, I forgot about Bay playing.
Oh shit, Bay. Pedro Neto might get volleyed. You might get volleyed, Neto.
Don't you appreciate having character like that in the team though? Like Bay.
Yeah, I love Bay. I think everyone does.
Bay's only issue is that he can't play 40 games a season.
No, he can't.
Because he's just not roofed in.
Falls apart, innit? It might be.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has a great run of like a dozen games and then injures himself on like a skateboard or something. I could read that story, me.
No, because he goes skateboarding in sandals or something like that.
Yeah, like what happened to Bay? He was on one of them electronic scooters in a hotel. Right, yeah.
I can totally see it.
If Bruno hugs one of the Portuguese players, will everyone get angry? But here's the thing, I don't think he would hug one of the Portuguese players. Do you see the mentality of the guy?
I have seen it, but...
I wonder if him and Tellers are going to be like, talk to none of these lot today. Because obviously he played in Portugal, didn't he, Tellers?
I know, but there's no friends on a football field.
Shouldn't be.
It's dog eat dog, man. That's how I see
Johnny
it anyway.
says, nah, Bay does make me nervous. I mean, yeah, but it's better than being bored.
That's the thing. You don't know what you're going to get from Bay. He's the most unpredictable guy.
Love a nutter.
He's either a bicycle kick clearance, as someone said, he's going to volley someone in the head, 2-foot tackle, or he'll be unplayable, or he gets the ball in the box, there's 3 attackers around him, and he does a step over between 2, and then volleys out of play or something like that.
Right, Bryson in the comments says, great lineup. Wonder what Ollie's plan for Van der Beek is. Now, I appreciate that question and that comment because rather than just kicking off saying, why is he not playing him? Actually questioning what is the plan. And I'll ask you that in a second because he convinced him to join, but it's not looking good for him. Greetings from Norway. Great channel. Thank you, mate. Good comment. So I'll ask you, what is the plan for Van der Beek, do you think?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Thanks.
No, honestly,
Is it just
I've
sensible
made, but listen,
introduction?
I've made the statement already about Van der Beek. It's because the position that he wants to play, ideally, or his favoured position,
Pogba.
is Bruno's position. I personally think that. I think he's a 10, or like a little bit deeper than a 10 maybe, or just a forward player in a pivot in a midfield.
I think you can play him in 6, 8 or 10. I think he's comfortable in all of those. The performance against Southampton deep in the 6, I thought he was sensational. Carrick style.
But I do say that, but when we played Everton and Pogba, Van der Beek and Bruno played, we were playing some crazy football in the first 25 minutes. It looked like...
I think you could play any of them. Like, I like a dog leg 3. Yo, a 6 that sits, an 8 that's a bit more box to box, and a 10 that's a 10.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of breaking news for you guys as well. I might as well tell you. We're starting next week, a podcast with Rio Ferdinand every week. You might have seen the 5 things that we're doing with him. And we've gone over some of the topics that we want to talk about. And I just thought it makes sense to tell you guys about it now. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to force through a transfer. That's going to be wild. He's going to tell us how he managed to get out of Leeds. And it sounds nuts from the convo we was having today.
Exclusive.
But one of the topics that he wants to talk about as we go forward is, where's the number 10 gone? And I'm very interested to see where he's going to go with this, because I'm going to be like, well, put a team back up for us, please, Cameron.
Where's the number 10 gone?
Where? Because there's one right there.
Bruno.
Yeah.
I think because Bruno's a little bit of an in-between. He was like half an 8 and then half a 10. He's a little bit of both because he does primarily play in the 10 area, but he can play a little bit deeper. I think Bruno just runs where he wants, to be honest with you. And so he should, because he's productive.
Yeah.
And he worked, and believe it or not,
So
he works hard as fuck as well.
Yeah,
Bruno.
I want to know what he fully means about the number 10 role then, because it's clearly there.
Maybe he thinks he's gone out of the game.
Unless he's thinking more of the Zola style 10.
The David Silva kind of 10.
I mean, I think it's still there.
I think it is. I think it's the error of the inverted forwards, isn't it?
Yeah, if you had to characterise this current era, what are you thinking of? The City sort of lineup, the Liverpool kind of lineup, there's no 10s in them. When people are playing 4-3-3 predominantly.
4-3-3, I think it's because 4-3-3 has become the base formation for most teams. Then there's not really a 10 in that, is there? So that's...
Stephen's saying 10 like Sheringham. I think Bruno is that.
Yeah, Bruno's a 10.
I think that's him.
There's a CAM in it, centre attacking midfield.
Thinking 10 Rooney. I don't know if I'd call Rooney a 10. Nick M saying Rio talking about defending
Rooney
basics was
Rooney
amazing.
was like a...
I don't even know where you
9.5.
classify him. Rooney was wild. I mean, like, he played left wing for a lot of that season when we won the Champions League.
Yeah, he did.
But I just showed you that clip before.
I remember the lineup of one time where we started a front 4 of Rooney left, was it Tevez, Berbatov, Ronaldo on the right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take me back.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Nick's just commented saying Rio talking about the technical aspect of defending was great. Ronnie hadn't seen it, so I'd just shown you before we went live, but truly great, wasn't it?
Quality.
Truly, truly great.
Quality.
You've not seen it, go check it out after the watch along and see what he was talking about. But it was really good, and that for me is the sort of top level punditry, which is, I think it's in a lot of these players, but you don't really see them asked about it on Match of the Day. You don't really see them asked about it on even BT and Sky and stuff. And I promise you, one thing, when we do this podcast, I'll be asking him those sorts of questions every single week, because I wanted to answer follow-up questions on that.
You had so many different places to go from what he said. I was kind of taking in. Remember, I was silent the whole time.
Well,
proper punditry.
I'll sum it up for what you just said. For what he said, for those who haven't seen it just yet. So I asked him a question, which is, when I look at this United team, I see a lot of that mid-noughties. Prior to signing Vidic, prior to signing Carrick, prior to signing Evra, who I thought were 3 world-class players. And I see, like, weird mistakes. Like, we weren't challenging for a title in that time. Chelsea ran away with it a little bit. Obviously, Rio was in this team, but we still was like having mad results sometimes, and we'd lose random games, and sometimes the defending as a collective was shit. And when you know how good Rio is and became, you go, well, what was that then? Was that down to coaching? Was that down to personnel? And Rio goes, nah, can't be thinking checkbook all the time. And he said the players have got to take some responsibility. And then he goes into a bit of a story about what him and Van der Sar used to do. And honestly, it's captivating. He says, when he would say, I think he uses Fernando Torres as an example. He says, I know he's right-footed. He's actually left-footed. He goes, but I'd show him to one side.
Fernando Torres is left-footed?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Sure he is. Fernando Torres is left-footed, isn't it?
Someone clipped Steve up saying Fernando Torres is left-footed.
Fernando Torres left-footed.
He's right-footed.
Sure he is.
I can't believe what we've just heard. He's right-footed.
I thought he was left-footed. Either way, he says he would show him up to one side, and he would leave like a 2-foot window of the goal for him to shoot at, thinking that's where he's going to shoot. But him and Van der Sar have already had a word and said, I'm not going to let it come back this way. It's not coming through my legs. That's where I'm going to let him shoot. So you get in there ready to save it. And I just thought, that level of communication, have we got that at United? I don't know if we've got that at United. All right, loads of people in the comments saying he's right-footed.
It was blatantly right-footed.
I apologise. If only we had a Rio and a Vidic. Unbelievable.
You don't just make them, though.
Anyone know anything about Wayne Rooney's son signing for United? I know he's left-footed.
And did you know what he's just said? He's probably right-footed.
He's actually left-footed. For 90 minutes, we'll let them know it's Man United. Here we go. Oh, I had that song as a cassette as well. Where can I find the Rio video? It's on his channel 5, Five. Van der Beek is a proper centre mid, good at passing, dictating and playing, good starting, good passing moves. He's not physical.
Not physical. I think that's what deters Solskjaer from playing him.
Maybe. Yeah, who's got him on the deadlifts at Carrington?
A little bit of physicality, that's all it is.
Morning, Donny. Get on the deadlifts, lad.
Someone put Kai's right foot.
Are people comparing Bruno to Lukaku? What? What's going on? Kai's right-footed. He's left-footed, mate. Jaden's played with him.
All right. Apparently, first Premier League start for Hoiver. I think he was a young player that was at Liverpool, actually. He's gone to Wolves. 18-year-old. He's a centre-half?
Yeah.
18-year-old. Right of the free.
Playing on right of the free. And obviously playing Vitinha as well, 20 years old, young players. Hopefully it bodes well for us.
Beslin has said, any word on the kids that train with the first team? We covered that right at the start of us coming on, but I'll quickly recap that before we throw over to these lot. Shola Shotai was one of them. Palestri, obviously the lad that we signed from Uruguay. Ethan Laird was mentioned. And I saw something from, I think it was Rising Ballers, saying, he might be due a debut soon. He's already had a debut.
Yeah, probably has.
Played in Astana.
Someone's just said, in terms of us talking about the physicality of Van der Beek, apparently someone just said Xavi and Iniesta weren't visible.
Remind me when they won the Premier League.
That's a very good answer. And also, you can't just talk about like generational players and then say, but they were.
Yeah, I mean, Messi's not very physical, but he's got unbelievable agility and close control.
I think he's very strong though, Messi. I think because he's low to the floor, but you can't just say that. He's not Xavi and Iniesta, is he?
Any update on Deschamps Bernard on loan at Salford? I think he scored the other day, actually.
I like your hair, Ronaldo. He followed it by laughing faces, so I'm guessing he's lying. So I'll reply with, I reckon your mum likes it.
Wolves has made more Portuguese players than Benfica and Porto Sporting. Ollie did the best thing getting rid of Lukaku. There's a bit of Lukaku graft going on in this comment section. I'm going to be real with you. Has he annoyed somebody? Has he said something again? Why isn't Tuan Zabi starting? Takes a lot to be benched by Bailly. I think both Tuan Zabi and Bailly have just got the same issue, is that they, unfortunately, can't be relied upon. Because ability-wise for me, not in doubt in either of them. Not in doubt. Obviously, there's one's a bit more wild in Bailly. Tuan Zabi is one of the most natural defenders I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Unbelievable technical defending ability, and also that instinctive, like real aggressive defending ability. Not the strongest in the air, certainly not Yap Stam in the air, but can play out. He's fucking lightning quick. Like, I think he's a top class defender, and I think he proved that in that loan at Villa. Very difficult to do in the Championship at in 1920 at the time. Yeah. I think he's just got to prove that he can stay fit, because that's the only thing stopping him being a United player, is his fitness, or lack of.
And as I've always been famous for saying, not famous for saying, but
famous for saying,
definitely not famous for saying, what I've often said is the best ability is availability.
You've definitely not come up with that.
Put it on a T-shirt.
You definitely was told that as a player coming through, weren't you?
In fact, I've got it from, it said quite a lot in the NFL.
Was it?
Yeah, that's where I've got it from. But obviously it covers all sports. What good are you if you can't be fit and you can't play? If you're not available, you're not good to the team.
Nope. No, and I think that's what lets down quite a few of these players is just the pure...
Come to Stretford Paddock for
unavailability.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is you don't have to be physical to play centre mid, and it's not a good reason to not play Van der Beek. I'm not saying it is the reason. I'm saying it could be a reason. I think it would be an A reason.
Yeah, we didn't say it's the reason, it's our reason. And you do need at least a little bit of physicality to play midfield in the Premier League. Obviously, he's technical.
Coach of the Green Bay Packers said it in the 60s. Is that Vince Lombardi?
Probably.
Said some good shit, him.
Yeah, he did. First 2 Super Bowl titles. It's named after him, the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
Great sport, by the way.
I like watching the college versions of it. I haven't got a team or anything, I just like watching it.
It's one of those sports that's very difficult to get into, but once you do...
Do you know what I watch a lot of? The All or Nothings on Netflix, on Amazon.
That's what I'm saying. How brilliant is that?
It's top. On the way
imagine football teams doing that.
Well, yeah, City and Liverpool.
That's what I think. That's probably what they've been inspired by.
I was watching Arizona Cardinals one. I enjoyed the Cowboys one. Thought that was really good.
Yeah.
What I don't like about it, I don't know the guy's name. So this is because I don't know the teams, I don't know the players. But the coach on the Cowboys, he doesn't say the players' names. He's like, "Oh, great play number 23."
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't you know the guy's name?
Now they know the name.
Nicole Keefe or something.
They know the name, but it comes to the point where when you're in an NFL camp, it's probably like 80 players.
Yeah, but you tell me you don't know 80 people's name?
Probably not.
Come on,
and
mate.
A lot of them are there just like for 1 or 2 days to see if they can make the next day and stuff.
This was like, what's he called? Ezekiel
Elliott.
Right. You tell me you don't know that guy's name?
Yeah, he's one of the best players on the team.
So I'm saying. So you don't know that guy's name?
I think they say it just for... it's just verbiage. So like, say Greenwood scores. Great goal, number 11.
Nah, not feeling it, me. Say my fucking name.
It's the way they fucking kill each other as well.
Say my name. I'm not having that. Not digging that at all.
You won't last anyway. You played the fake version at rugby.
Oof. Hey, there's a lot of teams around here. I'll do it, mate. Who wants to see me tackle Ronaldo in full pads? We'll have to give him like a 2-yard lane to run down. Yeah, that's it. I can't give you a wide lane. I'm getting
in very bad news. Arsenal scored.
Oh no! No one likes that. I think I speak for all of us when I said, "Come on, Brighton."
Because this is when they start saying that they're going to win the league.
Oh. So. Should United extend Cavani contract? Yes, 5 years. Sign it. With Lindelof being hurt, does it mean United bring in another defender? Now, on this, I don't think we do, you know. Joe says you'd never catch Ronaldo. There's video footage of that. Of me falling over trying to catch him. I don't think we sign anyone, you know.
In Jan? I think we do. So stay tuned and we're covering it all. I think we'll have 3-4 signings in Jan. And 3 exceptionals ones as well. I think we're going to get Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, maybe even Neymar.
Fuck's sake. You could have told me that before so I could lean out a shot before you say it. Brighton have been unlucky this season. Now, I said this upstairs, and I'll stand by this. If they had a goal scorer, they'd be very, very dangerous. And Tyrese Campbell is who I'd be going for if I was Potter.
It might cost them a little bit, though.
Is he still at Stoke?
Yeah.
Not that much.
Young, English, potential, Premier League club. Costs a little bit.
Are you lot ready for us? Sitting all like little schoolgirls, aren't they? You ready, Joseph? I've just had a big thumbs up from the big fella. So.
He's a big fella?
Well, out of them lot. The big one. Right. Me and Ronaldo will be back at half time. Hopefully, a couple of goals to the good for United. Until then, enjoy the watch along. You've got Jay, you've got Adam, and you've got Joe. Take it away.
Head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com and check out the Paddock merch. And for a short time, you can get 20% off orders with 2 items or more using the code Paddock20. Go get on it.
You counting us in?
Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome back over here. Not to Stretford Paddock, because
No.
I mean, you've just been with us.
Yeah.
Like literally 2 seconds ago with Steve, with Ronnie. How are you boys? What's going on? I'm here with Jay and Joe.
I'm doing very well.
Yeah, feeling
I mean,
positive.
certainly
Positive
with Arsenal
vibes.
winning.
Do you know what,
After
though?
we knew it, though. Brighton missed about 15 chances in the first half, and we were there upstairs going, yeah, they're going to lose this
Do we
now.
need
You
to
can't do
concern
that.
ourselves with relegation scraps? though?
Fodder.
Yeah,
Call-
fodder.
use the word
Hey,
fodder. It's a great
relegation 6-pointers.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that. And also,
Do you know what
me
I
and
mean?
Jay realised that now, because everybody isn't going to be watching that circus of clowns, they can come
Yeah.
over here and watch us.
Yeah.
Because when Arsenal's winning, we know nobody cares what their fans think, right?
That's a good point. That's
So-
a great point. Speaking
great.
of Man United, then, speaking of nobody cares, someone who United do care about, and someone who you definitely care about, Adam. Go on then, see how he gets through this then.
Jack Grealish.
No. Go on, headphones, you got it. Well done, lad. Anthony Martial, who is on the bench today. Hopefully we can get the team up on the screen in just a minute, but Tony Marshall on the bench, one of the notable absentees from the starting 11 there. What are your thoughts on that team, and is it fair that, I mean, that
Well, that's the wrong
that's
team
not
for
the
starters.
team. So if we can get the actual team, there we go. There's the actual team. Tony Marshall isn't in the team, despite what that said before.
Well, is the right team's up now?
Yeah, exactly. Tony Marshall isn't in that team. What are your thoughts, first of all, on Tony Marshall being on the bench? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's the right thing to do? Do you think it gives us a better chance of winning this game?
I don't think we have less of a chance of winning this game if he starts the game. If him being on the bench, I don't think is an issue.
Mhm.
First of all, we got games coming thick and fast. Players are going to have to rotate and come in and out. Second of all, he hasn't been scoring as many goals as we would expect. So with that being said, you have to bring someone in to challenge him. And that's what you do. That's what big clubs are supposed to do. Now, I don't think it's the end of the world. And I actually think a lot of what Martial's done, especially over the last week or so, has been pretty good. His finishing left him in his last game, we know that. But against Everton, he was good. Sheffield United, he was good. Leeds, he was very good, despite not taking his chances. So I haven't been concerned by his general form. And I think strikers all go through this period of time where they find it difficult and they're not scoring as many goals as they would like. I think out of 16 games, he's got 10 goal contributions. So even though he's been pretty bad by his standards, he's still contributed. And I still think he'll be fine. Bringing Cavani in, great choice. Now, in my predicted 11, I had Cavani, Martial on the left. And I think if we were going to rest anyone, maybe, you rest Rashford. But, Martial can't complain that he's not in the 11. And I think it's a very, very good 11. And that's with 5 or 6 changes made, which I think is the most positive thing for me. We've made 5 or 6 changes to a team and it's still this strong.
Yeah.
We haven't been in that position for a while.
We did it, didn't we, as well? The Leeds game, 9 changes. Back to the Leicester game, 8 changes. This game, 5 more changes. And you wouldn't necessarily say that any one of those 3 lineups was weaker than any other. First of all, your thoughts on the Marshall thing, because that's probably the biggest change in there in terms of players who generally don't get dropped.
Or is it because we saw Pundit Jay earlier kicking everything off, didn't we?
Yeah, well, yeah, we did. He was sort of saying that we shouldn't be playing to McTominay and Fred against teams like, no disrespect to him, but teams like Wolves, and obviously that's not the case. But just on the Marshall thing, I actually wouldn't have minded seeing Marcus being rested tonight. He's had this shoulder injury, which looked like it got aggravated as well against Leicester. I think he got a bit of a pull on his shoulder and he was a doubt. And he seems to keep getting played week in, week out with all these niggling injuries that are ongoing. And sooner or later, he's just taken out the firing line, and I wouldn't have minded seeing that tonight, because I think if you start Anthony Martial and you have Edinson Cavani as well, you've got firepower there, not to mention, obviously, Bruno Fernandes. So, yeah, I'm never disappointed to see Marcus Rashford start, but I wouldn't have minded seeing Anthony Martial start tonight at all. And hopefully he'll get some game time later on, because I keep saying this, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but for me, he needs goals in the Premier League, and I think he'll get goals in the Premier League if he's given game time. So hopefully he'll come on later on in the game. My only sort of concern when we looked at the team was, I like Alex Telles, but defensively I still think he can be found wanting, especially in the Premier League. And we know someone like Adama Traore could
With that though, we know how Wan-Bissaka likes to tuck in a little bit.
Yeah.
Greenwood's less likely to come back and protect and cover him, so he's less likely to get us forward. So that means it almost becomes an unorthodox back three with Wan-Bissaka Bailly and Maguire. And even if Wan-Bissaka did go up 2, Matic will drop a lot. And I think that's the balance that Matic does give you, whilst he's not as good as he once was, and whilst he's not as youthful as Fred or McTominay, the experience that he has in that position. Like, if he was Fred or McTominay's age, I don't think we need that midfield of Fred and McTominay against the big teams, because you have someone that has that all within them, and then you can maybe play a Van der Beek a little bit more in a midfield 3 or a midfield 2. So I do think Matic being in the team will allow Alex Tellers a little bit more freedom.
Yeah,
but I agree with you in terms of the concerns around Tellers.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not like Luke Shaw's covered himself in much.
No. I mean, the difference between the two is negligible, to be honest with you. And I think obviously Alex Tellers gives you a lot going forward, and especially sort of his crossing ability. It's just a little bit of a worry, especially the West Ham game sort of sticks in my mind a little bit. It was Bowen won it that had him on toast.
Yeah, and the Tellers is crossing and stuff, especially with Cavani being up there. Like we saw, and you know, Rashford got a goal, and not every striker scores every chance, but we saw Rashford's heading ability, or the worst of his heading ability, on show against Leicester the other day. If that's Cavani in that position, you would say 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, he gets it on target. And
it was a bad miss, and I think unlike what Steve was talking about on Twitter, he's just arguing with people that were saying, well, he should have scored there, Steve. Well, it was 0.3 on the goal X or whatever it is. Like, I found that rubbish. Like, he should have scored. I think it's good to say 99 times out of 100 Cavani scores. 99 times out of 100 Rashford scores.
Well, I purposefully said 99 times out of 100 Cavani gets that on target, because after that the goalie might pull off a save. Who knows? But getting it on target was the key for me.
But I think Rashford normally scores.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's a thing with Rashford always not.
No, but it's, if you looked at the statistics of Rashford's and Martial's headed goals, they're not known for their.
But then if you look at
watching them,
if you look at Manchester United's wingers or wide players over recent years, or even fullbacks, and you look at the quality that they have in delivery, have they had much to go by? Even when Zlatan was there, how often did he score aerially?
A lot more than Martial.
No, but
I can think of about 5 straight away.
A lot more, but it wasn't fucking every game.
No,
do you know
of
what I
course
mean?
not,
And
but
if Harry Maguire could fucking get a header on target, we might score more headers.
It all leads back to one thing, and you know it, Joe.
The point
Harry Maguire.
The point I was trying to make is,
I love you, Harry.
The combination of Tellers and Cavani.
I get where you're coming
is
from.
more suited than Tellers.
It makes
and Martial,
sense, doesn't it? It makes sense to have Tellers in there when you've got Cavani.
Since Maguire's been playing up front all season, I can't believe he hasn't scored more goals.
He's a disgrace.
It's an absolute disgrace.
£80 million. How many goals has he scored for United? What? 2.
Yeah,
against Tranmere, mint.
A couple of points on Wolves then. It's the first start for, and I'm going to say his name the way it looks, whoever. He's 18 years old. It's probably pronounced Hoover or Hover or something like that, but it looks whoever. Just play whoever. He's 18 years old. And Vitinha as well is 20-year-old playing for Wolves. No recognised strikers. Obviously, a lot of that comes from the severe injury to...
Fabio Silva not started?
I'm not sure. I don't believe so. And if he has, he's not a recognised striker or something.
Why is that? Because you don't recognise him?
No, it's because... the thing I'm reading don't recognise him. Adama Traore.
He's actually not starting.
He's actually not starting.
Right, there you go.
Then. Fucking hell. Always at it, you. Right. What I'm trying to ask you is, you mentioned it before about Tellers, specifically Adama Traore.
Yes.
Who his end product isn't always great, don't get many goals, but his pace.
He hasn't scored a Premier League goal in a year.
His pace and his dribbling, though, and he did against Spurs a lot, goes past his man and just chips, stands balls up into the box.
Yeah.
Does that worry you specifically with it being Tellers there?
It does a little bit. He always seems to turn up against us, Traore, as well. He seems to cause us problems, and like I said earlier, my concern with Tellers is he has been found wanting in the Premier League a little bit defensively. We've seen players that I don't even think are that amazing go past him relatively easily. So it does give me a bit of concern, but I take solace in the fact that they haven't got Raul Jimenez playing up front. I'm sorry that, what's happened to him. Obviously, it's not on anyone, but if we're going to be honest, it's an advantage to us that he's not there, because you'd fear a lot more with Traore firing them balls into Jimenez.
What do you think? Traore, is he the main guy to watch out for? Remembering as
I
well,
think
they've had one.
Neto's better than him.
You think they've had a less day?
Than him. I think he's an electric player, and his dribbling abilities of the highest ability. I think it's up there. But apart from that, you can stand them crosses up all you want, but if you haven't got a Raul Jimenez in the box to finish him off, look, I'm probably, setting myself up for disaster, but people have suggested we should sign Adama Traore, and I think not.
We've got a super chat from Ramesh. He said, could this be the first season since Sir Alex Ferguson where we scored more than 70 goals in a league season? We're already at 30 in just 15 games. There was a stat that came out the other day. It was actually to highlight how few chances or how few good chances Spurs were making. It was one of those XG sort of expected goals chances
I
things.
love all
which I'm not
that
the biggest fan
XG,
of,
mate.
but
Look
United
at it every day.
When United are in the middle of these things, I don't really care. United were at the top. We've made
Is that
the highest expected goals.
Is that good?
Since
fuck
October.
off.
Right.
But what it means is we are making good chances for our strikers.
okay.
It's
and for our
basically, when
attackers.
you went, I thought that went in.
Yeah.
What's that?
Fucking hell.
Well, it's what it is.
So it's equally as good as
I thought he was going to score there.
It's
Oh,
a
frustrating.
statistical representation of
Of
we
that.
should have scored that.
Right, okay. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm
But
confused.
what it means is United have
Should I
been
be happy
making,
or sad about these things?
What it means is
Just
United
tell me what to
United
do,
have
Joe.
been making
How
more
should I feel
good
about this?
chances for our
I don't
players
know.
than any other team.
Right.
But we
And,
miss
and
him.
we have, like you said,
The problem is,
no, we don't miss him. We've got 30 goals in 15 games. Like I can't remember his name. Like the guy with the super chat, Ramesh just said then.
Right.
We actually are scoring goals. It's conceding that's the problem. We've only conceded.
Right,
well,
okay.
There's only been 4 teams that have conceded more than us this season.
That's
5
not good
teams.
enough. And we were doing a preview and we had, 3 clean sheets all season. And if we are going to whisper, I know he's shouting it, but if we are going to whisper title challenge or 21 is coming, you're not going to get that if you're only getting a clean sheet once every 5 games. That ain't going to happen. So we need to sort it out defensively.
but it's a chance.
I'm not disputing that, but defensively we have been found wanting this season. And let's face it, when we used to win titles, you remember, a lot of the time it would be the 1-0s, the grinding out them results, not just blowing teams away, but you need to be able to do that now and again. You can't just win the title
We've
by
said it a
winning
couple of times,
4-3
haven't
every
we?
game.
Look at Liverpool last season. The amount
Exactly.
of goals they scored after the 80th minute was like sickening to watch.
It was.
Every
It was
game you
horrible.
watched them, 0-0.
And
1-1,
most of them
they
were
always
because
got
of
it.
VAR and shouldn't have really counted.
Yeah, it's
And then
disgrace.
another reason why 21 could be coming is they drew 1-1 with a team that's getting dicked up 5-0 by Bielsa. We beat Bielsa's team 6-2, so
Logic.
I think that means 21
Logic.
coming.
You can't dispute that. It's facts.
Arsenal on the attack here.
Arsenal.
Stop worrying about Arsenal. Look at that.
Brighton have
Shocking.
made 3 subs as
I
well,
mean,
not brought
they're
Danny
beating
Welbeck on, so they
Brighton
deserve to lose.
And all their geezers were celebrating like it was a Champions League final. I've never seen Aubameyang hug someone so he
So
hugged
deeply.
him like his world depended on that. Like, bro, you're 1-0 up against Brighton. You pussy-holes.
Interesting. Speaking of words,
You're the best at them sort
It's
of
the
things.
segues
They're
that I get-
segues. You just got it down to T.
Yes.
Speaking of things,
speaking of
stuff.
words,
Yes.
give me a score prediction tonight, Jay. Give me score predictions in the description, in the comments as well. sorry.
Yeah, just edit our description with your score prediction.
Yeah, score predictions in the comments.
I can't remember what I said in the preview, but
What do you think now? You've seen the team. so
yeah,
you're
I've seen the
allowed to
team.
change it.
I think there's goals in there. I fancy Cavani to get on the score sheet. Bruno will get his mandatory goal at least, or an assist at least. Sorry. I'll go with 4-1. I think we'll concede. I'd love to
4-1.
see a clean sheet.
I think we're too good from on the attack.
Why not, man? I mean, I'll eat these words probably
When we win 6-0.
You know
No one
what? Clip it
expects you-
up and ram it
Yeah,
down my
no one
throat.
expects
Sorry
you to
for
have
being
to get
positive.
every prediction right,
And
to get
looking
every
at that
opinion
team,
right.
I'm not looking at that team going, oh my God, what is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doing?
No, we've got some good players in
Did
there.
you tell Joe to ram it down your throat?
Always, mate.
Ross Murphy.
Usually
2-1.
off camera, but
Ji Hing Wang says 3-1. Plum Fan Games 3-2. Conor Barry 7-2. Go on, Conor lad.
oh,
I
cheeky.
love like the amount of the world we cover. I mean,
Yeah,
they
it's
both
decent,
could just
that.
be from Salford there, but you hear them two
definitely.
names.
He's from
and it's
Weast,
like
and he's from
Connor
Lower Broad.
And what was the other name?
Ji Hing Wang.
Like, it's amazing, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
A lot of 2-1 wins. A lot of 3-0.
International.
One thing I will notice looking at
diversification.
these a lot of predicted scores here, almost all of them have Wolves scoring. Do you think Wolves are going to score, even though they've got no obvious strikes on there? And I was trying to say before, they have had one less day of rest as well. They played Tottenham 2 days
What
ago.
will mess us up is sloppiness, falling asleep at the wrong time, not focusing, not concentrating. We concentrate against these lads. They play very pretty football and they knock it about nicely and they do all these things. But without Jimenez, I don't really feel they've got that cutting edge. Now, obviously, they can score. They've got some great players. But the only reason they got that goal against Spurs was from a set piece. They could have played against Spurs all day. A Spurs team that sat back against them from minute 1. And they didn't really look like scoring unless it was that set piece or a bit of individual brilliance. So if we defend and defend well, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't think they're a sensational team that, you know.
They're not as good as they were last season.
No, I agree with that. I think obviously the lad who went to Liverpool, Jota. He's a big miss, and then to lose Jimenez as well. I mean,
it's funny we say that though. Wolves fans didn't care when he left.
That's mad, that though, isn't it? I mean, to be honest with you, when he went there, I wasn't like, oh my god, I can't believe they've got him. But he's absolutely smashed it, hasn't he, since he's been there. So yeah, I get where Mac's coming from. I don't think they are quite the force they were, but they're still a very good team, and you can't just sort of go into this thinking, oh, this is an easy 3 points, because they've got the players there that can hurt you, and we've got the players, our own players that are capable of having a bad day in the office.
Players that can hurt us. Our own players.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, like we can do that now and again, can't we?
Sometimes we self-harm.
Yes.
Speaking of that,
right? Yeah,
this one actually works.
Go
People
on.
in the comments asking to talk about the defence a little bit. Specifically, I mean, obviously we've got Baye.
He only ever wants to talk about Marshall to wind me up.
We've got Baye and
Apparently
Maguire.
that's our only issue.
I know. It's terrible, Joe. Picking on players.
We've got Baye and Maguire playing. Do you think we're going to miss Lindelof? Do you think
Yes.
United's defence? Do you think the problem is the players that we play in defence, or do you think it's the defensive
Sorry.
the defensive
Got him
midfield,
whispering in
the
my
way
ear.
we set up? What do you think it is that our defence has been so bad so far this season?
It just seems to be communication seems to be an issue. The amount of times it doesn't look like these look like players that have never played together before, and we've seen it time and time again. Whether that was against Leicester, we saw it for the second goal in particular. It was like a comedy of errors. How many times have we actually used that term? We've seen it. We saw it back in the last season against like the Spurs, against like the Bournemouth. We've seen it this season over in Istanbul. We saw it, didn't we? Where it was just like Demba Ba looked like an 18-year-old because there's no communication. It's not only communication, but that seems to be a big issue. So I think we need a bit more communication organisation.
And is that just down to the? Do you think that's mostly down to Maguire? Do you think that's the coaching? Do you think it's a bit of everything? If it is communication,
I don't think it's down to Maguire on his own. No.
Well, a bit of everything then.
Yeah, I think a lot of it from the outside looking in.
Yeah, of course.
It looks like at times we're not very well drilled, and then that's why then you start saying, right, who's sorting things out? And that's why I often say, is Harry communicating enough? Because he's the one that's always there, right? He's the one that starts most games. He's the captain. So you'd expect that from him. But it's not just his fault. I think if you look at Wan-Bissaka, far too often he comes way too close to his centre halves. He's too tucked in. There's loads of space behind him. Luke Shaw's positioning at times can be abysmal. Alex Telles, like I've said, I feel is a little bit sus defensively. Victor Lindelof hasn't covered himself in glory. Now, they could all be improved by good organisational training, a little bit of tweaking on the training field and all that stuff. But this season, you've got like 2 days in between games. A lot of those days will be used for recovery. You're not really got time on the training field. So you're having to get through this, and you kind of, it's like what Jay said, you need to rely on then individuals using their, basics, basically, talking to each
Instinct,
other,
almost.
Encouraging each other through games. And like we've all played football. We've all got those people we prefer to play with. And that's what I feel like our defenders need to be showing each other, like, you can't survive without me. Like, you need me here to guide you. I just don't see it. Like, I see individuals a lot of the time. I never see a well-drilled unit. Like, if we talk about our defence, you never say, that was a good defensive performance today. You say, Wan-Bissaka played well. Or, Transabi looked really good today.
Or
like
Henderson came on and looked good, didn't he?
Do you know what, as well? You don't like, individually, our defenders are actually good.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds crackers, but you look when Leicester won the league. Individually, those defenders weren't all that, but they were a unit. They worked
They're
together.
The opposite, weren't
they? Like Robert Huth and Wes Morgan probably wouldn't get into this Manchester United team, but they, neither would Danny Simpson and I forget who was it Christian Fuchs, whoever it was, Fuchs. Sorry.
Yeah, Fuchs. Yeah.
But they wouldn't, as individually, you think they're not internationals or they're not, sort of top tier defenders, but they work together. They work well together, and they were well drilled. We're the opposite, where we've got all these talented defenders, and yet it's just not clicking for whatever reason.
And again, not to take the blame away from the personnel at the back, and the fact that I do agree that I think if we had better options, I don't think Maguire should have been made captain personally. I don't think he's a captain kind of guy. I think he's a very good defender who has got some really
he needs to be led rather than be leading.
I think he's one of the best headers.
There's nothing
of the ball.
wrong with that.
No, I'm not trying to say I really like Maguire.
People at home will be like, you're digging him out. There's nothing wrong with saying someone shouldn't be the captain.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
No, like, there's loads of players
like,
in great
Jack
United
Stam
teams.
wasn't the captain.
No.
He's my favourite ever United defender. I think he's the best defender I've ever seen. He wasn't the skipper. I mean, admittedly, I had Roy Keane doing that for him. But you know what I mean? You don't have to be the captain because you're a leader in defence. You can still be a good defender and not necessarily be the skipper.
But one thing to go back, sorry, is
go on.
The personnel, like you say, are better than. I mean, let's not forget, it's the same players that last season had a very good defensive record. I think it was second only to Liverpool in terms of goals conceded.
That's decent.
So I personally think, and you can definitely blame it on communication, a lack of leadership, maybe a few other things as well. I do think the midfield in front of them
I'll give you
does
that.
not cover themselves in glory a lot, and doesn't the positioning of our defensive midfielders often isn't quite there.
And that's why Ollie, in a lot of the bigger games or against teams that he respects a little bit more, he will go with Fred and McTominay. Because Fred and McTominay, in two of them, you have what you need
from one player.
Like, when we were talking, we were taking the piss out of Arsenal earlier, as you probably guessed.
Wasting time
They're
against
winning their 6-pointer today, though.
Yeah. They're wasting time in the corner fight.
But we were asked
if
when they get relegated, who would we, pick from them? And we literally just said Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
People's in the comments saying, yeah, indeed he would be perfect for us. Someone who...
What about Bissouma?
I don't know enough about him, to be honest.
Yves Bissouma for Brighton.
Yeah, I know who he is. I couldn't comment on his quality enough to say he should sign for United.
You're right about the midfield thing. It's also the little things as well. I think, like, look at set pieces, corners, we concede, and that's not always the defence. Sometimes we have this thing about putting strikers on the front post, and it doesn't seem to work. Our record in terms of defending the corners this season has been pretty abysmal. But yeah, we saw it against Leicester in the first goal, didn't we? You can maybe look at McTominay, could close his man down a little bit better, and that's not just an isolated incident.
Yeah.
I don't mean for him, but as you said, in the midfield, you need that bit more protection, I think, for the defence. So yes, the defence can communicate. Yes, the midfield can be a little bit better, and also on set pieces. And maybe if we're going to be overly critical, the goalkeeper at times can be a bit more commanding, at least.
That's always been a problem with De Gea, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Even, as we've said before, 2015, 16, 17, 18, when he was arguably the best keeper in the world, he was always criticised for his lack of ability to command his box. As
we talk about Bissouma, who absolutely smashes Lacazette. Yeah. Well done, son.
Very nice
Good
indeed. We've got a super chat. Even if Maguire wasn't the captain, the backline would still need good communication and leadership without the armband.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Of course, but the implication or the suggestion is that if Maguire wasn't captain, there would be someone else who was more.
No, I was talking about not in an armband sense, just to have the captaincy. The basics, defensive basics is communication, is talking to each other,
of course.
is holding your line, is making sure your fullbacks are looking over their shoulder, and fucking Eric Bailly's got his geese, and like that's basics, isn't it? But that's any defender should be able to do that. I've never met a centre half who doesn't speak.
No.
Like, if I do, they're shit.
Yeah, and we saw footage. Was it against the clip came out on social media where Lindelof and Maguire are both shouting at other defenders, and like they speak. And again, it's the same defence that had the second best record in the league last season. This is what I don't quite.
That's why
I don't
people
get
as well. Look, I think it's fair to say Maguire was playing below the standard we would come to expect of someone that's worth £80 million, even if he didn't pick it himself. Someone that has the armband and someone that comes in with that kind of reputation.
Yeah.
It's fair to say we expect more from him. But it's also unfair to say he hasn't improved our defence. He's the problem for all our... is the source of all our problems. That's unfair because I actually think he has improved our defence.
Yeah, I think he's improved it by quite a lot.
But I do think Victor Lindelof is ahead of him at the moment.
Well, interesting you say that because Rari_McG says, I don't feel confident in Lindelof. He's too passive and backs off players when they dribble at him. I expect this back four to be better without him. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but interestingly enough, I think of the 4 games Lindelof has missed this season, we've lost 3 of them.
But it's weird, isn't it? Because I think you made a point a few weeks ago that we often look at who's not playing as being the answer. Bailly was the answer. If we get him in, things will change. He came in for the Spurs game. I'm not just blaming him because it was a disaster.
The whole defence was shocking.
But that sort of put that on the back burner. Then it was Axel Tuanzebe. He had a great game against Paris. Comes in for the Istanbul game. He's subbed at half time and he's having a stinker. It's always the one who's not playing. And I think we have to sort of look at it and go, Lindelof and Maguire probably is our best centre back pairing. And certainly, the results seem to back out from what you're telling me there.
Yeah.
So, for want of a better idea, they just need to fix up.
Yeah, Heaven Soul with a decent comment as well. He said, Maguire has played more minutes than any other player in world football. 80 million for that alone compared to our historic injury-ridden signings is worth that price tag. Now, I wouldn't say that just playing games make you worth 80 million quid, but I do think, as Ronaldo was saying before, the fact that he's available every single game adds. Maybe he's a £40 million player. I think that does add 10, 15 million onto his price tag, not to the point of being worth 80 million.
Look
but
at Eric Bailly.
It's a huge, a huge attribute for a player to have.
Eric Bailly is a very tight defender, and if he stayed fit and played every game, then he'd probably be, one of the first names on the team sheet. But he just can't get running the team, and that's been, detrimental to him. And obviously, defense is one of those things where you need a bit of stability, and we can't have that with him because he just gets injured a lot.
Yeah,
and it's a shame because I think he's great box office. We all love Eric Bailly, but can you get 30 or 40 games a season out of him? Probably not. I don't think we've even had that since he's been here.
We have. But once. Yeah.
One year.
Sorry.
The first year wasn't
literally
it?
once.
When he was good. It was really good as well.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. He is a tight defender.
He's never been bad.
Yeah.
He's just been injured.
Yeah, that's it. And
I can't remember really. He's maybe had games or moments where he's fucked up. I'm not saying he hasn't.
PSG first half.
But he has. Yeah, but he hasn't had long periods where he's been shit. He's just had long periods.
He's
where
not
been
a bad
injured.
player. He's a good defender. He's very.
I think he's our
talented.
best man.
There's a case to be made there. It's just the fact that he's like Rafael de Silva. I love Rafael de Silva, but he missed so many games, and it's a shame because when he plays, you love him, but he just can't get a run in the team. I see the same thing with Eric Bailly.
What? What are you laughing at?
The referee blew the final whistle at the Amex, I think it's called, and you saw Arsenal players everywhere jumping in the air like,
look at him.
Fucking yes!
I mean, they beat Brighton. Huge. Steve Holbrooks, welcome to the first team. For those of you who don't know, we are currently running our 12 Days of Christmas competition where we give our members a chance to win 12 prizes for the 12 days of Christmas. Now we're on to day 4. The day 4 winner will be announced today on the review. And if you want to have a chance of winning this, you can still be in it. We've started announcing them. But if you are a member on any of the days when the prizes are announced, you will be in the draw as well. So we've got, I think it's a T-shirt or a poster coming out today for the winner. And then we've got all sorts of stuff, copies of FIFA, we've got merch, we've got Stretford Paddock FC kits, we've got copies of Football Manager. And of course, on the 6th of January, we're going to be giving away a PlayStation 5. So all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning that is become a member. So click the little join button, it's in the comments, and you can be in with a chance of winning today's prize and all the rest of them. And everyone else who's already joined, you are, of course, in with a chance of winning that. You like a PlayStation 5, don't you, Jay?
Love him. One of my favourite PlayStations.
Yeah. What's your favourite?
Arsenal up to the dizzy heights of 13th, by the way, following that epic win at the Amex.
Well done, Arsenal.
No wonder they're all high-fiving each other and rolling about on the floor.
It's quite incredible, isn't it?
It's actually quite lucky, better than Arteta went the way it did.
It did, yeah.
Because
perfect, because Arsenal might, up to 13th now.
But I think
the teams behind him, I think Newcastle have got 2 games in hand. Burnley have still got a game in hand on them. So they're still looking over the shoulder. They're not out of the drop
They're
just
getting
yet.
close to having that parade, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Marius GRK, welcome to the Academy. Thank you for joining. You also get members exclusive videos. You get a podcast, which we'll be doing this week as well for the members. And you
someone
also
requested outtakes from...
We had some outtakes already.
That'd be like
more outtakes.
We'll do more
an
outtakes.
8-hour video, then.
We'll be doing all sorts of outtakes. But yeah, if you want to win a PS5, just join, become a member, and you get loads of extra stuff as well. Jay.
Yo.
If United win today,
Yes.
they are top at the start of 2021. I can't remember the first time we were top starting a new year.
Don't listen to him. We'll be second.
Right, okay.
Start 2021.
Second. I can't remember the last time we were second going into a new year. Top of the chart.
You get 4 points for this win, Maka. Come on,
if
it's
United
Christmas.
win today, we will be second going into the new year.
Fantastic.
Without talking about title runs and all that sort of stuff, how impressed with United have you been this season? Factoring in, we did go out the Champions League.
Yeah.
And what... It seemed as though 6 weeks ago was a pretty awful start to the season.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, is a very good start.
Yeah, no, he's turned it around, Ollie, to be fair, because after the Palace game was obviously terrible, the Arsenal defeat at home and the Spurs defeat, you're just looking at it going, what is going on here? We can't keep losing all these games at home. This is just ridiculous. He's going to put himself under pressure. Our away form has sort of kept us relatively decent throughout the season, and then we started picking points up at home as well. So it has been a positive start. And if we're second, listen, when you say second, in 2018 we were second, we were nowhere near say.
No.
But now, you're talking about being, 2 points off top, whatever it is. If we get a win tonight, it's a big if, and that happens, and that's fantastic. And I think you have to be realistic. I didn't think I'd be sat here going into the new year going, United are 2 points off top.
No, and you've got to think as well, like, you look in recent weeks, Leicester dropped tons of points. Chelsea dropped tons of points. I mean, Arsenal fans have been singing "We Are Staying Up" after winning that, which is, to be honest,
Arsenal fans
a rare moment of self-reflection from Arsenal fans. Where? On the internet.
At home.
Arsenal fans were singing.
They were singing it at home.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans weren't
But
in
all
the
the
stadium,
teams,
bruv.
so they don't exist.
So
you know what they were singing, do you?
So how could Arsenal
Very
fans,
interested.
Arsenal fans plural,
Yeah.
how could they have all come together to sing?
Didn't say
We
all.
Are
Didn't say
Staying Up?
all of them, did I? So
But
you've made
that-
yourself look an
that
idiot.
tweet
there, mate.
assumed.
You've made yourself look an idiot.
That tweet's bollocks. It's
going to be a long
if you ask
hours,
me.
isn't it?
Someone's
It's a-
made that up.
Adam.
Someone's made it up.
Yeah, it's called.
It's like, remember that Simon
A
Roundtree
joke.
Yeah,
It's
Simon
called,
Roundtree
it's,
news.
it's called a joke. It's called a joke, is what it is.
joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Jokes.
chicken, why did
jokes,
the chicken cross the road? I don't know. You don't know what a road is, so why does it even matter?
jokes are always
Analysing
better.
jokes.
Jokes are always better than a touch of
was.
truth in them, isn't there?
Tell them the people a real joke.
No,
Wasp
because you
one.
ruined Premier League piss
No,
take
we
with this.
didn't. It's
We're not going to let you
quality.
ruin a watch along with it as well.
Mike C, welcome
It
to
was
the
a great
academy.
Wasp joke,
It's
you're
called
right.
a joke, but we'll get there.
Right. Regardless of that.
Yes. Regardless of that, United can go second if we win this. Decent start to the season, or is the Champions League too much of a knock to say that we've had a good start?
The Champions League was a disappointment and a massive disappointment, and I hate being in the Europa League. Like, I hate it with all my soul.
You do hate it,
I
don't you?
proper fucking hate
Until we
the
get to the
Europa League.
final when you'll go.
Yeah, we'll all be there, innit?
Yeah, true.
Like, Stockholm was amazing, but I still fucking hate the Europa League. What was the question?
Is it still been a decent start to the season?
It
despite
has,
that?
yes. It has still been a decent start to the season. I think it's a big season. It's a big rest of the season for Ollie. He's obviously got to continue the improvement of last season. We got to the Champions League, which was, down to him last season. The fact we got knocked out of it it's a bit of a, disappointment for him, and he has to be judged upon that. But he's also going to be judged upon this season. And if you would have said we'd be second going into the new year, which we could be if we win today, then I think we would have all taken that, especially when you consider that it's 2 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a positive start. I'm one of those people, though, that think back like, losing to... Like, I start thinking about the points that we've dropped.
Palace
But
game,
let's
the
be
Arsenal
real.
game.
Every team could do that. So it's... Look, I'm sure Liverpool fans are fuming today. Like, West Brom have had their pants pulled down by Leeds, having just drew with Liverpool. Like, those things are frustrating. I remember feeling... I remember when teams used to come and draw at Old Trafford or something and then get battered at next year. And you'd be like... Is this the same motherfuckers?
These goalkeepers have made like 40
So many
but
goals.
that's why
Brad
it's
Friedel
so-
for Blackburn would have
That's
the
why
game of
it's
his
so
life
hard.
against us, wouldn't it?
That's why it's so hard to retain the league.
Yeah.
Because teams
You're the
want
team
to
to beat, aren't you?
they
Yeah.
want to beat you. And that's why teams have found it difficult. I think City have just recently managed to... Did City do it with Pep back to back?
Yeah.
They won back-to-back
Yeah, they
times.
did, yeah.
But very few
Couldn't
teams
do 3 in a row, though, could they?
Like, Arsenal talk about their Invincibles team. Never did it back to back.
No.
Yeah, they were pretty invincible.
Never did it
the
in
year after,
Europe.
weren't they? Yeah, exactly. We've got Sudashan Satalkar in the comments with the super chat. He said, I don't understand the pessimism, guys. 21 is definitely coming.
Yes.
Love the content. Keep it up. Yeah, Jay.
He's right.
What's with all the
He's right.
pessimism?
I'm not gonna argue with him.
Pessimism and mortar over here.
He's-
Grinding
he's-
up all the bad
he's-
words and
he's-
spitting them.
It's true. He's right.
He's right.
And I hold my hand up. I apologise. I've been proven wrong.
You've made a mistake.
Yeah.
And you've accepted
I
that.
doubted it, and now I've been put in my place, and rightly so, from that lad.
Now, someone's just mentioned in the comments regarding potential postponement of football for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Someone watched from America, say their name. Joe, you're looking at the comments?
Oh, from America?
The
I ain't
guy
got
that made-
every single comment in my eye line at once.
Okay, well.
Sorry, go on. Interesting.
The guy's name was Rob Johnson, so thank you,
Rob Johnson.
He sounds like a police officer from the TV.
He's out for vengeance.
He rolls around with
killed
magnet
his
and steel.
partner. They killed his partner.
The one thing he wants more than justice is revenge.
Rob Johnson has gone
I
rogue.
love that so much.
AWOL with Rob Johnson, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Go on then. Carry on.
Yes.
I want to see that.
Yes.
I do want to see that.
Drunk.
Sounds quality.
I've just got a little comment here.
So yeah,
Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry,
football might be cancelled for 2 weeks. We might.
No.
Because of the increase in COVID cases. I think it's been the highest COVID case positive results in the Premier League since they started doing tests.
Yeah, probably.
Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right to me, yeah.
Similar.
Or it's as high since one of the early ones.
Yeah.
18. And there's 17 now.
18
18 has been the highest. There's 17 positive cases
Right.
now.
Ah, right,
We've
okay.
seen with City, City had to lock off everything. They might not be able to play United next week. They might not be able to play Chelsea this week. And there's talk about another team, Tottenham, Fulham.
Yeah.
That game might be called off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, football could go into a little 2-week hiatus.
There is a somewhat of a 2-week break anyway, isn't there? United don't play from I think it's the 6th to the 17th, which is 11 days, not quite 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think everyone gets a weekend off over the next couple of weeks anyway, unless the fixtures are about to be changed. But yeah, we don't play from the 6th to the 17th. So there's a little break there, which not all the teams have a break. There's a game each weekend. But, I wonder if that will be able to stagger things, hopefully, a little bit. Nuclear Nadal says, Joe was my batchmate in school. He used to push kids from trees on the ground. That's not true. I don't even know what a batchmate is.
Batchmate?
I never pushed nothing out of a tree.
I remember.
Except a few acorns.
One of my little cousins that we used to terrorise. You know, you just got that cousin that gets terrorised.
Yeah.
Proper, just
No.
you take his laces out of his shoes, hide them, do stupid things to
Knock
him.
his teeth out, hide them.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we used to go through
Set fire to his car.
And there was this, you know, you have them little lakes,
Wow, is
like
it?
little
Yeah.
ones, just little ones, just
Little
going
what?
through a little park, a little lake.
Oh, yeah.
Just going through a park, little stream, not a lake.
Yeah.
A lake?
A lake.
Hey,
a
sorry.
big lock.
Sorry, Lord McElroy.
Yeah.
A big moat
Yes.
around your manor.
Near the castle.
So I remember he was the last one to come out of this big tree. Yeah, and we were like, yeah, come on, man, just jump out, you'll be all right. And then as he jumped out, we all moved out.
Evil man. You're like a problem child, you. Telling
He
the
landed,
story.
he landed in the stream.
Actually,
And he used to have a list, but we used to make him say stuff like smoking Space Raiders and things like that.
That's not very nice.
Well, Owen, I believe it's pronounced Owen. If it's not, I apologise. Welcome to the Academy. Matthew Coward with a super chat. What?
We were wankers.
Oh, right, you're laughing at your torture.
Your
How's
story
he
of
doing
torturing
now?
children.
How's he
your
doing now?
relatives.
Is he all right?
The game's just kicked off, by the
Low on
way.
confidence.
If anyone's wondering.
Matthew Coward, as the game kicks off, of Super Chat, he says, personally, it's been a tough year for me, and you lads have helped me more than you'll know. Hope this goes towards a few cans and a Pepsi Max Cherry for Jay. Thank you for the
Love
Super
you,
Chat, Matthew. and
Hopefully 21 will be a better year for a lot
You know
of
what?
people.
We get a few
Definitely.
messages like that, people saying, "Use lot have helped me" and that, and we don't realise because we just sit here chatting shit. But you know what? We love you lot.
Yeah, we do. We appreciate the support we've had as well.
When I
this
sit
year.
up, am I too big?
She said.
Okay. What? The game's kicked off then. Rashford, ever present.
You know
Rashford.
what this game needs?
Goals.
Anthony Martial.
Here we go. It's taking 40 seconds for Maka to start. Hey.
I hate playing Wolves. We play them so much,
Oh,
man.
mate.
What year was it? We played him like 4 times in a month.
It was last year, wasn't it?
No, was it? I think it was the year
Yeah.
before.
Remember we were
that.
talking about
was
that
it?
earlier. When I
2018.
kept seeing Roshan Williams outside the ground.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do a thanker.
Shame, innit?
Disgraceful.
21 is coming. Yeah, lots of 21 is coming in the
This
chat.
is what we need. A bit of positivity.
Yes, exactly.
And I've seen a few fraudulent hashtags out there.
Hashtags.
The only real one is 21 is coming.
21 is coming. So can we not have 20 becomes 21?
Can I not have
I like
hashtag
that.
arrival
No.
at gate 21?
Nope.
Fuck's sake.
Can I have hashtag Manchester United are going to win the Premier League this year for the 21st time?
142 characters. Very good. Horizon Mirai. Sorry if I got that wrong. Cheers, lads. Your content has been mint this year. Thank you for the super
I love
chat.
that. Mint. Sounds mank.
Well, I'll do it.
I think
Yeah, lots of
the
21
likes
is
of
going in the
yourself
chat.
and Steve saying that and things like that. So there'll be people in India and Africa and various different countries around the world that use the word like mint
Yeah.
just through
You know what?
like watching people like ourselves.
That actually makes me happy. No, genuinely. I can't even get my own kids to say words that I have to try and teach them. So the fact there's people globally that might be using Mancunian colloquialisms because of me or Steve is heartwarming, and I mean that.
Are you trying to get your kids to be really mank, Jay?
That ship sailed, mate. They live with me.
Oh, tell us with a cross there.
Nearly that 1-2 that you were predicting earlier.
Yes.
Except it weren't on his head.
Weren't on his head. The defender
Cavani
got rid of
there.
that. Good cross though.
I can't wait to see Cavani in the flesh.
Oh, all the people that have been crying for him now. If he don't score today, who's fucking shooting?
Because you understand this contract.
Twat.
No, not the best ball there from Marcus.
I do
Tellez.
think it's too soon though, because he's got like a
Yeah,
2-year
come on,
contract
come
already.
on.
What if he gets an injury or
Yeah, if he does what Zlatan
he just
does
turns
his knee next year.
He just doesn't do well for a bit.
It was weird with Zlatan, wasn't it? Because everyone thought, oh, that's it. And then he went on a world tour and kept scoring loads of goals.
I think he's still equal top scorer in Italy as well. If not,
But
he's
you know
like
what's
one goal
incredible?
off.
That's
Like,
madness.
you know what United may be thinking though as well?
Go on.
Cavani may have impressed them more off the pitch.
Yeah.
So like United lack a lot of experienced heads, winners, people that you'd expect to be in the dressing room, like, you know, driving us forward and making sure we stay on track and all those things. And maybe, like, we don't have those kind of players. Maybe he's come in and people have thought, right, we didn't expect, kind of in a similar way to Bruno's come in and thought, actually, we didn't expect this side of him as well. We always knew he was a world-class striker and he could maybe bring us a few goals, but we didn't expect him to be so good with Marshall and Rashford and Green. Like, obviously, I'm guessing, but...
No. I think from, from what we've heard as well, that's the case, definitely. And we've seen footage of training and it certainly looks like he's getting on with everyone and, you know, you'd expect him to bring that experience. Crossing here now.
Rashford was just waiting for Tellez to overlap and he took
come
him
out.
Shoot that one.
Wan-Bissaka on the edge of the box there.
Shoot that one.
I wanted him to just twat it.
Like Valencia used to, once every 5 years. United holding the ball.
Oh, that goal against Everton, that was like goal of the season that year. Incredible. I was still running up the stairs when that went in.
Oh, really?
Screwing
Rashford,
mate.
Bruno.
No. That's the best goal I've missed whilst being in the stadium.
I don't know what that would be. A couple of super chats. One from Vabav. Kaoli said, for saying India, Adam, absolutely mint. So,
yes,
everyone's got mint talking now. Ross Murphy, been watching the show for nearly over a year now since Paddock started. And I've loved it a lot. Keep it up, guys.
Can I give Ross
Jay,
a little
love
secret?
your podcast.
Thank you.
Ross,
go on.
Little secret.
Taking away. Go on.
Like when we mention subscribers in the office, sometimes someone will say like Ross on them.
Ross is like
Ross is a byword.
A legend, isn't it?
He is.
Like Ross, you know, Ross and the lads in the comments.
Yeah.
He's like the,
Ross is like
the team
captain.
leader of the subscribers. So we appreciate all your support, Ross.
Yeah, we appreciate it a lot, mate. United looking pretty sharp. Not really done too much with the ball so far, but it's not been one of those first 5 minutes where you like a few crosses for Wolves and you just sort of shitting yourself watching it.
No.
Look pretty in control so far, United.
Yeah, they do.
But it does look like Wolves are set up on a counter-attack today.
I think they're going to have to, though. They ain't got
they've kind
the
of gone
players,
against what we would have wanted them to do. And like they're probably going for what they think we're weakest at, is when we get forward, them hitting us on a counter-attack. Oh, unlucky.
Under hit, though, wasn't it?
It was, but it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It was a good run as well by Mace. Was that Mace?
Yeah. I thought it was Bruno at first, but
I always get confused with them two.
I know what you mean. It's weird, isn't it? It's like I think they look nothing like each other.
It used to be like Jesse Lingard and Alexis. I used to always think it was the same because they had the fade and all that.
Similar haircut. I don't think you're confusing Cavani. That's
different height, similar
unique.
height. Yeah, Cavani's a done.
Wolves just getting a bit more on the ball there.
He's well offside.
No, mate.
That was a stupid pass, wasn't it? You know, one of those passes where you're playing and you're like, I know he's offside.
We kept doing
but
that
if
against
I pass
Leicester.
it to him, it's his fault, not mine.
Yeah, we
You're
kept
like,
doing
"I'll
that
pass
against Leicester. Like, I know this isn't going to get through his legs, but I'm going to try it.
I'll try it. Like Bruno on the edge of the box.
I know I can't not make it here, but let's go.
Horizon said, with the super chat, he said, Steve and Jay have made me say mint at one point, and I kept saying different gravy. Shambolic on my end. I would say different
gravy. Is that you?
Yeah, taking the piss out of Paul Merson, who just said it all the time.
Is that what it does?
I used to say different gravy a lot.
I never use that expression, but
It might not be me, but I like to
Different
say
gravy.
it. And,
Not on here,
Channel
but I mean,
my
like-
inner Paul Merson.
Paul Merson.
Because that's his only real way of analysing a player. He's different gravy.
Go on,
Rashford
Marcus.
skinned him. Shoot. Oh, too much.
Bruno on the edge.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. It was
See Rashford then, he
Greenwood.
skinned him, and because he skinned him, he thought, now I need to score.
Yeah.
So then he went for another one to look for the shot.
Eric Bailly.
Played Eric.
Yeah, he did well. Bruno. Maguire.
You know what we forget about Wan-Bissaka as well?
Go on.
But if you also look where Matic is filling in and where Tellez is.
He always does it.
It's
Whenever
what I said
Tellez
earlier.
plays, Matic plays left back, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like
or left centre back.
Yeah. Go on, what are you saying?
Wan-Bissaka was we forget he was a winger like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And like when obviously he's £50 million right back signed for Man United, so he's going to get criticism. But when we criticise him for being out of position and stuff,
Yeah, he's only just learnt to be a fullback.
Just couldn't find the pass there.
Yeah, Cavani went near
Greenwood.
post. Greenwood went
It's
back
unlucky.
post with a pass. But United holding a
Right
bit of pressure
start
here.
this from
Yeah, it
United.
is. Not really any chances yet, but a lot of that good possession in good
man,
areas.
just lost out there.
Yeah,
played Eric.
Bye there.
good bit of pressing, but they've kept hold of it. And then Traore here.
This
It's
is what they
one-on-one,
want.
Look, it's Traore's one-on-one with Matic, not with Tellez. Because like I said,
Oh, he's going through here.
Oh my days.
gone past Maguire, but he's recovered well.
This geezer's good, man.
Yeah,
That
he
Neto.
is.
Yeah, he is.
I used to shop at Neto.
Did
Remember
you?
when else used to go Neto?
Yeah, we did.
There was a time for a little bit. No,
Yeah, there was one in Worksop, but it was
There was a period where you got a Netto card.
It's good when you a Netto card. You
Yeah,
can
people used to have
cards.
Netto cards.
Oh shit, we never had one of them. We used to go after school sometimes.
Did
Get
you?
like their little pink and white marshmallow things with the wafers on the outside, like 18p for a pack
Oh,
of
I
six.
used to love when I was in school, primary school. Used to go to Aldi, and their cookies used to be like 6 pence a pack or something like that. Oh mate,
Do you know when Aldi was
bro?
like-
I'm
Aldi
pretty
used
sure
to be-
they're Maryland cookies.
Yeah.
Aldi's there's
pretty
an Aldi
sure.
near us.
They're the
Just
same.
opened a big one.
And you know what's funny? We used to be ashamed of having an Aldi
Quality.
bag in school.
Yeah,
That's-
Aldi was like there was a
But
ranking.
now I'll
wasn't
go
there?
in there like I don't give a
come
fuck.
across there from Marcus.
Aldi's cool now, isn't it?
Little
He's
cool.
got, Aldi's got better in quality as well. Voff
Yeah, it
off
has.
with a super chat. Tried to get mint used in Norway, sadly not working.
Keep going, son.
Try
Don't
it,
give up. Yeah. They'll follow you. Just keep using it. Sooner or later,
Was that a shot or a
it'll
crossbar?
be
I think it was a
over
shot.
there.
He had that sort of like stabbing into it kind of action with it. I think he was shooting. Playing out from the back, Wolves. United kind of pressing a bit, but
Do you remember Bruno's debut against Wolves? Where straight away he was shouting at everyone.
yeah.
What?
Shouting at Jesse
It's
Lingard.
like, yeah. You're like, who is this guy? He's like telling people what to do. This is what we've missed.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's absolutely mint at football as well. This is well useful.
And he's sensational.
Yeah.
The middle aisle of Aldi.
People
is
must
cool.
be there like, who's the fuck is this new fella
Yeah.
telling me what to do? Who do you think you are,
Screaming
bro?
at me in front of everyone.
Come in here showing everyone up.
Yeah. He even had to go at Pep when he had to go at Pep as well.
Oh, that was
Pep
great,
was
wasn't
talking to me. He's like, you can shut up as well. Love Bruno.
There used to be people. Someone, Jay Steer says, Jay say Fanta.
Fanta.
You say it better than that normally.
Fanta.
Yeah.
I told it down a little bit.
Proper
Sorry.
Manc
Fanta.
accent. It's one of your best words, that. Fanta.
Fanta. It was just Fanta.
Who's that fella that brings the presents down?
Santa.
Oi, Santa.
Santa. Any of you kids that'll stop messing about, you won't be seeing Santa.
It's honestly like
Playmates.
difficult to understand if you're not used to it. First few seconds of it, you kind of have
When
to
I
tune
was in
into
news,
it.
they tried to tone it down and they gave up. Like
Yeah.
a year in, they were like, just talking your normal accent. There's
What
no
were they trying to
point.
be like? You got to be.
Yeah,
getting-
they tried to make me. But I sounded like I was taking the piss.
Yeah.
Because when I spoke, like,
Fanta.
so I'm here outside this building in Moss Side where there's been a altercation.
But a lot of like Asian and
Like,
black people
nah,
have a
mate.
phone voice.
Yeah,
don't
they'd
they?
be like, just you speaking your normal voice. It's alright. It's local radio.
So I just
anyway.
remember when I went to work with my dad and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking like that?" But
Distant shot there. Ooh.
you don't normally talk like that, Dad.
Yeah.
Dad, you're right. Dad. Son, please be quiet.
Vitinho, was it Vitinho? What's his name? Go on, remind me.
It was never that.
Yeah, it's never.
That wasn't not after shot then.
It wasn't
Mattino was running
No, not
behind
Vitinho.
him.
The guy that begins with V.
Oh.
Vitinha.
Yes,
Didn't
that's it. It was him that had the shot, I think.
Reese
his name's Vanta.
Robinson with the super chat.
Go on, Reese.
From Australia, so I don't know if it's Manc, but I've definitely used the phrase "get in the mixer" a lot since watching this channel.
Get
That's,
in the
I think
mixer.
that's very Steve, isn't it?
You did the thing, didn't you? Oh, was that not in Australia? I know you've done it a few times. We did
I
the
did that,
old
yeah, the Manc slang.
Manc slang, that was good, that.
Yeah, we did one in America, as well, which was good. And that was we did that in 2015. We asked Americans like, "Do you know who Man City are?" And we went into it thinking, right, we're gonna have to edit these videos a little bit clever to
take the piss out of City.
Take the piss out of City, and we didn't. We genuinely didn't in the end. Like the first 5-10 people we asked didn't know who they were.
Who's that guy? Is he from How I Met Your Mother? When he was at the City game in his City kit and he did the video. Saying, go Manchester United.
John Patrick.
Yeah,
What's his name?
yeah.
He's from Harold and Kumar.
Right, yeah.
He's in that as well.
Yeah, he's like.
Oh, from Neil Patrick Harris.
That's the one. Yeah. He did the video. Do you remember he did the selfie video with his kids at the game? He's like, go Manchester
right,
United.
last
good
5
shot.
minutes,
Yeah.
Wolves have been
Go
on top, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're pushing on. They're having a few shots, and United are sitting deep in. They've gone past Matic there in the box. Good
He
block
should
by
have cut that,
Maguire.
man.
But yeah, it's
Got to be careful there because they do like a long range goal against us, don't they? As well?
Yeah, they do.
Got a history of that.
Yeah, last few minutes, Wolves have just been on top. United sitting very deep here.
So got a lot of these little techie ballers though, man.
It's cold as well. First time I've noticed players with
I just
like
love to
breath,
little
steam when they're playing.
We used to have this in primary school. We had a friend called Philip.
Go on then.
Go on.
And his head used to always steam. Like, you know, when you're playing like condensation or whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
it is. His head used to just steam. But it would only be him.
Oh,
it's one of the best images of
very
my life.
hot head. Was he hot-headed emotionally as well?
Nah, sound.
Oh, good.
Isn't it weird? You can remember things about people that you haven't met in like 20 years.
Yeah.
He's probably watching this now. Like, I used to fucking hate you.
Probably. Always taking the piss out of his steamy head. Horizon says, once the pandemic is over, Adam should come back to Amsterdam, get more shirts. First one is on me, lad.
Yes, I'm coming to Amsterdam.
lad.
Anyway, that's my first trip, bro.
I've never been to Amsterdam.
Have you not?
Yo,
No.
I go like once or twice
I'm
every year.
not the biggest fan of weed or prostitutes.
You don't have to be, but it helps. I like the first one, by the way.
Yeah,
Starts thinking of
when
like
I
illegal
went,
shit.
It was a waste of time. I may as well just stayed at home. I was that out of it. I didn't know where I was for the 3 days I was there.
Really?
Honestly, mate. I thought I'd be big spuds when I got there, and I regret it now.
Yeah. Bruno, great play with
Bruni.
Go
Mason
on.
the edge of the
Too
box.
much is too much there. It was too much like, oh yeah, let's do a
Intricate
little
passing in the box
tickety-tacky
there.
on it,
Just
a bit
put your
fussy.
foot through it, man.
That's the problem when they sit back like that. We struggle. We want to play that extra pass all the time, don't we? And in there, you've got to just hit it. Although,
can I have a bit of volume? Like, I don't like this silence around. Like,
golden.
you know where we're the only noise when we're watching. Isn't
No, I
that
like
weird,
it.
lads?
I don't mind it.
Can I have like
Cavani trying to back
two bars of volume or something?
2-2.
I didn't understand what you said there, Case.
I think there was an argument. I think Cam and Case.
Case just took his headphones off.
through the headphones.
Oh shit!
it can be sorted. So
Oh,
if
sorry.
someone knows how to
I got
sort it, then they
confused.
can sort it. Callum knows how to sort it. Remember the old previews when Adam was proper mooshed? I guess he means stoned.
Wow, that's every video.
Interesting. Very nice. Derby won 4-0 tonight. Was
I love them videos where halfway through the video, go Macro go like, "Who is it we've got?"
Now, you know what? Yeah, a lot of the time people say that, and I've literally woke up like 2 hours ago because I've been on the motorway for days.
To be fair,
Like, I'll tell you when it is that's the reason.
Yeah,
But a lot of the time is I have literally just been driving all
Do you know
day.
what? The perils of old age. I'm gonna have to nip to the loo.
He's joking.
I'm sorry.
Do you remember that time when you quite obviously shat yourself on the watch-along? And he went like this. He was there and he just went and like scrambled and ran to the toilet and came back like, Jay, did you just do a shit then? Yes, he did. Quite obviously did a shit.
So he just empty chaired us.
Just empty chaired us. Look at that. It's like the end of a drama about a game show host, isn't it? Who's died, and you just show his chair.
This is
at the
usually
end.
like 80 minutes in when we're 3-0 down and I've
and you
stormed
run
off.
off. you just get
Halfway
Mardy
up
and
the
piss off.
M6.
Yeah. Horizon, and I don't know if I should read this, but I'm going to. He says, your Amsterdam friend, he says, Adam, if you like the green stuff, I'll get you some banging material.
Yes, boys.
I think that might be a touch.
I'm a
loud, that.
greenhouse regular.
I don't know what that means, but sounds pretty exciting. Eric, bye.
There's also this great place there called Lost in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's a bit commercial, but it's so cool. It's just super. It's just got beds in there that you just lie on.
Cavani's kept the ball in there. He's just ran down the massive hill at the edge of Old Trafford.
Why did I have that, bro?
I don't know. It seems like such an old-fashioned thing to have now, doesn't it?
Like, you always see people just running down that hill and dropping. Or,
it's
you know,
mad.
like when you're running on something and it drops down a level. So your next step is really low and you dry your thing.
Yeah,
Like, you always see that happen to players.
I know. Do you know any explanation as to why there's that, like, sort of 2-3 foot drop around the edge of the pitch at Old Trafford?
No,
I imagine it's because of the underfloor heating, right?
Oh,
you'd assume so.
So they'd
but,
have
like,
to. They probably had to raise the pitch,
raise beds
to put like pipes. Maybe. Have I guessed?
Maybe Greenwood, Bruno, Wan-Bissaka.
You've played on it, haven't you?
I scored at this end that we're attacking at the minute.
That's great, isn't it? I'd love that. People saying water drainage, but they don't push the water off the sides, and the whole pitch isn't like a.
Well,
big
you do have them
pyramid.
pipes underneath, right? Pipes.
Yeah, but
under soil heating.
I'm not saying that that's wrong. I just mean not every pitch has such a noticeable drop off, and then the bricks are on the bottom.
Depends when they were built, though. Those pitches.
Yeah, definitely. Seems like one of those things that could have been updated by now. Bruno, 25.
See that there, like. For the first 2 seconds you were lining up that shot, it was the right idea, but then it became clear that your shot was going to be blocked.
Yeah.
So stop what you're doing and pass it.
Still hit it. Yeah, definitely. That's a good pass. Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, he's fell over.
Legs went everywhere there, didn't he? Apparently, the reason for a raised pitch is because the European advertising boards are larger, and therefore it allows the fans to be able to see the pitch without having to look over the advertising boards. So it's an advertising thing, and therefore a financial thing. No
See,
surprise
now
there.
I know that worked well for the people at home because they can't hear what's going on in our ears.
Yeah.
But all I could hear then was two people saying the same thing with a fucking delay.
Yeah, well, that's because it's called professionalism.
So why is it raised?
It's raised because of the advertising boards in Europe are larger, so the pitch is raised so that people can see
Can't
over.
start, get
So if
jailed.
you're sat in if you're sat in row one, and you're looking over the advertising boards, you wouldn't be able to see over it if the pitch wasn't raised. See what I mean?
All
See what
right.
I'm saying?
Cool story, bro.
I mean, it's not the coolest of stories, but what do you think it was going to be? A serial killer buried all his bodies under Old Trafford.
Pusher.
It was only ever going to be something like that.
myth?
I wanted it to be the pipes.
The pipes.
Oh,
The pipes
you son of a
are-
slag!
That's a booking.
Hey!
there. Bruno fouled in his
That's
own
a-
half.
What the
On
f-
counter-attack. Well, you might come back for a booking.
Absolutely snapped him there.
He wants to.
It's this one as well, this little tubby ref, isn't it? I hate him. Do you remember the olden day refs? Who was your favourite? Remember Uriah Rennie?
Yeah, he was terrible.
He was a bad
He
ref.
was
Remember
shocking.
Jeff Winter was a wanker, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was bad. Alan Wiley was another one.
I mean,
Oh, I hated him.
Not
He
that-
who fucked us in the semi-final against Everton? Was it Alan Wiley?
I think it might have
And
been.
Fergie came out and was like, he's
Oh,
on
yes.
fit.
Yeah,
he's like-
yeah. Not fit enough. He was not fit
You
enough.
might as well have just said fatty bum bum at the press conference.
He does that. You want another cream cake? Boing, boing, boing.
Fergie was mint when he just said whatever he wanted.
Good defending there from United.
I don't like this game. I got a bad feeling. now.
Traore
Don't
was trying
start
to
with
break,
that.
but we sort of shepherded him well.
Sheparded.
Why hasn't Bruno scored yet? Is he okay? Golden Axe. I think there's something seriously wrong. Bruno hasn't scored and it's been 20 minutes.
We all need to look at the VAR
Upsetting, isn't it?
situation. Should have had at least 3 penalties by now.
Yeah, give us a couple. The ball hasn't gone out since Bruno got taken down there.
Do you reckon that was a booking, that one, or what?
Definitely a booking. Not only was it a booking into the foul itself was worthy of a yellow card, but it was a clear attempt to stop a counter attack,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was making no attempt for the ball whatsoever.
Do you remember when Wayne Rooney did that against West Ham, tried to stop a counter attack, but hacked down the player, so got sent off?
I do remember that.
We were winning 2-1 and they went on a counter, and all he had to do was trip him. But because he's Wayne
blasted
Rooney,
him.
yeah, he just sort of two-footed him and cleared him out.
My
It was
first
like, red
memory
card.
of Wayne Rooney at Old Trafford is when he fucked Ronaldo. Everton against United.
Oh, yeah.
And Ronaldo took
Yeah.
it to the corner, did some step overs
Yeah.
and that, and he just went boom and clattered him.
I remember him as well, saying to the ref, I got the ball.
And that's when people used to smash Ronaldo, turn to the ref and go, he's diving.
Diving.
And you've just fucked him up like
Why are
you've
his socks
proper
ribbons then
decapitated
if
him.
he's
Yeah.
diving? Yeah.
He was so good at that though, when you were like, I remember against Arsenal, do you remember that one at Arsenal? Last minute, and he just took it to the corner, dancing around it, gets the free kick. He just like, yes.
Christian.
And everyone in the crowd's loving
I
it.
know,
and it was
come on, Ronnie.
I remember Nani juggling the ball through him.
Mate,
Remember that?
4-0.
Back to
The
the goal.
4-0.
He started running
Yeah.
back to our own goal, juggling it up and down.
Arsene Wenger complaining about it. Showboating against us.
The same guy that had Pires doing that fucking stupid penalty. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Henri used to mug man's off.
Christian Borja, I'm going with in the super chat. He said, "Would you ever get an American commentator to have a different perspective?" We have John Shin on.
We do have John Shin, and you know you're always
Time difference
welcome
doesn't help.
to
Yeah, the time
send in.
difference is
You
tricky.
can we put a call out for predictions before the game. I know that's not the same, but you can send in your predictions. There's always chances to get involved in stuff like the previews as well, and hopefully, you know, in the future we'll be over in America.
I don't know if this is true.
Go on.
Joe's Kindle with the super chat says, "Uriah Rennie is my mate's landlord, and the house is damp."
If that's not
Allegedly.
true, that's the best joke ever.
It sounds like some slander in some ways that I've never heard of. But
Yeah.
mate, it's the other sort of person who'd be a landlord, and the house would be damp.
Mate.
But damp is the kind of thing landlords get away with.
Yeah, of course it
because
is. It's
so,
when the black mold gets on the
Yeah.
wall when you're like, I can't breathe.
Oh
Then
yeah,
you
I'll
have to
just
fix
no.
it.
They come around and just wipe it off.
I love that.
Smear it across. Just put bleach on it. Yeah, it just changes the colour. It's
Is
still,
he at the
still
bar
there.
That Wolves lad then. That's a mint anecdote about Uriah Rennie.
I hope
that's
it's true.
good,
I really hope it's
I
true.
love that. It sounds too good. It
the
sounds
land-
like it can't be
and
made
the
up.
house is damp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So if you are watching Uriah Rennie, come on.
Sort it out,
Sort
mate.
it out, mate.
Yeah, get some, What do they call it?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Dehumidifiers in there.
Yeah.
Couple of
I
dehumidifiers.
bought one of them. I bought one of them.
Reseal the walls.
Freshen up my hair and that recently.
Yeah, man.
What they sometimes do is they put like a. Why am I saying this? They put like a finish, like a plastic finish underneath the wallpaper.
Right. Okay.
And that can stop damp coming through. What the fuck am I on about? That's true though. It is true. That's in very severe cases.
Oh, that's shit.
That's our ball there.
Come on.
Good pressing by United. Tellers with the ball in back post. Who's that? Goalie. That's
too
who it
near the
is.
keeper. That one. Unlucky though. It's right out there.
I don't like this. Come on, mate.
It's
like what you said, like find
Good
Cavani
pressing
with
there.
the cross, and then that's what all they try.
Getting
to
in
do.
each other's way down, lads.
Baye and Pogba combined there. Good bit of pressing from both of them to win the ball back quite high up. Good play that. And
Play ourselves into this. Come on. Pogba's there. Go on, Pog. Bruno's around that corner.
Yeah.
Ball. So 2-footed Pogba, isn't he?
Golden Axe says Uriah Rennie was a kickboxer. I mean, is
Yeah,
this
he
true?
was. Yeah,
is
he
that
was.
true?
Yeah, he was.
Howard Webb was a Fed.
Yeah, but everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Kalina was a light bulb, I think, in a previous life.
When he fucked Everton over.
Who, Kalina?
Yeah.
No. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, against was it Valencia?
Yeah,
What, Europa
Villarreal.
League?
Villarreal, sorry.
Everton
in the
finally
Champions
got into the
League.
Champions League
Oh,
when
mate,
Liverpool won it.
That was so bad. That was so
Liverpool
bad.
won it. Everton finished fourth.
Yeah.
And then they had to lobby to get like 5 places.
Yeah.
Everton were in a qualifier. I think they drew
Did
at Villarreal.
Yeah,
And then they
and-
just needed like a 0-0 at Goodison Park or something.
They got.
And he
Was
gave
it,
a penalty.
It was a. They got. Was it?
Or he didn't
Nah,
give a
they gave a
penalty.
perfect. They scored a perfectly good goal, and he gave a foul against it. Like there was nothing in it. At
Do you remember
all.
when Sol Campbell scored against Argentina? Like that.
But everyone forgets that because everyone was too busy losing their mind about
Michael
Beckham.
Owen.
That was a
that's a
legit goal,
Yeah.
that was, isn't it?
But like,
he got
no-
done for pushing, right? Or something,
Yeah, it
pushing
was
down
something
as he
stupid.
headed. That was when I was proper England. Like,
But yeah. And
I proper.
that was the end of it for me.
That was the end. That was the
Because
end.
Beckham's.
And then I was still hanging in there in Euro 2000, and then I done Phil Neville over, and then
Yeah, it's done.
So far, then, this team, we've got the team up on the screen.
That was a poor ball, that Bruno.
I think
Not often I
Pogba
say that,
and
but come
Matic
on.
has worked quite well in there so far. Good bit of pressing from both of them, and Matic covering Tellez nicely. Do you think it's a coincidence that we tend to see Matic play when Tellez is playing? Because he, like Adam says, sort of drops into that left centre-back role to allow Tellez to go forward.
No, it seems like you know. I'm guessing that there's always a plan here, and it seems to make sense what you guys have been saying about Tellez and Cavani and Matic and Tellez. That all makes sense. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but yeah, it seems to be working so far. Certainly in that part of the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just we need to be a bit more clinical with our passing or our
Yeah.
finishing. It's the final third where we just let ourselves
It's that
down
sort
a
of
little bit.
pre-pass kind of area.
Yeah.
Rashford goes round his man there, does really well, stands
Kept
him up,
it in.
brings the ball back.
Oh,
tries
again,
to
you
find
see.
Bruno.
gotta whip that.
Yeah.
better, man.
Yeah,
Why are you
it's just
fucking
not-
so straight.
Seems like
If he
we
whipped
take-
that into the box.
There you go,
Cavani!
Cavani!
Oh, did he take that away from Bruno?
I don't know. Who was it? Matic with a cross from deep, and then Cavani almost got to it. Bruno almost got to it. Neither of them got to it. It's a lovely pass from Matic. Lovely cross.
He's
Zolski,
onside.
oh,
Oh, he's
he's
just off.
Bruno's Cavani's off.
He did touch it as well.
Almost.
Yeah, it just gets a little touch.
Yeah, really good. Really good pass by Nemanja. Just offside as well. He won't know that though, will he?
No, he didn't. Yeah, he's unlucky.
Just worry with Wolves.
It's
that
funny though, like
just get a goal on the counter.
you could like he could have if he missed that he'd be gutted, and then if he would have seen it was offside, he just wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mad when you play football, like the mental tricks you do on
You're like,
yourself.
oh, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah,
Even if I'd
fucking
have scored, it
wouldn't
doesn't
have
matter. In fact, it's good that I missed because
there
I
again,
didn't,
on
I
that
didn't
far
waste a
post.
good
I would have
finish.
killed
Pick
my
him up.
hopes.
I didn't waste a good finish on an offside chance. There are the Wolves in the
played
box.
Bailly.
Good
That was a
block
good
by
block.
Bailly and a shocking shot there from.
Did he get fouled then?
I don't know
No,
what
I
his
think he
name is.
just hurt himself.
Morgan Gibbs what?
With a terrible shot.
Yeah.
You
One
know,
of
it
those-
feels like you got hair in your mouth, but you haven't.
No. What is it?
No?
You're right.
Is it my tongue?
Oh, I don't like that. Watching you lick your own hand like a cat behind the ear.
Would you to George Galloway on fucking?
Oh, remember that on
Watchalong,
Big
yeah.
Brother.
I used to watch. You know, like the
This
first
is like
couple
a
of series of Big
15-year-old
Brother.
reference here.
Yeah, sorry.
George Galloway, who's a
Who's your favourite Big Brother contestant?
formerly prominent
Science.
British politician.
Science was mint.
Ahmed
then
was
went
mental.
on to
Remember him
Celebrity
when
Big
he
Brother.
smashed all them plates?
I can't. Sorry.
And he just started.
My headphones have stopped working. But no, I love Science when he nicked the wine out of the fridge and all that. Sorry, you give me dirty looks there.
I'm not giving you dirty looks.
Sorry.
It was an accident.
Okay.
This passing is garbage, apparently. Would you agree with that? Would you agree with
not
Jonathan?
garbage.
I think it's just like we
Needs
say
to
that,
be
that
more-
last pass in the final third needs to be more accurate.
Like, look at this, bruv. Last ball's shit, man.
We've not really made many chances.
They're not into
or
people,
any
they're into
chances, have we?
spaces played, baby.
Yeah. See, this is better. This is. Oh, that's
No,
a foul
I don't
there.
know why
He's took him out there.
Cavani was looking for to pass that into.
Yeah, Bruno. We got taken out
Greenwood,
of the ball,
that.
Was it Greenwood? Sorry.
See, that's the difference, you know. You see, people like to criticise him, but he holds the ball up there for them.
Who?
Martial, so the rest get involved.
Yeah.
Remember, I said this before, the different, like, Cavani's always on the move, always looking, which is great. But when he's always looking, always on the move, that means there's not a fault, there's not someone holding it.
No.
Whereas when Martial's there, he will hold it and bring others into play.
I think this thing I've said about Martial is he tends to do that thing where he can have a good game, but he won't score or get an assist. Where the thing with Marcus is Marcus can be having a game where you think he's not having a
Especially
good game,
this season.
but he'll get a goal. You know what I mean? Or he'll get an assist. And I think that's the sort of frustrating thing because there's no doubt in the guy's quality. I've got no qualms about that.
It's a great trait for Marcus.
Because at the moment,
that, isn't it?
definitely, yeah.
So many good strikers have that.
Against
Andy Cole
PSG.
used to do it. Andy Cole
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
a stinker of a game and get a goal, but that's what he's there for.
Ronaldo used to do it a lot.
Yeah.
People, it wasn't all just
No.
step overs and running the game. Ronaldo would often do it where
Could
you're
frustrate
he's not
living
done much
daylights
today.
at you sometimes.
Yeah, and then in the last 10 minutes, 2 goals and you've won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Rashford's got a bit of that about him, hasn't he? Obviously not quite the same quality as Ronaldo, but that ability is brilliant.
I'm not feeling this, man. What is this, bruv? Why are we just whip setting it?
Adam's right. It was why we lost to Arsenal. Marshall makes the ball stick. Do you think that's why we lost to Arsenal?
I can't remember that game.
The game where we just could not get the ball out.
I thought we lost to Arsenal because we showed them too much respect. But that could be a big reason why, because someone never held it. So you could look at that and say, is that why? You got to look at, coincidentally, a lot of our bad form was when Martial was suspended.
When you look at that as well, when games are that close, like almost, if you say it's Martial, you're right. If you say also, other reasons, like the penalty, yeah, you're right. There's so many, because it's that close. All of those reasons, you change one of them and you probably get a result.
Good bit of play there. Good pressing from Pogba and Greenwood, I think it was, together.
Played.
Greenwood back on the ball.
No,
into
no,
the
no,
box.
Rash, man. You made the space small for him, bro.
By
play.
rolling the ball under his foot.
Mate.
Do you remember when?
Holding the face.
Do you remember when we were playing Liverpool and Henderson kept doing that and Scholes was fuming?
Not surprised.
He was like, "How you can let Jordan Henderson be rolling the ball under his foot in midfield?" And I remember thinking, bruv, that's so true.
Ooh. Matic with a little forearm into Neto's
I think he's
neck.
just stepped
He's
across
not
him there.
forearmed him. He's gone to step across and
him.
protect the area, and he's
But his arms like that.
incidentally
I don't
smashed
think
him.
that's a...
Steps across like that, yeah.
It's to the right player, to be fair. He's a danger man.
Leave a bit on him. That's what they say, isn't it?
Like that fella for West Ham earlier, just
let him know
rifling
you're
heads
there.
off.
Let him know you're there. Just booted his face off. Is he all right, that guy, by the way? Did he go off?
I hope so.
What?
I hope he's all right.
Oh, right. So did he go off? I hope so. I hope it was so severe he had to go off.
No, you said, is he all right? Which is what I said, I hope so.
Yeah,
too.
okay, good. Thank God.
Druv said, which one I don't know why this is a comparison, and it's an
Go on.
easy answer, but I'll ask it to use that. Which one do you prefer, Beckham 99 or Van Persie 12? I don't get it. But
Beckham 99, innit? Come on.
maybe you're saying both those seasons were one-man seasons, but I don't agree with that.
No,
either.
you can't say that about... Certainly not about 99.
I prefer Beckham
Beckham
over
was fantastic
everybody.
that season.
White
But,
got 30 goals. Or
26.
29, 20, yeah.
but you say that though, but that season when Van Persie, obviously he got most of the goals, but there was a time when he didn't score when Rooney picks up the slack. And also our defence that season, I thought Rio, for me, that was his best season.
Oh, wait.
It was magnificent that season.
Great pass.
It's a great
Pogba
ball,
to
that.
Rashford.
Oh,
swinging and a miss.
Marcus.
What
is
are you
complete-
doing? Oh, foul!
Look.
That's a foul, bro. He's literally grabbed his collar.
Oh,
Offside.
he's offside.
Why are you looking to twat that on the volley when it's come?
I think he's trying to control it, wasn't he?
No, not the first time. That was
He's
onside.
well onside.
He's miles onside. So now is it a penalty then?
No, the ball went out for a goal
But
kick.
look,
The ball went out.
Is that what he flagged
Yeah,
for?
I think he's flagging because it went out. Like, he
No.
knocked it back. He knocked it back.
No. None of that went out.
Yeah, I think the touch...
That's...
Look.
Yeah.
There
That
you go.
might not be the whole ball, though.
Nah, that's...
Has to be the whole ball,
I don't know,
remember?
man. That looks close
Every
to
inch
me.
of that ball has to go over the line.
I think it's...
That might not have been given as a goal, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get 1-0 up before we
yeah.
start trying to nutmeg everyone on that, man.
Bruno to Wan-Bissaka.
Go on, Aaron, shoot.
Go on.
Hit it, lad.
Do a Raphael
Mason
against
on the right.
QPR.
Good
Go on.
cross.
Go on, Bruno!
Oh, how's he missed that?
Oh, Bruno's open at the back post there, like a yard out.
That was a great ball
Hits
by
it straight at
Greenwood.
Rui Patricio. Great pass from Greenwood. It almost found Cavani, and then it did find
Cavani
Bruno.
did head it.
Did he?
He did head it, yeah.
No, he didn't.
Oh, no, he kicked it,
Over
sorry.
it, tried to
Bruno.
flick it over his shoulder. Bruno.
Was it like he's...
He don't do
Tries to
he just
volley
goes
it.
straight at the goalie. He don't do much wrong, really. Just
Yeah, yesterday, basically, for those people that have seen the goal Chelsea conceded yesterday and Wild Ghazi, the same things just happened here, except the ball didn't go through the keeper's legs.
yeah, it's so close.
So Bruno was on
That
the
is
back
very
post,
close.
gone to volley it, and it's hit the keeper. Cavani's got the follow-up, but he never really caught it.
No, Cavani's facing the wrong way, and there's no power on the ball here.
Yeah, he tried to hook it back.
Hook it over his shoulder.
It was a great cross from Greenwood, his best bit
Yeah,
in
that was
this
really
game.
good. Really good. Probably the best bit of quality in the whole game, to be honest, that cross. That's annoying, isn't it?
Come on,
He didn't do
man.
much wrong, really, did he?
No.
Found the
No,
target, just hit the goalie. And
Yeah.
like you said, it almost went through the goalie's
That's a
legs.
bad ball, that, again.
Really
Wolves trying to break here.
Play.
Tackle there.
Got the ball there.
I thought they were going to give that as a foul.
Bruno and Tellez between them managed to tackle Traore there. That's the first shot on target, according to Ross. Surprising,
Yeah.
really, isn't it? For United,
So, I
at
mean, we've had a
least.
lot of the ball, haven't
I
we?
know Wolves
But
had a couple.
in the final third, our passing has been found wanted.
Yeah. It's almost more reminiscent of a game from last season, this, where we sort of hold the ball well, but don't really have that kind of last minute or last bit of.
They've got two banks of 4-5 though. They're sitting back in. They're making it hard. There's not a lot of gaps. But
No.
I feel like we're kind of hamstringing ourselves by constantly looking for the cross.
Yeah.
Wolves have had 3 attempts on target to our 1.
Played Pogba.
A few of them have been quite.
Yeah,
Why have you
speculative.
turned in now, man? Just slow the game down.
I think the thing is when a team sits back like this.
No, but Rashford there.
No, I'm not.
He
about
had the
that
pass on for
particular
Tellez. He turned away from Tellez,
Yeah.
and then Wolves set up, and then he turns
Turn
back
back
and gives the
yeah.
pass that was on 10 minutes ago.
No, I agree with that. I mean, the
Now
way
you're
that
offside,
the way
bro.
that we're playing generally, the reliance on crosses is because a cross is a relatively easy chance to make when you've got, like you said, 2 banks of 4 sat there. It's hard to pass
Is that
through
not
the
a
middle
corner?
of that, whereas you can get a cross in. I think that's probably why we're doing
We should have took that free kick on the edge.
I know, yeah. He played an advantage, didn't
Teller's got foul. Clear foul.
Stamp
that.
on the
he?
toe.
No, yeah,
But then we
I think he
on.
played the advantage.
Yeah. It's probably a yellow to it. Well, not quite.
I don't know if it is a
Stands on
yellow.
his foot.
He didn't.
No, I didn't mean to. So looking back at that Greenwood cross, again, sneaks around the back of the defender really well.
The defender's been poor there, to be honest.
yes. It's like
If
what-
I'm a Wolves fan, I'm thinking, bro, how has
It's like
Bruno
watching
got on
United
it?
at the back
No,
post
but how
there,
has Bruno got on that? You should be clattering everything there.
Mm.
So maybe Bruno was a bit surprised it actually got through
Yeah,
to him.
yeah.
Innit?
Maybe. Just need a bit more, don't they? Not really making those chances. Don't quite have the speed of passing in the final.
No,
third,
this
I'd
is
say.
it. Like Mark was saying, then Rashford
Pass
slowed it down
Matic.
now, and
Yeah.
it's sort of been indicative of the way we've
Go
been.
on.
I think we've
Skinny
looked
Marcus.
pretty good though. In fairness, we're not playing badly. Go on,
Megs! That's not a penalty, is it?
No, I don't think so. Marcus got a tackle.
Again,
that
it's
is.
just decision making, man.
Yeah. I think he tried to pass it to Bruno, didn't he? But he just didn't get enough on it. He was trying to avoid the tackle as much as anything else.
Fuck off.
Wolves with a bit of advantage.
Right, we've just fouled him twice
Yeah,
there.
a couple of fouls
Harry
there.
Maguire with the last one. I think Matic took someone out and Maguire took someone else out.
Yeah.
Just on the edge of our box-ish.
Yeah.
Dangerous area.
Side of the box.
Yeah,
he
he's-
steps across him, doesn't he?
yeah.
Simple, really.
I don't know why Maguire starts moaning to the ref there. It's Marcus
Rashford.
Ray. Cuts inside it, through his legs. Oh no, he's just no.
Rashford ducks out of the way of it, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he's
not-
expecting
Rashford
the
went
tackle.
to win a penalty.
Yeah, he's expecting the tackle, jumps in the air, and then Moutinho just never makes the tackle.
He thought Moutinho was going to kick at the ball. And if
Yeah.
he did, it would have been a penalty.
Yeah.
And Bruno would have scored.
Yes, correct.
And United won the
This
league.
is dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Free kick, corner of the 18-yard box.
Any set piece against us, nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be as well. We got what?
I know, Pogba,
Bailly,
Matic.
Matic, Maguire.
Do you know what I mean?
Cavani even you could bring into that. Rashford's not short.
Rashford and Cavani, the 2 men at the front post. Look at that. Cold night. Dangerous area as well, this. Near post.
Great save there. David De Gea.
Luckily, it was sort of straight
Drilled
at
it
him,
in, didn't
wasn't
he, low there?
Yeah, they did.
Size, man. That was a good shot,
Yeah.
that was. He's just like carried it on.
Yeah, just knocks it.
Helped
Pretty
it on.
comfortable, really. I think it would have hit him in the head if
Yeah,
he hadn't
to be
put his
fair.
hands there. But comfortable, but he needed to make it.
Probably could have caught that. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm being harsh because of the
I think
speed of the
distance
replay.
from the the distance from the ball to his
Yeah, it's only slow.
It's not really slow, that. He could have
Catch that.
could have span around and then caught it.
Corner to Wolves. Neto taking this one as well. Played it short. Back to Neto. Chips it into the back post.
Let
Matic
that
can
go
leave
out, I
that.
think,
Well
there.
done, the man. Yeah.
Well done.
Good defending that. Bit of experience there. Goal kick to United.
Just another reminder, though, that Wolves are in this game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Chris
they've got
Richardson.
A couple of shots now on target, haven't they? Well, a few.
Sorry, Chris Richardson says Matic is the weak link. Him and Pogba don't work.
I think that's
I don't
harsh.
think anything that we've seen today is the fault of like Matic has literally sat there while we've attacked. So how is it his fault?
I think he's doing the job he's been told to do.
Like he's
know what I mean?
literally we're literally attacking and then occasionally Wolves will attack. Like how can that be Matic's fault? Or alternatively, it's just McTominay sitting there or Fred. Like he's hardly had an influence on the game in that sense.
Matic. Maguire.
I can hear some rustling in my headphones.
I can't hear it. Mine aren't working.
I can hear it as well.
Played Rashford. Oh, fuck off, man.
Well, it's a head injury, as he said there. Is it? Is that what he said?
I hope
Oh,
it
it's
actually
arm.
is, though, rather
It's
than
arm.
he's just hurt. Fuck's sake.
What's he do? He's
Is
down,
his
holding
arm?
his arm, I think.
I thought John Moss.
So his arm's hurt, yeah? So we're stopping the game for just arms being hurt now. Is that what we're doing?
For just
'Cause I thought John Moss indicated
It's a
it. Head
fucking
injury,
joke,
but-
man. Pussy-holes all over the gaff. I don't
Is it
care
his
if it's his shoulder, Cam.
There's nothing like.
It's not his head. You're supposed to stop the game for head injuries. He's gone up for a header. He's gone to shoulder to shoulder.
Because I'm sure
with
John
Marcus
Moss-
Rashford. And now we've got to stop the game. Fuck off. He could get up and walk off the pitch.
Doesn't look particularly serious, does it? He's lifting his shoulder up quite easily. I don't think he's dislocated it if he's got that kind of movement on it. He's like just on the floor doing that.
No.
Bit of a drinks break by the look of it as well. Is that Fergie?
Man, I roll with the mask.
That's Fergie, about as low profile as you can be there. Hat down to there, mask up to there. Literally just a pair. It's basically got a balaclava
nice
on there.
flat
isn't it?
cap there.
Yeah, looking good.
You just know Ed Woodward's gone, make sure you wear the club fucking mask.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we won't pay you this month.
Yeah, fucking get him off the pitch. He's hurt his shoulder a little bit.
Isn't that incredible that Ed Woodward has the power to actually sack Sir Alex Ferguson?
That's madness.
That makes me feel a bit sick to think about that, to be honest.
It is ridiculous, but
He could go and say, get out.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
There would be absolute carnage if he did, but he could.
No, but just think about that. That's
St-
sinking.
Stefan Carino says, thoughts on Wan-Bissaka being a centre-back in the future? He doesn't offer a lot going forward and doesn't seem to be improving his crossing abilities.
We spoke about this before,
Yeah.
like, as part of a back three, maybe. It sort of kind of makes sense.
Theoretically, it works, doesn't it? I don't know if his position is good enough, to be honest.
I don't think it's as bad as people make out.
What, his crossing or his
is-
position?
Yeah, I think people...
Which one?
His crossing.
Right.
think positioning is more worrying for a fullback.
Cavani there.
See?
Won the ball, just didn't
one
quite
drop
get
down
it
for
down.
Motty.
Didn't stick.
Maguire.
Maguire's absolutely shagged him.
Yeah,
How?
Oh,
Where? You
that's
fucking prick!
Fucking John
I
Moss
hate this ref,
again.
man.
Free kick there on.
He's done that because he wants a breather, John Moss.
He's got the face of a womble, hasn't he,
John Moss does my head
He
in.
actually has got a face like a
Aye.
womble. I've only just realised. Isn't it?
Got a face you never tired of punching.
Womble head. Yeah, very interesting actually, especially around this time of year. John Moss the Womble.
Yeah.
Can you name any of the Wombles? Mr.
Uncle
Doctor?
Bulgaria.
There you go.
Believe it or not, it was actually.
Are they the ones that live by Wimbledon?
Yeah.
On Wimbledon Common, yeah.
Before my time, believe it or not.
Bruno overlapping Rashford, ball across. No one in there.
Just twat it at him.
Wan-Bissaka get there? I think he will to keep it alive.
Remember Poddington Peas was good?
Yeah. Down in the bottom of the garden. Among the
There used to
birds
be a
and the
lot of
bees.
garden-based shit, didn't there? Like
Little
Bill and Ben, the
lad,
flower
little
pot twats and
people.
that.
Call the Paddington peas.
The Paddington Peas.
I don't even remember that. When's that?
Does anyone remember Sharky and
Late
George?
70s.
I don't remember.
Is this
The
late-
crime fighters of the sea?
Oh, yeah. I do actually.
That's a foul.
That's a
If I've ever seen
foul!
one, you
He
son of
didn't
a
get the
bitch.
ball, did he?
Right. This has got a foul written all over
Eric
it
Bailey's
now.
gone. Played Eric. Played Eric.
Well
Oh,
done.
great
Eric
defending
Bailey really
there.
well there. He
Eric
did well
Bailey.
twice.
Harry
that-
Maguire doesn't move that quick in fast forward, mate. That was quality defending.
That was good by.
He had Maguire
Right,
was
come
back
on,
with him
let's
as well,
get
to be
him.
fair. But Bailey sped up past him, covered it, and then thought, "Yo, I can cover the pass here."
Well,
And
no,
that is
really
that
well
pass
crossed,
wasn't
man.
great, that from Bruno there.
Give Bruno a rest, man. Should have been rested the other day.
Just don't. I think we're too scared to, aren't we?
What? Ollie's scared Bruno will punch him up.
Yeah, well,
If he's
I was
not
going
in
to
the
say
team.
we'll miss him
Keeper,
too much,
keeper,
but yeah,
keeper.
you might have a
Fucking
point there.
hell.
Oh, bloody hell,
Running
Wolves
straight
are in
into the
here,
box,
Wolves
here,
are in
Wolves.
here.
Cuts back Maguire.
Hey,
goes out.
Maguire.
Just slowed him down. Why is Baye there? Look at where Baye is.
Played, lad.
Baye just does what he wants, doesn't he?
I love Baye.
Maguire makes a tackle and Baye runs round
That
the
was
front of
very
him.
good by
Well
Maguire.
done, man.
And
Matic as well.
Also, if you've not, everyone who's not watching the game, you've all seen that thing that Maguire does when he holds someone up but no one moves.
Yeah, Rashford
Oh.
throw
Is he in
goal
it?
here. Rashford.
Oh, bad touch.
It's his fucking knee.
That would have been perfect just for half time as
would.
well, man.
Just
We've all
after
seen
they
that thing
score.
that Maguire does where he holds someone and then no one moves for ages. So Bailly preempted that and just ran around them both and blocked the ball.
That was like on FIFA. Do you know when you're playing two players and someone has to run around the front because they're trying to shield the ball?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like, you go around the front, I'll stay around the back. But yeah, good defending by both of them. See, that's the thing. Baye's speed showed itself to
Rashford's
be very
looked poor
useful
today,
there.
and that's
Yeah.
because he doesn't get rested.
He should have been rested. As we've all said, that this would have been an ideal time to rest him. He's obviously got an injury and it's showing.
I don't even know if injuries showing. It's just, half time anyway.
Yeah, half time. What do you think of that first half? What do you think of that first half?
It's all right. It's a bit frustrating with our final third passing. Bruno, little bit wasteful, which is unlike him. As Mac has already said, Marcus not having the best of games. But, I mean, this is the thing, people like Bruno and even Marcus are always capable of popping up with something. That's what they do.
Well, let's not forget, the only good chance United have had, it was Bruno on the end.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Anyone
Like,
else on the end?
yeah,
of it.
no, and it's like, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah.
And I think that in the second half we can kick on. So yeah, it was all right, but it was a little bit annoying, and we've just got to be careful there because, like we've said, Baye's got us out of trouble a couple of times, but Wolves are always capable of hurting you, even with the players they're missing. They've still got some quality.
What do you reckon, Adam?
It's frustrating the amount of time we just seem to be, all right, let's get it out wide and cross the ball in the box. Like, feels a bit lame to me that. You can obviously sometimes use that and you can utilise Cavani's running for that. But there's other ways to utilise his running. And when we've got the opportunity to play short passes and it's all too clunky and stiff and it's not really flowing now. These players have all played together before. So what's the problem? Do you know what I mean? Like, we need to get on it in the next 45 because it's an important game.
I think we're controlling the game quite well. I know that you can look at the stats and Wolves have had more shots than us.
You
but
said it though about them shots. A lot of them were like 30-yard.
Yeah, or
pass
just,
backs,
you know,
basically. There was a
chipping
couple
it to the
that
goalie
David
and-
Hay didn't even move; he just came straight to him.
They've not made any great chances, Wolves. They had that one at the near post, which was comfortably saved. And I'm not saying they've been bad, but it's not like they've made chance after chance after chance. You can look at 7 shots, 3 on target compared to United's 6 shots or whatever. But yeah, I think United have been the better side, and a little bit unlucky as well. A few times where like at the end there, Rashford was through on goal. The ball just wouldn't come down from it, just bobbled off his knee. Again, Bruno did everything right. Comes in at the last minute, 1 yard out, finds the target, and it just happens to hit the goalkeeper.
I think
we've been a little bit unlucky, yeah. 60 minutes, this is according to Northern, 60 minutes Van der Beek for Pogba, a little bit quicker in the transition maybe.
I mean, depending on what happens in the second half, but I won't be too sort of concerned about changing anything just yet. See how we get on. See if it does stay 0-0, and obviously you've got Van der Beek, you've got Martial, you can start making changes, but it's not, I don't think we're at a place now where we need to say, oh, I'm looking to change it already.
Michael Reamer with the super chat. He said, it isn't as simple as Matic or Pogba's fault, but it does seem that when Fred and McTominay start behind Bruno, we play much better in transition. Do you think that's the case?
I disagree.
You think Pogba's been a little bit... I wouldn't say he's been bad, but I've not noticed him do too much today.
I don't know why we're talking about Pogba here, because...
We're just talking about all the
I don't know
players.
how Fred or McTominay would have improved what we've just seen.
Like I said, right.
Pogba's playing very deep.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
How did Fred or McTominay improve this? Please, someone let me know.
We always have this thing we were talking about when whoever's not playing it, we look at them and we go, oh, well, Fred and McTominay.
We've lost more games than we've won with Fred and McTominay.
Or, is it time to make a change?
People realise
that wasn't a performance that any of us are going to remember moving forward, that first half, but it wasn't terrible. And the signs there. We're getting enough of the ball in the final third. It's just that final pass. But you've seen it with Bruno, you've seen it with Marcus. They'll pop up with a goal, they'll pop up with an assist, they'll pop up with Cavani. Do you know what I mean? He got his head on something, couldn't quite get to it. I think he might have been offside in the end. But those little things, fine margins that we'll see them kick on in the second half, and I'm feeling pretty confident. Still not. I know Mac is worried. I'm not worried.
Super chat from Sudashani says, thoughts on Mason so far? I think he's looked good today.
Yeah, he's looked better. I think he's been a bit... Not quite his usual self this season, Mason Greenwood. Certainly not consistently, but he's looked good this half. And that ball for Bruno was quality.
He's also 18. Like,
yeah, no, I'm not.
Not you, but I'm just saying, like, in general, like, he's 18 years old. He's going to have... He's going to have these...
We're getting a thumbs up from Mr. Skaman, so I think we're going to go over to Stephen Howson and Ronaldo Brown. They've got the half-time analysis for us.
Should have scored that. Head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com and check out the Paddock merch. And for a short time, you can get 20% off orders with 2 items or more using the code Paddock20. Go get on it.
Yo, what's happening? All right.
Be better if you win.
It would. I was hoping there'd be a couple of goals before we were sitting back here. I haven't seen what the general mood's saying. Joe, what's the general mood saying?
Not a great half, but not too bad.
Not great, not too bad. I saw a couple of people going on about Paul Pogba, or I heard these lot talking about Paul Pogba. What's your thoughts on Pogba's first half performance?
Ordinary. But who in the United team hasn't been, I think, defensively been okay. Bailly looks decent.
We're playing fast and loose defensively by being countered, and it only needs one. But we are seemingly dealing with that as it stands.
From De Gea.
They've had shots.
Someone that's been heavily involved has been Tellez.
Right.
I think we're going to get into that. But
my major talking point for today, and I can't put this on screen. Very soon we are going to have this for you guys.
Put it on screen.
But just look at
in the meantime, we can get comments.
The weight of ball up and down that left flank versus the right flank. It's just night and day. Yeah. And for me, this is where United's issue is at the moment. We are stacking everything towards the left-hand side. Mason's not really holding the position on the right, expecting something to come, arriving late from the right-hand side. Therefore, not giving the defence on the right-hand side something to worry about. If I'm Solskjaer at half-time here, I'm saying, do you know what, lads? Yes, Pogba's probably been quiet. I don't think he's been bad. I don't think he's been poor in any shape or form. Yeah. I think he probably could do with maybe, I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a final ball, because the final ball is really what sort of lacked from United. I wouldn't mind seeing Pogba just get involved a little bit more. Mason, hold your weight for a little and be patient, because I think United are starting to create chances. And Wolves are getting on the counter, but I think the chances are going to come for us.
It's been a very underwhelming first half. I think the way that we're attacking does play into Wolves' hands a little bit. They do play the 3 centre-halves. And what we are doing is they're letting Tellez have the ball in the final third or in the left, taking a chance of him crossing it in, and the only target that we really have aerially is Cavani, and he's being obviously drowned out by 3 centre-halves who are waiting to head it out. And I don't think that's the way we're gonna score today. I don't think it's one of those.
Pogba have a gamble every now and then, get in there, give him 2 targets.
Possibly, obviously, you saw Bruno did gamble one time and it did fall at his feet from Mason's great play and good cross. So that's what we need. I think we might need to get a little bit more support in the box and better movement inside it. I think Cavani...
I'd say shoot from the outside as well. Have a couple of shots from range, draw them out a little bit.
That's one thing that I was meant to mention about Bruno Fernandes, actually. Remember when Bruno first came, he was known as a bit of a long shot merchant, had that as his quality. And when he came to United, he was doing that a lot, weren't he?
He'd have like 5 shots.
He would have like 5 long-range shots. I think
doing
someone got in his ear and was like, oh, what's he doing? Since then, I don't think he shoots from range that often anymore. I think he should, though, because he's got the quality and ability to do it. But there's been a few times...
Pereira, is it?
I think there's been a few times for about the past 6 months or so. Obviously, it's not affected him where he's not taking a shot from range. But I think
Jaylan's saying Pogba is an attacking midfielder, not a defensive midfielder. Yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean? Because he's not playing like a defensive midfielder today. He's not. I'll tell you his exact involvement if I look at his passes, he's had a decent amount of passes, 24 out of 27. Vast majority of them in the opposition third. What else is he doing? Let's have a look what he's doing defensively. Attacks, take-ons, 0 out of 1. He's 4 ball recoveries.
He's not been dispossessed.
Attacking third passes, 11 out of 12. Defensively, no tackles, no interceptions, no blocks, no clearances, no headed clearances. He's not playing defensively, and he's not playing in a defensive position. If I look at his average touch, his influence, he's right in the opposition half, as you can see there. It's the dog-leg
when the performance hasn't been great and it's been stagnant and it's been slow and it's not been amazing, like performances from anyone really, the typical and usual scapegoat always seems to be Pogba.
Yep. I think he's okay, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Tempo too slow, everything. What?
We've just got news that is going to severely irritate young Steer.
Why? Why is he coming on?
You need to say who's coming on.
Right, apparently Luke Shaw's coming on. I don't know why. Right, so tell us involvement in the first half. 42 out of 45 passes, 93 and a third pass accuracy. Far too many of them, arguably, have been...
Apparently, Luke Shaw's coming on because he's come off
He's still... Teller's got stamped on during the game.
All right, so Tellers has been stamped. He's not been great anyway, but he's got stumped on. He's obviously... He's been injured.
He still brings me into the conversation.
Fuck it.
Ronaldo, everyone. Yeah, Nikolai saying, feels like we're the better team here. Moving... keeping the ball. Love how Pogba spreads the game, keeps it simple. We're so close to getting a goal. Yeah. I would say, if I'm Solskjaer in the dressing room at half-time, I'd say, patience, lads. You do look like you're the better team. 2/3 possession. We are in control of this game. You're not creating enough chances with that possession. Let's have a couple of shots from range, because you've got the ability, especially Pogba, Bruno, Marcus. Let's have a dig from range. Yeah. Let's maybe gamble every now and then. Like, I can tell when the ball's about to get crossed in. I think you can tell when the ball's about to get crossed in.
When he's
Pogba, just steaming at the back post. Cavani come front.
No, it has, because it's not been shift and crosses. It's been Tellers getting the ball in the final third and having acres of space, and they're basically saying cross it in. We've got centre-halves ready to head it out.
So I would say, I mean, obviously it's going to be Luke Shaw now, so don't bother. But I would say, arrive in the box. Just get into the box. More numbers in the box. Let's see what happens. But I would say patience, because I think we're not far off here.
Yeah.
We are due a penalty. I think that's
We are
coming.
due one. We could have got one with Rashford. It's a little bit soft, though.
It would have been soft, but like...
It would have been a foul outside of the box, though.
Yeah, exactly. And you've seen some... Like, how many times you see when a defender or a midfielder gets all over the back of a player and they go down like that, and it's given as a foul, like 30 yard out? All the time you see that when someone's holding it up. So why is it not a foul inside the box? Foul's a foul. So I wouldn't mind seeing that given. Outside of that, it's just...
Nah, but I'm not sure. The thing is, if you ask United fans before the game, who do you want having unopposed crosses into the box in the final third, Tellers or Luke Shaw? I think you go Tellers. But for Tellers, it's not worked out in the first half. And
it's not. I think it's at 0 for 5.
Now we've got Luke Shaw coming on, and if he gets into that position, do you trust Luke Shaw's delivery to be any better?
I don't. But I definitely don't. But saying that, because the way football works, so he's 0 for 7 actually, and very similar, decent areas. I mean, they are decent areas. Let's put it into 3 inside the box, 3 just to the left of the penalty spot. I'll read that out in a second. I think he's been decent. I think he's been unlucky. They're not bad balls. They're early balls. He's playing it at the right sort of time.
Yeah.
They've just not got an end of them. Sometimes that happens. Right, Lee Dixon's had something to say. He says, I think the midfield has been awful. Matic is dropping too deep and Pogba has been too slow. Ponderous. United have been awful.
The key word there is awful, isn't it?
We've not been awful. Do you think we've been awful? I think the final ball's like...
It's just been stagnant and slow and underwhelming, as I've just already mentioned. I wouldn't go as far as to say awful. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. But it's not been great, let's be honest. But I think awful is a bit of a stretch. I don't know.
Give some of the comments, Cameron. Let's see what's being said.
No one's asked about Lee Dixon.
Yeah, Lee Dixon needs to shut his mouth. That's what needs to happen. Fred for Pogba and Marshall for Greenwood. Why would you bring Fred on? What? Please explain to me what you think Fred's going to bring here.
I'm not
Marshall
sure.
in for Rashford.
Marshall in.
Why? So, how many shots has Marcus had in this? He's had a couple of shots, I think.
Obviously, Rashford's been our most dangerous player.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's been Mason's had a little bit of flashes. Bruno's had flashes. It's just a difficult game to analyse so far because it has been so slow and obviously there's not been that
Marcus
many.
had one shot.
Yeah, it's not been
Who would I bring
proactive
on?
of a game at all.
I'd bring nobody on at the moment. I would just say be patient. Fred has pace. So does Usain Bolt. What the fuck is that going to do? And I don't even know if Fred is quicker than... I think he might charge about the place faster than Pogba does, but I reckon at a full sprint, I'm not sure Fred is faster than Pogba.
People are making it based around agility and speed and...
I agree sometimes Pogba
Yeah.
can hold on to the ball a little bit too much, but I'm not seeing that tonight. I'm not seeing that. Like, please, if you're commenting Fred in for Pogba right now, what is it that you're seeing that you go, Fred fixes that? Or are you just saying, I don't like Pogba, fuck him off? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Because for me, I'm saying, Joe Wallakin is a little bit of a fan of ball. If you said maybe Donny van der Beek for Pogba, I'd go, okay, that makes a bit more sense. But if you're saying Fred on for Pogba, what, are they constantly overflowing us? Are they overrunning us in midfield? Because they're not. Because they're coming across the halfway line in ones and twos on a counter-attack. They're not overwhelming us in midfield in the slightest. So why are you saying that you think Pogba needs to go off and make way for Fred? Because I think we're needing a little bit more quality on the ball in the final third. And for me, Donny van der Beek might bring that.
So what you're saying is basically United don't need to necessarily make crazy changes. We just need all that's needed is the team needs a rocket up their ass, more urgency, more adventure, and just quicken up the play a little bit. That's all. I don't think we need. I think 10 minutes.
10 minutes you might need to make some changes.
Then you can make some changes, but
let's see how
don't
it
need
goes.
to be erratic with it.
Yeah, I'd say let's see how it goes. The teams are coming back out, so we're going to pass you over to Joe, Mac, and Jay in a sec. Give us your prediction. How's this second half going to go down?
One goal might nick it, is how I might see it. So
one goal might nick it.
I think United winner, 1 goal, 1-0. Hopefully, clean sheet finally, but that's what I'm going to go for. I don't think there's been, the way the game's gone so far, I'm not sure how many goals are going to be in the second half.
So people are saying Fred will bring pressing. It's our midfield that's floundering. I'm sorry. We're just going to have to agree to disagree on that, my mate. But right, here's the lads. They can tell you what they think of that.
Head over to stretfordpaddock.bigcartel.com and check out the Paddock merch. And for a short time, you can get 20% off orders with 2 items or more using the code Paddock20. Go get on it. I need to apologise to people at home.
What?
That have the unfortunate pleasure.
Ooh. Unfortunate pleasure sounds like
pleasure.
a great name for a late night gentleman's club.
Unfortunate
pleasure.
Yeah, the unfortunate pleasure
like
of having their comments read out by Mr. Stephen Howson.
He's got all the
who will
all the
automatically
energy.
argue with them or pull a face like this while he's reading it.
Didn't you do something similar before when someone talked about Pogba and Matic?
Why are we talking about Pogba?
No, because that's like
that's different, is it?
No, because look, bro, how
when he does it,
do you use like so many things were wrong in that game.
Yeah.
That
It was
weren't Paul Pogba.
Steve's giving us a thumbs up.
Howson is
Hey.
bleeding around the corner.
To be fair, that was pretty mild for him. There's been times when he's like told people to
He's used unmentionable words. hasn't he?
Unmentionable words.
People ask him to stop swearing. And he
That's
gives- and he
not
gives
stop.
them-
Stop telling Steve to stop. The best way to get him to stop swearing is not mention his swearing. No.
Yes.
It's to not mention the swearing.
Yeah.
We can say, "Oh, we'll get demonetized." He don't care. We can say, "Oh, people don't like it." They don't care. You can say, "Oh, I sit here watching you with my kids." He'll swear even more because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
In fact, if you want to tell him to stop swearing, tell him to swear more.
Yeah. He'll do whatever you don't tell him to do. Edwards Dancy. I'm gonna guess
The
it's
game's
French.
back underway, by
And
the
then
way.
it's a silent S. With a super chat, he said, "They are compact in defence. Speed isn't going to do anything. We have to be calm, composed. We will eventually break through." With that in mind, I'm just going to say that. John
Matter.
John Matter. Should he come on, Jay?
His headphones keep going off, by the way.
Tellers has come on for. Tellers has come off for Luke Shaw.
Luke
by the
Shaw.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, and like we said, I think someone in the comments before at our time was saying, just do it. Do the change at 60 minutes in.
Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just
Score.
Do the change. I think they were saying Van der Beek on at 60 minutes or whatever. We'll see
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Usman with the $5 super chat again. He said, would preferably be 1-0 down to Wolves right now. That way we'd come back and win 3-1.
But we're at
That's not
home.
necessarily the form at home, though, is it? That's the problem. If we're away, sure.
that's the template.
Let them
innit?
score first.
Away, let them score, but at home, no. Our home form has been disappointing.
Horizon, our correspondent from Amsterdam.
Oh,
he
he's
says,
got away
Steve
from
never
me there,
stop being
son.
Steve. That's what we're here for. Interesting. They like the lewd language.
It is a
Lewd.
good point, actually. I was thinking that the other day.
What's that?
Like, we have a little bit of something for everybody, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Some people will like. I was thinking none of us like Steve.
No, but some people.
I was
will.
thinking this the other day. Like, could we just tell him to fuck off, maybe? But then I thought,
Nah.
some people like him.
Do you know what I mean?
Unfortunately,
He does have, yeah.
And he's got a bow and arrow.
Yeah,
He's got a
and he's
band
got
as
a
well.
bow and arrow in all our
Which makes
addresses,
it difficult.
and experience with weapons.
Yeah, exactly. Can you lower that a bit? I can't really see over it as it stands.
Right,
That's
yeah.
the worry with Steve.
Here we go.
Pogba.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. Just
No,
kicked it
he's
away with
lost
his
it.
standing foot there.
That was shit. That's something to talk about. But he
Go on
did do that in the first half.
Yeah. We
Just
need to
not.
do a goal. We do need to do a goal, Jam. There's no way. There's no way that we're going to win this game if we don't score. Isn't that right, Jay? I've heard you say
Yeah,
things like that
I mean, I
They
think Michael Owen said, I'm a firm believer that to win football matches, you have to score more than the opposition.
He didn't say that.
He also
Yeah.
said he's never watched a film.
Yeah, and he's lying.
No, he's seen 7, Lion King.
But he's just.
He has watched a film.
I don't think I dislike any ex-United player more than him.
Really?
Yeah, and even by Matt, you know my thoughts on certain players, but he just absolutely doesn't. You remember when we beat was it PSG and he just didn't celebrate?
Yeah, that was
I
weird.
just think he's just
That was just
pandering
weird
to
from
the
a
Scouts
yeah.
audience because you think they like you when they
And
don't.
he's lost the crowd there
Yeah,
as well, hasn't
of course. I mean, imagine if someone left United and went to
But then he
Liverpool
should
and
have
won the title.
Should have fully embraced it, innit?
Yeah.
Like being a bastard.
Yeah, but he's
he
not.
should have like rubbed it in a bit more, like
Yeah.
became more of a hero
Yeah,
to us.
but
and then like, but,
instead
he's
he's
very
just
much on
like
no man's land,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he's proper like.
He's in
exactly.
Warrington.
but wasn't he an Everton fan anyway?
Probably most of them are, aren't they?
Rashford gave the ball away there.
And
then
he's just got a booking
fouls
for
him
his
as
trouble.
we got there,
100%. That's nailed on.
Camrose says, I don't like Shaw, but he's been taking free kicks and corners recently, and he's been putting decent crosses in. Never knew he had it in his locker. He has been taking a bit more set pieces, hasn't he? And
Yeah,
looking
his
actually quite
corners
good
have
at
been
it.
decent, to be
Yeah,
fair.
they
I
have.
can't fault him on that.
Silly from Rashford, really, isn't it? Because it's one of them where he gets pissed off that he loses the ball, so he just
He
gets
didn't need
bored.
to.
I
Probably
don't
didn't
mind
need
that
to
bit.
take the
The first, it's where it just takes me back to that Bruno mistake against. You know it's not going to fucking work, man. Why are you
Yeah.
trying things you know it's not going to work?
Bruno against Leicester, you mean?
Yeah, it drives me mad. Like everyone could see you weren't beating that geezer with whatever skill you were trying then, and you never had the spring in your step, the energy to get past him, even if the ball did get behind him.
Yeah, he just sort of knocked it, and
And then
nothing was
like
happening
who's going to
there.
get there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Frustrating. But that's what happens when you're tired, when you're fatigued, when you start doing things you maybe wouldn't normally do. And that's why I said, can't remember what game it was. Everton, I think it was.
Yeah.
Don't play these two, man.
That looked like he went out to me there. Cavani fouled in the back there. Good bit of play from Cavani. Held the ball up well there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. He's always got that.
Won the free kick as well.
Yeah.
Bit of experience, using experience there.
Come on, Reds, man. Big game, this.
It is.
It is a big game.
And this is a game we should be winning.
Yeah.
Like Wolves at home.
But it's one of them ones,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
who was that
what
to?
the
Paul?
Similar thing.
Come on.
I think he knew that wasn't going to anyone then, Pogba, and he still made the pass. It was just like, I'm just going to chip it over because it kind of looks like I'm trying something. But no one was making a forward run when he made that pass.
We're just making life hard for ourselves,
Yeah.
and we don't need to. Just
Matic.
build up a bit more, you know, from the back, a bit slower, and just be a bit more
Yeah.
selective.
That's
with
why
our
I don't
passing
get with people
and our
saying
runs.
the selection of the midfield's the problem because Matic hasn't been a problem. And in the first half,
I
Paul
think-
Pogba
I mean,
didn't do
I-
anything. So it was like, how is that the issue we're attacking? We've got it's the way we're attacking.
I think
that's
I
the
caught a
problem.
little bit of what Lee Dixon was saying, something similar, I think, and I don't get that. So,
What did he say?
something about the midfield, and I was just like, you know, that's for me, that's not really the issue. Just think in the final third, our decision making has been poor.
Michael Reamer says, "Can we get a come on, boys? The team needs your energy. Come on, boys.
Come on, boys.
We do need some.
Oh, go
energy.
on. What was wrong
you
with
put,
that?
You put a strange comma in yours.
Right, go on. Then. How do you do it? Come on, boys. There. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Sound
What
like
do you-
Purple Aki.
What do you want to do?
Just watch the footy. Just trying to watch the footy, man.
I'm not falling for that again, Adam McKola.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, up. Who's this putting his vest on?
I don't know.
It's one of their players, so
Yeah.
we're not making a change.
Matic just slowing down Traore a little bit.
Don't, Marcus, you're on a yellow. Just stay away from him.
Rashford running up behind him. He did
Yeah,
well,
I was worried then he was just going to stick a foot out and get another booking. Slam that beer down, lad.
Do you remember when, like, at the start of the coronavirus
I was
pandemic,
going to say this. No one dared drink it. And it was like, can you believe it? I'm taking a risk.
bunch of fucking idiots? Like, what a bunch of wallies!
It's
Is there a reason this world's fucked?
Because no
When-
one was drinking.
Oh,
There was the only beer left on the shelves in supermarkets was Corona, because no one dared drink it because it had the same name as the virus.
Do you think there was
so
a group of people walking around like, we usually drink that, but at the moment we don't know where this virus has come from.
We're not sure.
We don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
It's like, yeah, it's like if there was like Domino's Pizza was giving people food poisoning, and then people stopped playing the game Domino's as a result. You're like, we know it's the pizza, but we're just not sure. Why take a risk?
Let's be safe.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. Josh the second with a super chat. He says, "I'm starting to feel sorry for Donny at this point."
I'm starting to feel sorry for myself and to watch this.
I feel sorry for Donny having to sit there
You
and
say
watch
this every week, and we're like almost second in the table.
That's better.
You feel sorry for Donny?
I feel sorry for him having to watch this. I don't feel sorry for him not playing. I think that he'll get his chance.
And he's had quite a lot of chances this season.
Yeah,
as well.
listen, I think people are looking
Played
at going,
Matic.
he's not had many starts in the Premier League. but
Good play, ref.
Yeah.
there's a long season. I don't, you know, we say this all the time. You look at towards the end of last season where we were playing the same 11 for many of the games, ran out of steam. You're going to get your chance. There's a chance long term he might even be used. I hope we do bring in another midfielder when Pogba leaves because I think it's inevitable, but he might even be used as a replacement for Pogba. So he's going to get an opportunity. He just needs to be patient. And I don't think you can just think, oh, right, I've got a 35, 40 million pound move to Manchester United. I'm straight in the team.
No, especially when we've got good, relatively good players in his position. The one position, I know he can play a bit more deep, but he's not a defensive tackling midfielder like, Matic is and like Fred has become. And we've got other players in his positions that are pretty good.
It wouldn't surprise me either if Ollie was aware Paul Pogba might be leaving in the summer.
Yeah.
Next summer. And
Yeah.
he's just got Donny in to bed him in.
Yeah.
Shit, that.
He's only, what is he, 23, 24?
Something like
He's
that.
only
mate.
quite a young
He's
lad, isn't he? So-
Young.
Come on,
Podence,
boys.
Podence, whatever. Just
United
came
have
off
had
the Wolves.
123. Is that 123 passes in the final third compared to Wolves' 31?
Oh, Jesus.
That looked dodgy. When
He
Maguire
doesn't,
did that.
he doesn't
I thought,
have
oh,
hips, does he?
Thought this looks like a
Does he actually
recipe
have
for
them, do you
disasters.
think?
No.
Hips.
No.
Because
Maguire there, he
got
it
moves
right.
like a tank.
Yeah. To be fair, he got it right. It just
If you
looks.
saw it,
looked
without
bad.
without the person, you just saw the ball. You thought he did perfectly well there. He stopped the ball, turned around, passed it back to the goalkeeper.
Oh, Bruno, what are you doing there, lad?
Bruno giving it away on the halfway line, win it back. Oh, he got blocked.
Mate.
Traore 1-on-1 with Matic. And
Matic just done well there.
Matic has done really well against Traore.
That's
all
our
game.
ball.
And he's won the
Very well done,
the
Matic.
throwing.
He's
Very
been
well
our best
done.
player. so
I'd
far.
agree with that.
And that doesn't say
Very
a lot about
underrated
our team.
performance.
Oh, here we go. Greenwood turning back there. Pogba, what can he do with it? Back to Greenwood. Just a little bit behind him.
mate.
He's
It
done
was,
well,
it
though.
wasn't, but he's done well to
Greenwood.
keep it alive.
Yeah, he has. Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. Goes past his man. Corner ball. No, it's not.
He can't even get a yard away from people. Wow. Oh, there we go.
No, he's won it back there.
Dear.
He can't even break, like get a yard to whip in across.
Yeah, it was.
Like
He
Valencia
shifts the
used
ball,
to
but
do.
he's still in
I
front
know.
of the player.
I thought that. It looked like he got past him, but he hadn't.
You're still here?
Yeah, it was like that's not changed
You were meant
anything.
to stop running so
Yeah.
I could get across it.
Like,
Like,
what
why
are
have
you
you-
doing?
why
What's
have you
going on
tracked me
here?
here?
This isn't working.
It's like, when you're walking in front
again.
of someone and they keep going the way you're going and you're trying to not go in the same way. That's Wan-Bissaka
tackle
trying
by
to
Luke
do
Shaw
Well,
there.
Luke Shaw,
skill
'cause
around
he
someone.
took the ball and then left his foot up.
Yeah, Luke Shaw.
Go on, his run. Greenwood's in. Oh. I know, Pogba, you can play that pass, but look at Wan. Now we're slowing this game down, man. We're slowing it down. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. Come on, come on.
Cavani
come
on the
on.
left.
Come on. Who's in the box when you're
Yeah,
there, Cavani,
exactly.
bro?
Mason, that's it. Pogba, 30 yards out. Chips it
Oh,
over.
chip
Rashford! Ah,
No,
goalie
seen
comes
it,
out and
keeper.
claims it. Yeah, it was. Rui Patricia's good goalie as well. He'll get them all day. Decent attempt. Good run by Rashford. Oh, well
on
timed run
side.
as well, yeah.
It's just
too hard. And I don't think
The ball just
really
hung
it
up
was
a little
quite
bit.
on, was it?
no.
Because it wasn't.
I think it was, but the ball just hanged in the air for a bit. Like, you
think
needed
it-
it to be quicker, like a
Yeah,
bit lower, a bit
yeah,
flatter.
Yeah, maybe. United not really done much in the second half up until the last couple of minutes, have they? Go on, Luke. Oh, lucky.
No.
Matic.
Played Matic.
Good high pressing.
He
there.
got the ball there, you dickhead.
Has he been booked, Matic?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think he has. Just Podence going down there.
Rashford
Like he
got
got the ball, didn't he? But he didn't complain, did he, Matic? So probably.
No, I thought it was a tackle, but
Yeah.
then like you say, his reaction seems to indicate it probably was a foul.
Ollie looking a bit stressed on the bench. I wonder why they took Tellers off.
Did you say he got
He
stamped
got
on?
stamped on,
He got
if you
stamped on.
remember.
Yeah, he did early doors one.
When he flicked that ball out and then he got stamped. That maybe it could be tactical. You keep Shaw further back.
Yeah.
But he made that same sub against Everton, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Shaw making a nice run there. That's a foul. That's a booking, that. That's a shit foul.
But that's
one of those fouls where like he's not made any attempt to get the
No.
ball. He's just tripped Cavani up.
And I know we weren't like breaking,
No,
but
but-
we had possession,
yeah.
men getting forward, so it was
Nowhere near
like
it. Just allowed to.
oh,
Just allowed
Cavani
to.
made the run then, but it wasn't early on.
Bruno turned one way.
Oh, for fuck's sake! That just sums it up, that doesn't it? Was back off him for a goal kick.
He's got to be knackered, Bruno, hasn't he? I think he has to play every game, or Ollie just plays him because he's our best
Mint.
player.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. You'd think that even without Bruno, we'd have enough to win this game, but I can understand why you'd be reluctant to drop him because he's so good.
Yeah, exactly. And he is our top scorer, top assister.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
top everything.
we were talking about him being one of the best players in the world.
See,
He's
that's why though.
Exactly.
Those transitions there, getting it to Greenwood on the edge of the box, cuts inside the box, straight
Fuck's
to his
sake,
Fucking
Mace,
hell, man!
man.
That's you're going nowhere there, mate.
Well done, Eric Bailly.
That just sums up what it's been like in the final third there.
Womble. Wolves with the
It's
ball.
not been
across the
good enough
halfway line.
at all.
Well done, Pogba. It's annoying that where you get a good tackle and you block the ball and it just goes straight back to the man you've tackled. Not doing a lot second half, are they, Wolves?
No, it's.
Are you pissed off now?
I think we're playing shit, bro.
I don't think we're playing that bad, really.
We are.
All right.
Fucking hell.
I I think defensively we look better than we have done in recent weeks.
But we've had nothing to do.
Someone needs to get over to him there.
He's got a lot of space here. Fucking hell, well done,
Right,
Matic.
Matic
has been
again,
really
man.
good.
Well
Second
read.
half especially,
Matic and Bailly have been our best players.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's because
Well done.
we've been shit going forward.
Keep the ball.
Like, why is Cavani there?
Just trying to get involved, isn't he?
And that's
a shit pass, but Matic cleans it up.
And he's see,
Fucking
see,
hell.
why are you there, man?
Traore out to
Getting involved where you don't need to be, and then giving the ball away.
Defensive midfield position.
Right, well, don't just let him run into the fucking box.
Fucking hell.
Fuck off, Shaw.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Luke Shaw just let him go past him there. I was scared of Traore. Chipped into the back post.
That's
out for a goal
gambling,
kick.
that man. Giving him that space.
Luke Shaw
Thank
didn't
God
dare go in on
Martinez
the
only
man there who had the
4'10".
ball. Because Luke Shaw just let the man run past him because he knew Traore was outside of him. So he just letting players run into the box. Fucking hell. Just no urgency.
No, there isn't.
We've just given him a throw-in.
Hey up, Martial's coming on.
Martial, yeah.
But nothing's going to change with the way we're playing, because whenever we get it into the final third, we're fucking shit. I'd keep Cavani on, though.
It might be Rashford he takes off.
Because you get
Mason.
Martial holding
Yeah,
the ball up
yeah.
and bringing Cavani. Then you got Cavani running off him.
Yeah. I don't think Mason's been particularly good. I don't think Rashford has either, but you know, like I said, the form that Rashford's on this season, 12 goals already, is it? Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to keep one of them on when they're not
That
having a good
makes
game,
more sense,
he's the one
I
to
suppose, yeah.
keep on, isn't he? But he is injured.
I don't even know, it's in just general knackeredness as well,
Yeah.
because you've been constantly playing.
Yeah.
All the other players, all the other attackers have been rested or
Like Bruno's
been
tired, but
swapped.
at least he's not noticeably injured.
Yeah, whereas the one
Rashford's
constant.
both. Yeah. And they're putting a bit of pressure on now, Wolves. They've
Right,
got
he's
2 on
gonna
1
go out
here
the
on Luke
outside
Shaw.
there.
2 on
There
1,
he
round
is.
the outside, chipped into the box, over the bar. Oh no, it's not.
Bailly
Fucking
again.
hell. It looked like it was headed straight over the bar, that big.
Bailly again.
Yeah. It's been good. Traore just turning on men easy there. Although it is Rashford and Bruno
Don't
trying to defend
fucking
him.
dive in there, Marcus.
I didn't go out. Wolves
This
just
is
keeping a bit of the
dire,
ball
this, by
now
the
as
way.
well. Just having a few minutes of pressure.
Oh, man.
Few minutes. This might suit us better though. We were saying before that we're struggling to break them down when they're sitting back.
Yeah.
Now when we turn the ball over here, like Wan-Bissaka's done, now is when we've got to make a chance. Wan-Bissaka's done well. Cavani. Back to Bruno. No, it wasn't Bruno, it was Mason. Pogba, Bruno. Look, now we've got the Wolves players running backwards. We need to make a chance here. We need to get the ball into the box.
Just slowed it down again.
Bruno chips it
No,
to Cavani.
it's not
No
gonna,
idea.
never going to
We
get
just
to
slowed it
that.
down too much.
What is this,
That was
man?
Well done. Good pressing by Eric Bailly.
These lot heard Cavani had good movement, and now they're just thinking, all right, we'll just shit loads of crosses at him.
Give it
It's
inside.
not Andy Carroll, it's fucking Cavani.
Fuck him on the floor.
He
that
can
Wolves
play with the
player.
ball at his feet as well, you know.
Go on, Wan-Bissaka's got a chance for a cross.
Oh, one of you.
Bruno will chip it in. Rashford there.
It's like they're going for that deep cross from outside the area. It's shit.
Headed over by Rashford. Who's that there? Who's pulled his calf?
It's definitely his hamstring.
Looked like he was holding the back of his calf. It was well on.
They always go, instead of whoever's wide, we had Pogba and Wan-Bissaka there. Instead of them crossing it, it goes to the person in front of the box, and then they whip like a deep.
The other thing is, I would say is though, we have like Rashford won the header there.
Yeah.
We did get Bruno winning one at the back
He's
post.
took
Deep
Mason
cross.
Greenwood off, by the way.
The one with the deep cross from Luke Shaw that skimmed past Cavani and Bruno. We have had a little bit of success with it at least. I know it's not particularly.
Yeah, I get
inventive.
where you're coming
It's
from.
not like we're cutting through them, but
Just
at
want to
least
see a
we're
bit
getting
more, really,
shots
don't
away,
we?
yeah.
We've had enough possession in the final third
Yeah.
to be having more than, what is it, one shot on target
Martial
so
needs
far.
a trim, bruv.
That's your biggest concern.
Yeah, people don't play good when you ain't got a trim, man.
You think?
Like when we used to play up against Henry, if Henry never had a trim, I'd think, yeah, he's going to be all right today.
Because he's not mentally focused.
Yeah. When you got a trim, you feel fresh, you feel like, you know.
This guy, again.
His geezer's wet, white, man.
Honestly, man, he spent half the game on the deck.
Control, Alt, Delete, or whatever his name is. Fucking shit, bro.
Yeah, get him off. He's
Oh,
good
not
off.
this guy. I've been scared of this guy.
In from the strokes. As everyone said. What's he called again?
Scored like one goal in his whole career. Today is doubling that tally.
Don't.
His name's Fabio Silva.
That's the one. So Portuguese these now, aren't they?
Fabulous. I know.
I know it's a joke, and it's ridiculous how many Portuguese players. So
like,
good.
It's amazing what a billionaire owner and a Portuguese super agent tied to your club can do.
Incredible, really. We've got a super chat from Darren Wilson. He said, "Morning all, just woke up. Did Van der Beek make it off the bench yet? No, not yet. How does Cavani look so far? Cheers, lads." He doesn't look. He's not done a lot. To be
and
honest.
as has been pointed out, we've seen him in our own half far too often.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's not where you want to see him. You want to see him in and around their box.
Yeah, not really done a lot.
Is that our mate, Darren Wilson? Yes, that's the Darren Wilson, isn't it?
It's the Darren Wilson.
The man.
Our best mate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God! Even that's a mess.
I know. Maguire trying to get the ball down for a free kick, can't grab it.
My God.
Julian Casablancas, lead singer of the Strokes. You know.
Okay, I'm not really into them.
Reference.
Don't really know much about him.
You've never heard of the Strokes?
I've heard of him, but I'm not really into him.
Right.
It's actually what I said.
Wait, so what you're saying is you've never heard one Stroke song?
Name me one good stroke song.
Strokes. Give me one good stroke.
Give me one good stroke.
Yeah.
Give me one good stroke. And
Come
I'll
on,
tell you
boys.
their songs. Bruno, Wan-Bissaka. Oh no.
So Rashford's gone on the right.
Yeah, Marshall on the left, Rashford on the right. It's a bit easy, that, isn't it?
Stay with him, Sean. That's the one.
Eric.
Eric's been so good today.
See, this is the thing with him. You look at him and you think, right, that is it. He's got to start the game, but then he won't be able to, will he? No. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Because you're right, he has.
He has been good. Rashford. Going past his man on the right. Good tackle, sorry. He has been
it's him. He's made a quick recovery, hasn't he? What's going on here now?
So
Ryan Sol, 499 super chat. We've been awful today. Bruno swamped out of the game and nobody else can step up to create. I hate talking about Pogba, but do we use him correctly? Rather than is he any good? Are we using him in the right way? Should he be used to replace Bruno? And
I didn't have a problem. I don't have a problem when I saw that midfield. I was just think
he'd be better in a 4-3-3 than a 4-2-3-1.
Do you know
but
what I mean?
It's not the issue today. He's been asked to do a certain role, which is get the ball to the front four. He's doing that. We've been poor pretty much. We don't hold the ball up there enough, so he hasn't been able to get forward and join in with the team.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And we lose the ball like this
Wan-Bissaka just giving it away there unnecessarily.
I don't know why all the talk, or most of the talk in the comments has been about Pog. I don't get it. The problem today has been the lack of fluidity, the lack of cohesion between Rashford, Bruno, Cavani, and the front four whenever we've got going forward.
Yeah.
Whether that's fatigue, which I think is the main thing.
Has he been a talking point in the comments? I've not seen the comments.
I wouldn't say it's been
has he
overwhelming.
been
Well, the first thing you wanted to talk about, it was the first thing them lot over there talked about, is obviously popping up in that's why I always get fucking bored of it.
He's on the ball now, though, on the right-hand side.
This is where we need him getting forward
Across,
a bit more.
Cavani.
Oh, is that a corner?
Defending. Yeah, it's corner to United.
Hell,
Good
that's
defending.
more like
he
it.
poked that
He did well there. He did well there, Pogba, on the right side. Crossed it in a low cross.
But that's
to
what we
Cavani.
didn't do in the first half. He was
That
literally
was a
sat
good
on the
ball to
halfway line.
Pogba, and then he did well.
Not to try and knock Mason Greenwood at all, but doesn't it immediately feel nice that we can put crosses in from the right-hand side?
Yeah, I think with Mason,
It's
you know
been
what
so
you're going to
left-heavy,
get
isn't it?
with him. He's always going to try and get his shot off.
Yeah.
And it wasn't quite happening for him today.
Good cross, Luke Shaw. Bailly wins it.
Yes!
Wait,
Is
wait,
that
wait,
no?
wait, wait.
No.
They were talking about handball before that. United players think it's handball.
Who's
from
offside
Wolves
in
here.
this? Cavani.
Yeah,
So
Cavani's
Cavani's
offside.
goal cannot count.
No.
So is it a penalty? Is what we're looking
Bailly
at.
wins
now.
the ball, header. Does it hit? Oh, it does. It hits.
I think
Conor
that's a
Cody's hand
handball.
there. I think that hits his hand. There.
That's
It hits
got to
his
be
hand.
a handball
It
on
definitely hits his hand.
Connor Cody.
No doubt it hits his hand.
How can that not be a handball?
Could they interpret that as him handballing it because someone was in an offside
I
decision?
don't
and he
know,
reacted?
but no doubt is in his. No doubt.
I'm just.
No,
I'm not saying
no.
it'll be
I don't
given.
think they can.
It
I get where
definitely
you're
hits
coming
his hand
from,
though, doesn't it?
but for me, that's a definite handball.
It definitely hits his hand.
It's not been given.
What's it? Isn't
Man,
the rule
I
that
don't
if
even-
it shows
I
it's
don't
on
even
ball
get it.
now?
Why is he running around Old Trafford like Gerrard?
So he's got his hand up because he's telling him to stop play, is he? No, he isn't. So he's got his hand up. And he puts. No penalty.
All right.
I don't get that rule.
The rule on handballs.
Go on, Tony. Play. Fucking go to the ball.
Nah, he underhit that.
Mate,
Fuck that.
But go to it as well, bruv. Even if it is underhit, react to what you're seeing. Everyone's waiting for something to happen all day. Oh, I can't do this nutmeg, but let me try it. It might happen. Oh, I can't do this pass, but let me try it. Fucking hell, man. Lazy fucks. That ball still could have been won. It's laziness. It's like, oh, it's not my fault, so it's cool.
Traore, lucky he can't shoot, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's sort of got a shot on his left foot there and just pulled it wide of the near post.
Fuck's sake, man.
Apparently it's because his hand was in a natural position, which, I mean, I'd never quite understand that as terminology, because unless his hand is on a fucking stick 40 yards away, any position your hand is in is pretty natural, isn't it? You can't put your hand in an unnatural position.
Work it out.
I don't really
The
get
whole
it, to be
Lindelof
honest.
one against Palace just did my head in.
Good header, good defense.
And then they changed the rule after that. That's dumb, that is, because...
Save.
save.
He's done well there, though, because
He's
he was
offside.
offside.
He's offside.
I mean, I was
Superb
about
save.
to say it's a good save, but
But
he's
that
done
rule
well. But
pisses me off. Like, we got done for a handball with Lindelof. And now if that happens in this game, there's no penalty. So that rule change
no, he is
is
offside.
detrimental.
Yeah.
Like
It's, I don't. It's just so confusing, isn't it?
It's like saying, oh, like next week, you can only have one sub.
Got a super chat. Kaz with a £5 super chat says, just rest Bruno and play Van der Beek for fuck's sake.
Go on.
Why was
Right,
Shaw
Pogba,
brought on for
come on.
Tellez?
Pick
Was
the
he
pass.
injured? I'm not
One
sure.
more.
Fuck's sake, man.
And that's a bad ball.
Kept the ball though. Go on, Wan-Bissaka.
He ain't going to
lad.
get to that, is he?
Rashford's been shit.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, it's been shit today. Wasted everything that's come their way. That's handball, bruv. That's handball, bruv.
I mean, it definitely is.
And if it's not handball, it's hit two Wolves players before he's got to Cavani, so surely it's no longer offside.
I think with that, it has to have been a purposeful touch, not a deflection, for when it's the defending team. You know what I mean? Neither of them tried to like pass it or like get a touch on it. It just deflected off him.
John Moss booking, is it
Rui
Patricio
Patricio.
for time wasting?
Yep.
They've got our old goalkeeper kit on, you know.
I know, it's exactly the same as United's last season, isn't it? Ashley Menzies, would Donny on for Rashford be the best decision here? How effective has Marcus been? Well, you've just said, Adam, not very.
No, he's having a bad game, to be fair, Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, he is.
Again, a little rest solves all of this, in my opinion.
That's
apparently
that's
him
a
and
bad
Rashford
ball.
aren't allowed to be rested
Him and
because
Bruno.
they're robots.
Hold on. 18 minutes still to go. Well, probably 20 minutes if we're honest. Still plenty of time to get a goal.
Right, come on, Paul. That's the one.
Good pass
That's
to
more
Luke. He's
like
got a bit of
it.
space as well. Run into
Now-
that space. Run into that. He don't want to run into the
Oh,
space,
ball.
does he?
That was actually a good. Did Bruno hit that, or
No, it
Cavani
was-
hit that, or did the defender hit that?
I think
I
the
don't know. I
defender
think the
hit it.
defender got in front of it.
That I actually thought that was a good ball.
No, it was.
Something different.
Kia de Souza, Renato Sanchez as a box-to-box player. He seems to have
Not
found his
gonna
feet
get there, he's
again.
missed his chance.
Playing alongside Bruno could be interesting.
Where did he go on loan again?
Oh, I can't get it under
Wolves.
control either.
No.
Swansea.
So annoying.
Swansea.
This is what pisses me off as well with not having the crowd there.
Here's the
It's
league
just like
table as it
last
stands as
15
well.
minutes now. It's when you need him.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Renato Sanchez, I think he needs another move before you go. Another big club goes for him.
Where did he go?
He was on loan at
Benfica?
Swansea, but it was Benfica.
right.
He went to Real Madrid. Bayern Munich, not Real Madrid. Bayern Munich, and then he was on loan at Swansea, and I think he's at Lille now, and he's looking pretty good. But you know, I think he needs another big move
Ball.
before United have him. Pogba edge of the box, hits it. Oh, saved Patricio.
He caught that as well.
Caught it well. Relatively comfortable save in the end. Craig with a 4.99 super chat. Fallen asleep 2 or 3 times watching the game. Feels like a friendly. Half baked, half arse.
Pulling him, man. Pulling his shirt.
He needed a little deflection on that, didn't he? You know, as it went past some Wolves players. He just needed that.
That just sums it
little-
up, doesn't it?
Hit it too clean, some might
Fucking
say.
hate Wolves.
I know, man.
Do you know what I mean? We play them all the time and the games are always shit.
This is our fault today, though, because I don't think they've been good at all.
No.
We've been shit.
I think United have done well to.
There you go. Is that last 5 meetings with Wolves? 0-0 draw, a 1-0 win, a 0-0 draw, a 1-0 draw, and a 2-1 loss.
Yeah.
Fucking case in point. Garbage.
I think we have done relatively well to stifle their attacks, though. I know that we've not been.
They haven't
incredible
really
going
looked
forward.
to attack, to be honest.
But yeah, but how much is that? How much of that is because we've
Played,
defended?
Go on, Anthony.
Pogba again.
Man on.
Yeah, good.
Who's
block.
offside there?
Tony.
Huh?
I thought it was Cavani, wasn't it? Or was it?
Cavani never
Tony?
touched the ball.
I don't know, right. I don't get it.
Marshall, huh?
Must have been Marshall.
Marshall offside.
Marshall picked the ball up.
Where the
Like,
fuck's he
taking
going
that
with it? Where's he
25
going with
yards
Edge
this?
of the fucking box, mate.
Hey, what's going on here?
Take it from wherever you want, mate.
Get on with it as well, you
You shouldn't even be
knobhead.
offside, man. Like, you should be fucking watching your line.
Proper waiting for the 0-0, aren't they, Wolves? Should be able to shepherd that out well done. Almost look like he.
I know. I thought what you thought then. He
Played Matic.
kicked it before it went out.
He's been
Played
good,
Matic.
Matic. Keep the ball, though. Keep the ball. Well
Played
done. Tony,
Matic.
turn it. Turn.
Played
There you go.
Marshall. Go on,
That
go
was a bit of
ball.
space.
Stretch
Right,
them
come
legs.
on. Get
Rashford,
down that
where
line.
you moving to, bruv?
Pull that wide. Pogba out to Rashford.
Oh, for fuck's sake, just slow the game down, lads. It's all right.
Inside
That's
to
all
Bruno.
right,
to
that's
Pogba,
better.
Edge of the box. That's better.
That's all right. that.
Marshall!
Oh, fucking hell.
Fuck off.
Over the bar.
That was a good move, that as
It
well.
was.
Could have had a touch there,
Well,
man.
as well. 10 yards over that one.
Fucking shooting that first time. You can have a touch.
Yes, we know. Commentators saying 1 Premier League goal so far this season.
Played
Good
Shaw.
tackle from Shaw there.
No, he's not going to get
Fuck's
to that,
sake,
is he,
Bruno?
Bruno? Bloody hell.
Played Matic.
Nemanja again. He's been
he's been brilliant.
rocking at midfield. Right. That's it. Now, come on, get on your toes.
I'd say he's been United's
Look
best
at
player,
Rashford
Matic.
running over there. Really looks injured running over there. Why is he still on the pitch?
I know,
man?
mate. I know.
Ball.
That's the
Good
ball,
pass,
that.
Cavani.
Right. Give it Shaw.
Just couldn't get that angle.
Pick a pass.
Shaw back inside to
Fucking hell.
Matic.
Go on,
Honest.
Cavani. Just in that space.
Got to go back now.
Right,
Bayern,
out wide.
yeah.
Wan-Bissaka's on.
I feel like teams give Wan-Bissaka that yard.
Look how much
Do you
space
reckon?
he's got. Look how much
Do
space
you
he's
reckon?
got.
They don't.
yeah.
They don't. They
Yeah,
don't.
they
He's not
think-
within 5 yards of him. There.
Let him have it, sort of thing.
Let him have it.
That is fucking shite.
Let Wan-Bissaka have it.
Nowhere
And
near
who
a
was
red
that
shirt.
They.
I think so. I wouldn't know what to say, but it was a terrible pass because it wasn't even close to anyone.
Fucking awful, man. Come on, that's shit house of 1-0 there. Come on, boys.
I know, mate.
Proper
Old
title
school,
charge shit.
old
that is.
school, ain't it? Hey, hey. Do you know what I mean? G-Sun Park, last minute. There you
Yeah.
go.
Come on, G. Come on.
And it's
Bring him
Those
on.
were the days.
Bring him on,
Hey.
Ollie. He was probably knocking about Old Trafford somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you want to have a really good season as well, you don't really want to be dropping points in back-to-back games against Leicester and Wolves.
No.
You want to sort of bounce back from that Leicester game.
Is he on it?
Rashford's on here. Great touch.
Why didn't he?
Fucking hell.
Why
man.
did he? Oh.
I was waiting. Oh, he's offside.
Offside.
I was waiting for that. I thought, right, he's offside, isn't
He took a touch and then took another touch for no reason.
he? Yeah,
I
he's
think he's
fucking. I don't know, man.
It's
I
close.
don't know. I don't know.
It's like Marshall's at Leicester.
He did the hard bit.
It just took too long to hit
And
it.
then he's like, all right, you get back and defend.
Like,
Get in front of me
that's a
before I
good touch,
shoot.
that. And then he does a step over.
Like Bruno against Leicester. Get in front of me while I try and meg you.
Fucking hell.
Very tight. Probably was just about offside, but it was close, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just sums
Well
up
done,
our
Luke
evening,
Shaw.
that.
Good header, but out for a throw in.
You know when you can feel your phone vibrating and you know it's just people moaning in group chat? Like, I just know. Wow.
This is people pissed off at 0-0.
My phone will have like 100 messages in various group chats of just people losing their minds because it's just been dire.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. I don't think we've been terrible. I think it's unfair to say we've been terrible. Terrible is you pissing out.
It's
chances
frustrating
defensively,
because
but we've not been terrible.
I think 2 of our better players this season in Rashford and Bruno haven't.
And we can
turned
say
up.
Wolves are a good side, but this is a bad version of
Yeah.
Wolves.
Oh, Paul Pogba now losing
Bailly.
out. No, he managed to get away.
It was fucking awful, that.
It was.
And he wanted to throw in Bay. And now he's down injured. Shit.
Fucking hell. Oh, now they.
It's fucking comical, isn't it?
What is right? Seriously, man. Fucking hell. Give him a chance. Give him half a chance.
We praise Cavani's movement. His movement today has been short when it should be long when it should be short. Like, it's all over the place. If I was looking to pass the ball to him, I wouldn't really know where he wants it. Like, I wouldn't. It's like when people get the ball wide for us, Wan-Bissaka, Greenwood. If I was Cavani, I wouldn't know when do I set myself? When do I go? Because no one's crossing. They're all thinking about it. We don't actually. It's all confusing, man.
It's very confusing. And here we go. Don't fucking dive in,
Go
Eric.
on, Eric. Oh, played Harry. That could have been dangerous there.
Mate.
Good defending, Harry Maguire.
That Fabio was coming straight in there.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Bruno, that's sloppy, man, Bruno. Man. Fuck's sake, man. He's a fucking idiot, bruv.
Did well defensively there.
Decent save.
Decent save. Harry Maguire here. Look at that.
Goes past his man.
Because he could have shit himself then.
I know.
And
skipping past
just
his
kept
man.
the ball under his feet and let Fabio come and tackle it off him.
But then we
But
give
he
it
did
away
well,
and
man.
then the pressure's still on now because now they've got a fucking Bruno give away a free kick about 40 yards out, is it? United are lined up on the edge of the box.
Short one. Neves.
Get out! Get out!
He's overhit that.
Is he going to keep that in, that kid
Yeah,
there,
he will
isn't
do.
he? For fuck's sake. This is just shite.
Coutinho
We're just
puts the ball
sitting in for them to cross.
Right, come on. Who's on here now? Let's move.
Come
Fucking hell. Oh, bad touch there.
This geezer today, man, he's been awful today.
He's given us advantage there.
Looked like it was half. Come on then.
Right, Aaron Wan-Bissaka again in acres of space on the right if we want to pick him out. But
Nah, fuck. Oh, what's going on, man?
Ball in. De Gea's down, rolling around on the
If
floor.
Wolves get the ball now, they're going to look to score because we never kicked it out.
No, they'll look to get it out. Slow it down. Let
David De
pass it
Gea's
back.
had loads of little injuries recently, hasn't he?
I
Don't know if
what's
they've
up with
actually been injuries, though. Because half the time...
he
it's when
himself
makes a
throwing that
mistake.
ball out, didn't he? Oh, no.
no. Traore runs into the back of him. What's he doing here?
Oh, to be fair, he walks across him, yeah.
Across him, doesn't he?
I don't think he can call that a foul.
No, Traore's trying to go like...
Is Lee Dixon born tomorrow?
Excuse me?
He's gone, Matic is dropping too deep. Like,
This is
that
what I was
isn't
saying. I
part
thought I
of-
heard
That
something at
isn't what is
half-time.
the plan for Matic to drop in between the centre halves and let the fullback go forward, you fucking knob. Focus on what fucking Arteta and them boys are doing, you prick. Fucking Lee Dixon. Stop boring me on FIFA. Get off the game. Why are you commentating on FIFA?
That's who it is on
You
FIFA,
shit
Lee Dixon.
cunt. Cocky as well. Cocky fucking prick. Don't know why he's shooting from there. Because I am, you pussy hole.
So is this why you're mad at Lee Dixon now? Because he
Fuck
takes
Lee
the piss out of
Dixon.
you on FIFA?
He's talking about Matic for What's he talking about? Oh, Matic is too deep. Have you ever thought maybe that's why he wanted him there? To sit in between the centre halves when the fullbacks go forward? Or are you just a prick? Fuck Lee Dixon anyway. Tell him I said that.
Ball game back underway. Rui Patricio smacks it up the pitch. Win that, Harry. Good lad.
Play Bruno.
Yeah, did well there. Luke Shaw into Marshall. Does well there. Keep the ball. Keep the ball.
Right. Come on, Marcus.
Bruno.
Bruno even. Eyesight's
It's a great pass out to Wan-Bissaka, but can he do much with it? Come on, lad.
Fucking hell. Give it him back. Cross it.
He
No,
didn't
it's
want
too
to,
many
does he? He
men
didn't
around
want
him
to.
now. It's fucking just pressure. Just
Oh my God.
giving it to each other under pressure now. We're not going anywhere.
He didn't trust himself to do anything, I don't think, Wan-Bissaka there. He had chance.
The only
he
time
had
we get any
time.
space, we're fucking 60 yards away from the goal.
Good defending, Bruno. Well done. Who's that?
Play Maguire.
Matic,
Go on,
Matic.
Paul Pogba. Right, that's the one. That's the one.
Shaw, great pass. Bruno. It's it.
Handball! Nah.
Looked like
Never
it hit
handball.
his hands,
His hands were within his body shape.
It's a foul there. Well done.
Right, he's got a free kick there, Bruno. He's done well.
He hit it there, Bruno. Good strike, but blocked. I wonder what. I don't know what he blocked it with. It looked a bit Like he turned away and hit his hand.
Nah, but his hand was in his silhouette. If you get what I mean. Like he never left his side. See, he was tucked in. His elbow was tucked.
Is that Cody again?
Yeah.
His elbow was there. You're not letting Fabio Silva hurt you, are you, Bruno?
We all know there's nothing wrong with him whatsoever.
My sister would punch up Fabio Silva.
I've never met
And
your
you're
sister.
letting him
I
hurt-
don't
and
know
he
her
hurt
at all,
your
but
head.
I can guarantee that's true.
What would you punch him up for, do you think?
Because he's a little pussy. Or why is Bruno acting hurt of Fabio Silva?
Because he's won as a free kick.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, but you can stop being hurt now.
That was a replay.
Jesus. Come on,
Bruno chips it in.
That's a terrible free kick, Bruno. Come on. What are we on there? What's that? 85?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Maguire wins the header. No following up, really. Well done, Luke Shaw. He's been good since he came on.
Maguire always wins the header. That's a secret for you.
Fucking shit, this.
Turn.
Come on, 5 minutes. Probably more like
8.
Yeah. Luke Shaw crosses it in.
Oh yeah, we'll whip it. Fuck off, man. Fucking root one shit houses.
Playing it out. Wolves down the line.
Fucking hell.
Left hand side. Oh, that's a shit pass. Somebody needs to press him there.
What is it with
Got way
fucking
too much
Wolves, man?
time
Why
there.
have Wolves
Who's
suddenly
that on the
become
left-hand
such a
side?
difficult team for us to beat?
Rashford.
I don't get it.
Bruno's pressing him, coming from behind Rashford to press him, and Rashford's not pressing him.
The apparently Amazon Prime's clock is faster than ours. It's milliseconds out.
So it actually slides further out of time the longer the game's on. So this that you see in the corner there,
yeah,
it's already been changed a couple of times, but Amazon Prime's seconds are quicker than ours, which is one of the most mad things I've ever heard of.
That's it.
Luke Shaw on the
I
left.
always thought time was consistent.
Nope.
Time
No,
isn't
not.
real.
Yeah. That sounds like a Ronaldo Brown saying that. Time's a conspiracy.
Time is a man-made construct. Is what
Every 1 minute
Ronaldo-
we go 1 second behind them. I've just been
Ronaldo Brown
informed.
would say.
By
Followed
producer
by-
Camp, so.
Luke Shaw. Come on.
Cavani, why are you here?
That was a bad ball, that Luke Shaw, then.
Rashford. Luke Shaw. That's all right. Thrown to United.
That's a little 5-yard pass then. It shouldn't. There's no excuses with that. I can get it when you've got to go long, but
Oh,
fucking
this
hell.
prick again, man.
Get him off then. He's been
got
fucking injured
cramp.
5 times. It's someone else. Different player. So that's why. Interesting.
This has been
What are we waiting for?
This
here?
has been dire.
Pogba.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Is that Wan-Bissaka to Bruno?
It's just that
Chipping it
punt up. It's just not working, the little dink over the top, man.
No. They're just sitting back and absorbing pressure
Yeah,
really well, aren't they?
it's
Wolves?
like I can't remember which one of you two said it before. When we're doing it, it's almost like we don't expect it to
No,
work. It's just a little
just
thing
try it
there,
anyway.
and no one's on the end of it.
Even the
Pressing from
crosses, it's
Pogba.
like they've had a video session and someone's gone, oh, you see, Wolves seem a little bit susceptible to these deep crosses from, the front of the area, and they've just tried it constantly.
Yeah, it feels like David Moyes. Just get the ball in the box.
Bruno as well.
Get the
It's
ball
like,
in the box.
He gets the ball. Oh yeah, I'll just chip it.
Yeah.
Why?
It's
bro?
not if it's
But
not.
then
on.
again, it's not Bruno's fault. He should have been rested ages ago.
Said this.
Rashford the same.
Yeah.
Fucking squad management. It's abysmal.
And we've got options now. This is the thing.
I think it's
Bruno
a bit unfair.
on
I think
that
it's a bit
one.
unfair to say squad management is abysmal.
But
when
on
we've made
Rashford,
nine
that
changes
one.
in one
we
game.
were
Bro,
saying
8 changes.
before
why
that.
did we
5
buy
again.
Donny van der Beek?
Yeah, but this.
Why?
this-
Why?
Why don't you just say what you're going to say instead
No,
of...
but why did we say-
Because I'm
why
trying to
did-
answer the first fucking question first.
Oh, Paul!
There's been 2 players who
And
have
he
been
gives away the
rested.
foul, man.
There's been 2 players who need a rest.
There was
Bruno
options there, and he
and
turned away
Rashford.
from goal, lost the ball, and then give away a foul in their box.
We need other people. We need...
Fuck off.
They need a
Romain
rest.
Sainz has had. I'm probably
He's
saying
been
that
man of
wrong.
the match.
Man of the match.
Man of what match? He's literally got that goal, got that man of the match because he scored against Spurs.
Maybe has to be honest.
To be fair, it's the most anyone's done on this pitch in the last 24 hours or whatever it is. He'll probably go and score a winner in a minute. I can't
That's a
see.
foul.
That's a fucking foul, John Moss, you dickhead.
Kept the ball. Advantage. Oh, that's a lazy...
Another little lazy dink up
Yeah,
top.
knew it wasn't going to
Go
work.
on, we've got
Pogba this
still
time.
live.
Fucking shit, man.
Rashford, inside the box.
Stop trying all this shit, man!
He's got a caught now. It's a
Yeah.
throw in.
Fuck off!
Thrown to United.
Fuck off, man.
Right, just get the ball to a red fucking shirt for
You're
starters.
not Ronaldinho.
Oh,
fuck
fuck
off.
me. Martial's just lost it
Fucking
there
shit
from a throw-in.
cunts. All of yous can fuck off, man. Shit.
5 minutes is that added time.
5 minutes stoppage time.
Just give him the fucking ball.
5 minutes stoppage time.
Oh yeah, we'll dink it. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Let's get home. Fuck off, pricks. Got a game to be won and you're trying to not make people. Oh yeah, 4 people around me. Let me try to do a flick flap. Fuck off.
Good Adam
Oh
Maguire.
yeah, we got to win. My first touch. This is shit.
Come on,
Fucking
4 minutes to go.
Matic has been our best player. That's how much this performance stinks.
Don't lose it there.
And Luke Shaw.
Bissaka. Rashford. Pogba. Good turn.
And why doesn't Brandon Williams get a game, man? Because this geezer can do more than Wan-Bissaka going forward. Every team literally says to Wan-Bissaka, hey, you want the full side of this pitch free? Because you can have it. Play, Marshall, turn.
Keep the ball, keep the ball.
Oh, that just sums it up.
Marshall did well. Turn into
Was
the
that
box.
all this fucking...
Should have just went down, man.
Yeah, not a foul, not a fucking penalty, nothing, not a pass to the man.
No shot, no pass.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this is just going to go out for a fucking goal kick now.
Another one of them little chips over, wasn't it?
Rashford slipped as he ran through. Yeah.
Well, Matt should have come on
Can't
according
be
to Aaron
arsed.
Quinn. He would have been the key to unlocking the defence. It might have helped.
If he's gone down, then
Yeah, it looks like he got
before
kicked
that
out.
last tackle, he
Let's
gets
have a
a
look
pen.
here.
If he goes down there,
Bear.
Oh.
Did it touch
There's a
him?
bit of contact, toe on toe.
Did
isn't
it
there?
touch him here?
It's not hit as he lands. Nah, it's not, is it? Let's be honest.
should have just went down though.
Could have gone down if he wanted, but
Should have gone down. Ask the question, innit?
yeah.
But I think he was still
when you're
sort of
thinking
still
about
in his
scoring.
zone, like
Yeah,
thinking
I
like
wanna-
I can get to this.
Yeah.
This dickhead's already had a booking.
I know.
Get on with it, you
fucking ages
That's
since
it.
he's
Once
not
you've
bad.
got a booking as a keeper, you're not going to get sent
Yeah,
off.
you're never going to get a second booking. I don't think I've ever seen a goalie sent off for time wasted.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Fucking hell!
Wolves with the ball.
It's hard to be sort of not get too
Wound up.
emotional and wound
Yeah.
up about this, but it's been shit.
That's all right. Come on then, Bruno.
Come on, let's have one last attack.
Oh, Rashford's in here. Well,
But he's
no,
fucking
drifted
miles
out
wide, and there's no one near him.
Yeah. I
The
thought,
ref will put up his flag in a minute.
come on, keep the ball. Keep the ball.
Yes! 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 Fucking yes!
Is he onside though?
Yes! Please be onside, bro. Please.
Whoa, what you on about? What you on
Please.
about?
When the ball
When he
came
went through.
over.
Get it!
Hurt yourself.
I think I'm bleeding, but fuck that.
What? I don't even think there was an offside. Oh, don't
The
do this
ball
to
when
me.
it came over straight the first time was he on? He thinks it's on. Their defender thinks it's on. Fuck off!
It's not bleeding. You see that?
Stop hitting the fucking mic.
I thought you didn't hurt me arm and hurt yourself.
Oh, he's on! He's on! He's on! He's fucking onside! Get him! Yes!
Brilliant by Rashford. Fuck off. Cuts inside. Cuts inside
so
again.
wrong.
Hits it. Deflected. Fuck off.
What
Back
did
of the
I- what
net.
did I say
Fuck
to you
you.
about him?
Another assist
He
for
has the worst
Bruno.
game ever. and
He's
he still
fucking
gets his
shit.
goal.
Rashford's
You might see
honestly,
some hope posters popping up around the city of
It's
Manchester.
an absolute talent, mate. No matter how badly he's playing,
Yeah.
he'll get you something.
Good lads. Fucking get him.
Fucking nowhere.
I feel fucking sick.
Oh, mate. Tell you what, I don't care what anyone says. Marcus Rashford planted that off his
Yeah.
shoulder. He fucking picked his spot
Was it
on
going
off.
in anyway, though?
Fuck off. It's going straight to the keeper. I think.
It was going straight to Marshall.
Latanian-
Would have nodded it in.
Yeah.
Latanian Arumagam.
Even
with
Ollie
the
was
super
shocked.
chat.
Even Ollie was as shocked as me. We haven't just won this, have we?
How's he ended up with a goal? That's
We
amazing.
did not
That's
deserve it.
brilliant.
With the super chat, 21 is coming. Well, is it?
Right, fuck off. We've still
Is
got
it?
a minute left there
Still
now.
got a minute, you bastards.
Get back, you bastards.
Heartbreak.
Break your
for
legs.
Wolves.
Rashford. That's why he plays, mate.
That's why we said before.
But he
Excuse
does
me,
it all the
when
time.
You're talking about who to bring off.
Scotty.
Rashford and Greenwood both were poor.
But
when you
Rashford
keep
gets
Rashford
you
on,
a
he
goal.
can do that.
Do you know what I mean? He's got a
I do think Greenwood has that in him, but I agree with what you're
this
saying.
season, though,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
season.
yeah.
Yeah. Greenwood can make a chance out of nowhere and score, but this
I'm not
season-
arguing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Greenwood does
Go
have
on,
that
Eric.
ability as well.
No,
Go
you're
on,
not.
Paul.
You're fucking arguing, you little dickhead.
Go on, Marcus.
My man of the match today
Is
Eric
Marcus,
Bailly.
Marcus Rashford.
They've already give it to fucking
To the
Size.
corner, son.
To the corner.
Give it Pogba can hold it there.
Hold it in the corner. That's a foul. That's a foul,
you
ref.
fucking benchord bitch.
Just give it as well.
There's nothing worse than when someone does that to you in the last minute when you lose it.
Fucking get
Goes
it.
down.
Yeah, you try and tackle him.
I think we should reassess the man of the match.
It's Matic anyway.
I know.
Bailly anyway. What are you talking about?
Matic.
What are you talking about?
Hang on a minute. 7 minutes ago, you said Matic.
Matic has been our best player.
But did I just see Bailly do that?
And that's
fucking Rashford
changed
needs
your
a rest.
entire philosophy in this game.
You know what, Rashford?
He
You
needs
have
a
been
rest.
shit today, but somehow you have won this game.
He always does that, mate. It's what he does.
And that is why
Hey.
you are
Look
hope.
at that. Marcus Rashford, 1 shot on target.
1 goal.
1 goal. 3
One
points.
shot in a defender's face.
What matters?
1 goal. Basically.
Do you know what, as well? I could feel the steam coming off your head when he was turning. I thought if he loses this now, he's going to fucking throw the mic and storm off. But he didn't. He scored him.
I hate doing watch-alongs because
I
this
know,
is
I
how I
know.
am in the stands. I'm not really like
know.
this.
Just
I
hold
don't
it there.
You're actually much more level-headed than you seem on the watch-alongs. Goal
No,
kick-
watch-alongs aren't a true reflection of me or my opinions.
I agree.
Innit?
He's much angrier than this. You're not normally.
Yeah, this
This
is
is
calm.
him chilled out.
You
Like
think he's breaking a lot of microphones now? He broke 40 before we went live.
right, he's had a
Come
fucking
on,
minute.
mate.
Blow the bastard whistle!
United have won 1-0. 93rd minute, Marcus Rashford with the winner.
Caps off a
That's
fantastic
massive,
performance.
Massive win. That is a
Dominant
massive
performance
win.
by both Marcus Rashford and the
Hang on,
rest.
I just
We
gotta
were
do
shit
one
today.
tweet.
Rashford was poor.
Yeah.
Fucking Bruno was poor. Greenwood was poor. Every fucker
He's
was
21.
poor.
Hello. He's
Everyone
all about
was
his
shit
brand,
today.
this lad.
Listen,
United-
today, Manchester United were crap.
Yes.
We were crap. Rashford couldn't hit a barn door with his
on.
banjo. Fucking Marshall didn't have a first touch. Cavani was everywhere but in front of goal. Pogba, I don't know, he's going somewhere else. De Gea was pretending to be injured. Eric Bailly was the only man that made sense. Nemanja Matic was fucking man of the match, which tells you it all. But somehow we won, and that is why 21 is coming.
It's a sign of champions, isn't it, Jay?
It is a sign of champ. We said you need that. You need that though. Those 1-0 wins when you shit.
Yes.
Do you remember we were saying that? And you get a Ronaldo last minute goal or whatever, or Park Sung or Park Ji Sung, whatever I can't
Whatever.
speak.
Yeah.
And Marcus, we said it. He was having a stinker.
He was
I'm one of
shit.
his biggest fans, and he was terrible.
Yeah.
But he pops up with a goal, a deflected goal in the 93rd minute.
I'm scared.
And I love that.
I'm scared.
I love it.
That's fantastic.
That's how you win
And
titles.
that's the sort of thing as well, and we've spoken about this before. They are the sort of games that United haven't been winning.
No.
Where it's been shit, and in recent years, in this position, not only do we not win, but we're waiting for Wolves to get a goal.
When the man of the match got announced, it's like, that's only because he scored against Spurs.
But listen, I got some great mental arithmetic you can do.
Go on.
We shouldn't have won this today.
Go on.
We won it, 2 points gained. We shouldn't have lost against Leicester.
Right.
1 point.
We drew, 2 points dropped.
Yeah.
Made it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you were going to
exactly.
say we 2 points gained today. We only got 1 point against Leicester.
21.
2, 1,
21.
21 is coming.
I was
Yeah.
going to end with 21 is coming, but I'm beginning to scare myself the more.
Because
I
it's
say it.
actually possible. Are you actually getting scared now? Because we are second.
Bro, we're second.
We start in 2021 in second place. We are 5 points or 2
I
points
was-
behind Liverpool. Sorry.
Let's say
I was genuinely getting scared toward the end of him.
He fucking knocked that mic for 6 about 3
down
times.
that end there, and he turned, and I was thinking, don't lose it, because he's
Yeah.
going to fucking end up spending his night in the cells.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I just love these bastards so much, and they let us down so much. But this year is going to be different.
This is different.
That
This
reminded
different.
me-
Assist for Bruno.
Sorry?
Bruno's awful today.
Yeah.
He needs a fucking rest.
He does need a rest. Marcus was knackered.
What
but-
games next? FA Cup game soon. Can
Is
we
it Watford?
please
Is it Watford in the
petition
FA Cup?
change.org, give Bruno the
Oh,
night
don't,
off.
right. I know you're joking, but someone will
Can
probably
we all
do
clap
that.
at our door on Thursday at
Yeah.
8 o'clock for Bruno Fernandes?
Can I?
yes,
Can I bang me?
We're going to be
saucepan
back in a
with
few
me-
minutes
with me
for the review.
ladle?
We also have
'Cause I'm
the
proper.
12
Passion.
days of Paddock.
Passion,
our
Joe.
members only giveaway.
Passion.
If you want to be with him in with a chance of
Hey.
winning, a PlayStation 5. Join as a member, and we'll be giving it away on the 6th of January. We've got gifts every single day up until then. We're going to be announcing today's winner on the review in just a minute, so make sure you stick around. Watch the review with me and Jay.
Yes.
And Clark Kent with the Super Chat to sign it off. Games like this are why 21 is
Super
coming.
Chat from
Winning
Superman.
mentality from Superman there. Couldn't agree more. We're going to be back in a few minutes for review. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Jay. Thank you at home.
Thank you, Marcus!
Thank you, Marcus
Rashford.
See you in a bit.